already. We're not even a minute late. Can you believe that?
Yeah, like 15, 20 seconds.
Like 15, 20 seconds. Like, hey, bro, he dropped a question mark though, so he really wasn't saying L host. It's nasty people, bro. Nasty individuals.
Yeah, he knows we aren't our hosts around here. We always
No,
arrive on time.
no, we're pretty good, man. A couple of times, but nothing too crazy.
Everything happens occasionally, but
Mhm.
consistency is key. We're consistently on time. Couple times we're late. It is what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, big W host, bro. You feel me? That's what we do. That's what we about.
90% free throw shooters, basically.
Yes, sir. Steph Curry, right? I'm not.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I still don't know. Have I? I don't think I've seen a game where I seen KD miss a free throw. I don't
You
think I
didn't you
have.
didn't see the game, was it against Dallas, where he missed the free throws to tie the game?
Yeah, I did see that
See,
actually.
KD's not that guy. KD's not clutch.
Oh, I'm capping. I'm capping. I'm capping. That's crazy. I remember I was at a bar at that time too. That's crazy. But you know what? I looked away. So I looked away and I didn't see it. So you see,
mm,
I had just
mm.
have to be looking and he would have made that. It's superstition, bro. Superstition.
When you're watching, he makes free throws. When you're
Yeah.
looking away, he feels pressure.
I'm serious. I'm serious, bro. I'm serious. So I believe in that. I remember
I'm not arguing with you.
you ready to get on this old head media? I need what's his name? I need Elder Rufus and Ace Sturdy here. They're supposed to be battling out in the first hour, and then we could go ahead and get in the fake physicality of the old NBA.
So you saying one of them's ducking the smoke right now?
They both could be ducking the smoke because they're both not here. Can you believe this?
It's crazy. People don't want to scrap it out.
People don't want to scrap it out, bro. Elder Rufus is not the type to duck smoke. I hope he didn't forget.
Yeah,
What's
he
that?
doesn't duck smoke.
What's that thing? What's that thing that old people get when they start forgetting stuff? Dementia.
Dementia. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't wish that on anybody, but I hope that's not happening to him. But what?
Could have just forgot something. No, it's that
I'm,
simple
I'm
sometimes.
sorry. I'm a dark humor kind of guy. I'm not gonna lie, like a really really dark humor kind of guy, bro. It is what it is. But yo, I'm sorry, guys. Like that's just me, man. That's my humor, baby. Leaf, I sent you a link on Twitter. Ace Sturdy's here. Yes, Ace Sturdy's here. Let's go. We got Ace Sturdy here. We gonna need Elder Rufus. We about to drop the link right now, bro. Let's get them likes up, boys. 150 people in here. Let's get them likes up. Crispy, don't hate. Don't hate. Don't start with me. All right. Had a good day. You feel me? Nice and relaxing. Got my stuff done. Don't start with me, man. Don't start with me. Hey, Sturdy, get your behind up here, man. We gotta have you on Elder up here. I need to find Elder, bro. Come on, bud. What's good, Gabe?
What up, Dub?
How you doing, bro?
Chilling. That was a crazy joke, dog. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not
No,
crazy.
I'm
Like,
playing with you. I'm playing with you. I like
you
dark
know,
humor
you
too.
you know what's so funny, right? People like
Shit.
I don't know, like even when I talk crap to like Fluent and Showtown, like people like say, "Oh, you getting your feelings and everything." I really have like a bad like I talk crazy, like especially to my grandfather. I do the same thing with my grandfather, bro. And my whole thing is they'll be like, "Oh, you're gonna be older and be in that same position." I'm gonna be like, "Yes, I would want the young people to talk to me the same way I talk to them, bro. Yes, talk like that." Like get nasty, get disrespectful. Say Kobe played against plumbers. I don't care. I like it. It's fun.
It's the
It's
circle
fun.
of life. It
It's
has
It
to
is.
happen.
fun.
It's
Like
gonna
why
happen, bro.
people
We're all gonna get there and be like, bro,
People
it
be
was
having
right,
their
man.
panty. People be having their panties a bunch. Oh my God, Mars and Dub, they're so disrespectful. They're so disrespectful. No, shut up. Just shut up. Like enjoy it. Like what the hell's wrong with you? Like when I get
Man.
older, I can't wait to have these conversations with my child or the people that one of his friends or everything. Like I can't wait. I can't wait. I
That's
can't
gonna
wait
be
to be an
dope.
old head. I really can't
Nah,
because
I
I'm gonna
think
have
I'm
so
already
much fun.
getting there, bro. I saw a video where a bunch of kids were calling, like, they asked them, like, yo, when you think of the name Melo, who do you think of? And they was talking about LaMelo, and I'm like, bro, come on, bro.
Yeah,
I'm already getting there. I don't like that.
Oh, Odell. You remember Odell? They started
Yeah,
saying Odell and not
Oh my
Moss
God,
or Curry.
Jesus.
You remember that?
I don't want to get to that, man. I don't want to
I
get to
don't want to
that.
get to that either, bro. Okay.
Definitely we had Kobe lines, bro. Like when you shot the fadeaway for sure, bro.
Of course, I was saying Kobe. Throwing the paper ball away across the classroom.
Yeah,
Throwing it into the
Kobe.
trash can.
exactly.
Kobe. If I
Putting your three,
if I hear
threes
little
up.
kid yell Curry, bro, I don't know
Putting
what
your
I'll do.
three. Do you know what this is? Who's this
That's
from?
that Melo, man. Come
That's
on,
That's
now.
Melo.
Melo. People
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
know this, man. They don't know this, bro.
But yo, Dub, man, I gotta ask you, bro. Like, yo, what's like? It seemed like you and Fluent, man, had like kind of like I guess kind of like a kiss and make up type of moment like this whole week, man. I don't know what's going on, man. Like whatever with
Yeah, we
us.
keep agreeing on stuff. I hate it.
Yeah. I'm starting. Yeah, I'm noticing that, but it's kind of tiring down, bro. Like, and I I looked at YouTube today, and then I looked at the title of this video, and then I was like, I'm like ready, thinking to myself, I'm like, yo, we about to talk about some shit from now, whatever. And then I looked at the title, and I was like, oh my fucking God. I'm like,
Yep,
oh my
we're here.
goodness.
We're here. Please
I'm
watch your
like,
cursing though. Hey,
my
Sturdy.
bad.
Hey, Sturdy. You there?
Yeah, what's good, everybody?
What's
What's
good,
good, Sturdy?
bro?
Um,
Got the
Good
cause
goat.
Lee,
Gabe,
Mars,
cause
Gabe. What's good
What's
with y'all,
up?
man?
What's up,
what's
man?
good with the Sturdy? But cause Gabe is always. I think every time Gabe is in the chat, he's always saying the future is now. I'm wondering when we gonna talk about it.
Goddamn right, bro. It's now.
But my thing is when we gonna talk about it, bro. Like that's the like why it seemed like Dub is just keep taking us to the graveyard and just every single time you see these flowers on these gravestones and he just taking them off and running with it. Like
Yep.
I'm like it's just like all right, man. I'm like man, like when we gonna leave these old dudes alone, bro? Like we not.
Future
Never.
is now, old
Never.
man.
When are we gonna talk
Future is
about the
now.
future? That's my thing.
This is the future. We're
This is
living
the
in the
future.
future.
We're in it.
We have guys putting up 30 points per game. There's so many 20 points per game scores. There's so many guys that scored 40. This is the
That's,
new age, man. It's so
Yeah,
much
they gotta
better
add
than the last
scarcity.
past
Dub,
generation.
that's what I thought we was gonna talk about, Dub. But now we done segue back to basically back to gravestones, bro. Like most of the people that we talking about is long gone.
Who
Like
who idea is this? Mars or Dub?
It was Mars. I'm not.
It gotta be.
Oh man.
I'm not.
I want to
Hey,
say it's Mars, but
Mars is
Dub,
low key a nastier individual than
man.
me. I
but the
promise
thing
you.
is-
I listen to Mars.
But the-
What?
I'm
Nah,
serious. I am
but the thing
100.
is, but the
How?
thing is,
No,
I
Dub,
don't
you
say
keep
anything that's not
co-signing
facts.
this,
I
bro.
don't say
Mars.
anything that's not facts.
Ah!
Dub, you keep
Y'all should have
co-signing
seen
this,
me the
bro.
other day, bro.
Why?
I just say
Nah, y'all should have been there. Y'all
facts.
should have been there the other day, bro. When after behind the scenes, bro, this man Mars is unreal, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Discord
man is a
Mars.
goat.
Y'all don't know.
I just speak facts.
Y'all don't
alright?
remember.
I
Nah,
already
hold
know
up.
Mars
Hey,
is nasty.
Leaf. Hold up. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, everybody in the chat right now, everybody watching right now, YouTube, y'all never seen Discord Mars. Like Discord Mars has
I don't be on
teetered
Discord.
off,
I
but
don't be on
Discord
Discord.
Mars is
Mars-
the nastiest of the McNastiest of people I've ever seen in my life.
Listen,
Worse than me when I
already
first joined
I
this
already
Discord.
know Mars.
That
I
take
already
is
know
dumb,
Mars
all
is goes
kinds of
behind
shit.
the keyboard, bro. Like
Mars,
I know.
I'm just honest. That's it. Just honest.
No, you're not, man. You just talking a
Very
lot of
honest.
BS, bro. That's what.
Hey,
I've
hey,
never
Sturdy.
lied in my life.
Yes,
Yo,
hey,
Mars
Sturdy.
be roasting niggas in the chat
I
in the
be reading
Discord,
it.
bro.
I be reading it. I be reading it in his voice too. I be reading it exactly.
Yeah, you can hear
He'd be like, "No, you're dumb." He said, "No, you're not smart. You're dumb."
Mars.
Oh man.
But the thing
Mars
about
is the
it,
Hall of
Dub,
Fame troller, bro.
Dub
Hall
is
of Fame
just
facts,
Dub.
bro.
Dub is just continue to co-sign this garbage that Mars keep putting out, bro. I'm like, when
Mars
are
don't
we
put
gonna?
out garbage.
I haven't
Wow.
said any. I
Alright,
haven't said anything untrue ever in life.
but
Everything
let's
I
get
said
into it.
was
Let's
You
get into
spewed out a lot of garbage.
I'm trying to
never.
stall. I'm trying to stall time for Elder to get up.
No, I'm here for an hour, Dub. So like, if he don't show up an hour, that's King
feel
Dub.
you.
But
All right, let this hour start, man. It's 5:10,
well,
man. We got the 6:10, bro. Like, come on, man.
So we'll get into the topic of the video, man. You know, there's kind of some false
Fake
narratives about
physicality.
about the pastime in the NBA, about the physicality of the NBA that Mars wanted to touch on. Mars, the floor is yours. Go ahead,
Oh
brother.
my
Okay,
fucking
so
god.
I wanna talk about this idea that all these generations before today were so physical, and these current players wouldn't be able to survive in the 70s, the 60s, the 80s, the 90s. All of these ideas that every time you did anything, you were just getting smacked in the face, and that you were just getting beat up. That's like 25% true. The rest of it is completely false. If you want to actually talk about the history of the NBA and go back to when the NBA started to now, the NBA has been really physical for about 20 years. 20 years at most is when it's been really physical. The NBA has been
Okay,
around for
name
75 years.
those 20 years from what to
You
what?
got about 84 to 2004. The NBA
I
was
agree.
physical.
I would agree with that.
Everything from the year the NBA started, if you want to go all the way to 1947, all the way to 1980, the NBA was not physical at all. It was just soft.
Okay.
It was weak. You couldn't do anything offensively without getting called for an offensive foul. You couldn't touch anyone. You was getting called for a foul defensively. You see when Giannis is driving to the paint and he bumped someone and he gets an M1. All that was being called offensive foul. Couldn't do anything back then. You touch someone on the perimeter, reaching foul. The worst part of it, if you fouled someone on the perimeter, free throws. It was free throws.
Yeah.
You got given free. You didn't even have to shoot. You was just being given free throws up until about 1973 or 72, something like that. From 1947 to 1972, if you just got a regular reaching foul with 10 minutes left on the clock in the quarter, no bonus, free throws. You was being given free throws for free, literally. But people want to say, oh, James Harden's, he's foul baiting, getting all these free throws. They don't want to talk about the fact that Jerry West was getting free throws. Elgin Baylor was getting free throws. These players were getting just as many free throws, if not more. You want to talk about how many free throws are being attempted throughout the years? Today is very similar to all these past generations. The free throws aren't going up at a crazy rate. And if we want to talk about physicality, the only argument I can understand is the idea that in the late 80s, early 90s, flagrant fouls did get called common fouls quite often. That is true. There would be times where you'd see blatant flagrant fouls be called common fouls, but it was still calling them fouls. It weren't like you were just punching people all the time or hitting people and getting away with it. Contact was called a foul. It was called an offensive foul or defensive foul, depending on how they felt. You still couldn't get away with all this crazy contact. It was still happening. Guys like Michael Jordan were getting a bunch of free throws. They want to act like the only people who do it are guys like Embiid and James Harden. No, Michael Jordan was living at the free throw line. Allen Iverson was living at the free throw line. All these players were getting free throws. You talk about getting free throws for no reason. People were doing the rip through in the 2000s and getting free throws. That stuff was happening. People were doing the same foul bait and stuff that they did today 20 years ago, 30 years ago. People were doing the same things. Leg kicks on jump shots. People were getting fouls for the same things. It's not crazy different. The only difference I can agree with is instead of everything being called offensive or defensive fouls, it seems to favor the offense more now. I can agree with that. But the physicality in terms of what they allow to go, it's not ridiculous. This era is much more physical than eras like the 70s and like the 60s, especially when we talk about off the ball. The amount of times you're allowed to hold someone, pull someone, grab someone off the ball. In the 70s, that was illegal. You couldn't touch anyone. In the 90s, they allowed it a bit more with guys like Reggie Miller. You could grab, you could fight. In the 2000s, it was very physical. But if we want to talk about the history of the NBA, this era, besides the early 2000s and the 90s and maybe the late 80s, this era is just as physical as any other time. And people just want to act as if everyone's just soft nowadays. I disagree.
On top of that, on Leaf, before you go, on top of that, I know you, Leaf, you're gonna bring up hand checking. Hand check is on top of that, like the hand check is one of the biggest myths ever. Like the impact of hand checking. If y'all don't believe me, just go play anyone that you know basketball is better than you, and tell him you're allowed to hand check. He's not, and I guarantee it won't change anything. Matter of fact, when you go watch some of those games in the 90s, hand check was one of the most common foul calls called in that at that time. So I think the idea is like that when you see these NBA classic games or these highlights of these yesteryears, you see dudes fighting, all this other stuff. So they misconstrue that as being tough and more physical. In reality, like Mara just alluded to, the flagrant foul rules wasn't really get pushed like that until 1989, 1990. Before that, it was just either call a common foul or regular flagrant. The only time you get thrown out was like completely severe. You completely fight out of control. Even then, sometimes you was fighting, you still stay on the court. So it like Mars alluded to, like this, I personally think from the early 2000s to like the mid 2010s, it was physical. Simple.
All right, but I wasn't gonna bring up the hand check thing. I wasn't gonna bring up the hand check thing. I was gonna
Not gonna
ask
lie, so
Mars.
you kind of downplaying hand checking though. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah,
Hand check
yeah.
has
I mean, if
Look,
we want to be
don't change a
technical,
thing.
the official hand checking where you could put your arm on someone and move them around, that was outlawed before guys like MJ were even in the league. That was outlawed in like
It was.
1979. Then they rechanged it. I can't remember when they changed it. And then guys could still put their hands on someone, but if you impeded a player's progress, that was the term. It was very ambiguous. But if you impeded a player's progress, you got called for a hand check foul. Those things happened to guys like Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson. It wasn't allowed back then. The only difference is the freedom of movement era in 05 where you couldn't touch anyone at all. People act like everyone was just hand checking before that. You still couldn't guide someone where you wanted them to go. Guys like Derek Harper were playing on the lines all the time, trying to put his hands on people and guide them. He got called for a bunch of hand check fouls. Like Derek stuff Harper was happening all the time. So is what it is, but people just forget.
Derek Harper actually lived off of that most if not all of his career. But I wasn't gonna get on the hand checking thing at all. I was gonna get on Mars from 1947 to 1980. Like that wasn't.
Yeah, I'd say that wasn't physical at all.
All right, so how many games would you say you watched from like the 40s?
Oh, like one.
Okay. All right. But how many games you watched?
No, Leaf. No, you don't want to watch basketball in the 40s.
No.
Not only is it hard to find, it might be the worst thing you've ever seen.
That was before they had a shot clock, right? So they were.
They just passed it around and shot it sometimes from 40 feet. That's
all right.
it.
So how many
basketball, bro?
How many games you watched from the 50s?
I don't know, like 4 or 5.
4 or 5. How many games you watched from the 60s?
Like 30, 40.
30, 40. How many games you watched in the 70s?
Too many. I don't know. I don't have a number for you. But anyone I advise you, please, if you haven't watched any games from these eras, you don't even have to watch a lot. Just watch maybe 2 games from the 70s. You'll see even in the post, they wouldn't touch people. They would literally defend, hands up by their side like this, and they'll just let someone back into them. And if you backed into someone too hard, offensive foul. That's how soft it was. Guys like Wilt Chamberlain being called for offensive fouls for backdowns. That's what was happening. That's how soft the game was back then.
So you telling me I could just simply go and watch 2 games from the 70s and determine how physical it was?
No, I'm saying you don't have to watch as much as I have watched, but you will find multiple instances of the softest fouls you've ever seen just from watching 1 or 2 games. I promise you will. Guys in the post wouldn't even get like you see how we see in the post someone's putting their arm on someone's back just so they can at least give a bit of resistance. No one was even doing that. If you did that, you was getting applauded by commentators for doing some elite physicality. People were putting their arms up by their side and just taking hits to the chest.
That whistle was crazy back then.
And if the hit to your chest was too hard, offensive foul. That's how soft the game was back then.
So that's how soft it was. All right. So let me paint a picture for you. So any of y'all familiar with Jimmy High Roller on YouTube? Yeah. So like a while ago, he had a video. I think it was like displaying like basically Jordan's era and like all the fouls from. He's basically picking all the fouls from like all Bulls games. So one of the things that I always said, just because you might have watched the star players in each decade or whatever, and might have determined, they wasn't getting fouled like that, or they was getting ticky-tack fouls, which Jordan was getting a lot of. I'm not gonna lie, Jordan was getting a lot of ticky-tack fouls called for him in the times that he played. So my thing is when you go back to the 70s, the premier players was Kareem, who else? Dr. J,
and I guess John Havlicek, Dave Cowens.
John Havlicek was on kind of his last window. Dave Cowens. Okay, all right. Like, so my thing is like you may have watched a lot of the go-to players of that time and of that decade, and a lot of them may have been getting a lot of the benefit of the doubt with the ticky-tack fouls, just like Jordan was getting in the 80s and 90s. That don't mean that don't necessarily means that the whole entire decade wasn't physical. That probably just means that one player wasn't getting his touched or getting his elbowed, getting his beat up as a lot of people said it was. So I agree with you on that if you're trying to say that. But determine if like a whole decade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 4 or 5 decades of basketball was not as physical as today, that I don't know if I could side with. And that's not.
So listen. This is why I say like doing people's like doing your own homework is important. You don't have to take Myanmar's words for facts. You shouldn't take Fluent and Chill's words for facts as well because they grew up in that era. You shouldn't take anybody's words for facts.
Hold up, them
hold on.
40 years old, bro.
Hold up.
Yeah,
Hold up,
none
hold
of
up,
them
Liv.
saw the
Hold up,
saw the
Liv.
70s.
None of them
I
saw the
know none of
70s.
them saw the
They were
70s.
born
I'm
in the
not taking
70s.
their
But
word
hold up.
for it.
That's why everyone
So
needs to do their own
that's
research.
what I'm
and
saying.
watch, and you'll see.
I wish, and this is why I say Mars. I wish that we could do this on YouTube where we could show footage, but we can't because we'll get copyrighted. But just watch the games. I just dropped a link for a YouTube from the '60s game that Ace
Oh,
30
the
was so
Rufus is
kind
in
enough to drop in
Mhm.
here. Just go watch
Elder
it.
Rufus is here, by the way.
YouTube is free. YouTube
Yeah.
is free.
No, I know. No, I
I'm
know.
watching
What,
I'm watching
So
this
you could
video
go
right
ahead.
now, bro.
what
You
I'm
could go
saying,
ahead and go online and don't just go by word of mouth. Just go by what your eyes tell you. And if you've
like,
seen enough 60s and 70s game, this is what your eyes would tell you.
all right.
That's what it is.
Quick disclaimer. Like my pops yesterday, bro. Yesterday was his 61st birthday. He just turned 61. So I got a good amount of the stuff from him, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie, he an old head. You want to talk about old heads? He one of them. Yo, the game is soft now, man. Look what they doing. This, that, and the third. One of his heroes is Dr. J. I every time he say it, I laugh. So, and he was big on like the 80s and 90s era. So like. One of the things that like that, like so whenever you get a chance to watch like some of the older games, like some of the 60s and 70s games that y'all talk about, I always watch it with him. I get somewhat of a good idea. A lot of the stuff I agree with Mars to an extent. A lot of the stuff as far as the star players, the go-to players, they probably wasn't getting as fouled as much, but like everybody else might have had to get like a good elbow, a good shoulder, like whatever. It was some dirty stuff going on, but I'm not gonna co-sign for none of the older decades and say it was physical, bro. Why are we talking about this anyway, man? Like, let's talk about.
Bro, I'm watching the video right now that they put in the chat, and they've called like 5 fouls already in like 4 minutes.
It's not just star players, by the way. Literally, every I was seeing guards I've never heard of in my life be called for the dumbest fouls or be given the dumbest whistle. Listen, nothing happens and they're just being called for fouls or they're getting fouls, and I'm like, I'm watching
what do you call it? I'm watching that video that Dub, I think you put it in the chat, right? And in the
I
first
want to know
4 or 5 minutes,
hold on, leave.
In the first 4 or 5 minutes, somebody's guarding somebody on the perimeter. He has his hands up like this, and the offensive player goes into his chest like this, and they call a foul on the defensive player. With the defensive player has his hands up, he ain't even touch him, and they call the foul. I've seen that 3 times already in like 4 minutes. I'm sorry for swearing. Get out of here, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
It's really not hard. I'm telling
you. And
you,
in the post, everybody got their hands up like this, going around them, letting them go around. Like, bro, it's been 5 minutes.
You'll see it. I'm telling you, you'll see it. Just watch enough. You have to watch enough. You could watch 1 quarter, you'll see 5 months.
I haven't even seen a It's been 5 minutes. I've already seen some of the stuff.
And I'm not saying today's game is crazy physical. I'm saying this is not the softest era of basketball. Anyone who's taken the time to watch the 60s and 70s will see those were the softest eras of basketball. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the 80s and 90s wasn't physical. They were physical. The early 2000s was extremely physical. I agree. But this is not the softest era of basketball by any means. And if we're going to say players today get away with a lot, just go watch the 1970s and go watch the 1960s, and you will see the softest basketball.
I think the rules make it worse, too.
I want to hear what JJ got to say because JJ's been quiet this whole time. So JJ, what you got to say, bro?
One, I've been paying attention to the comments, but I actually agree with Mars the entire way because I'm not gonna lie. I went back and watched that stuff. Like personally, for me, that's not like my cup of like watching games. I'm not gonna lie. Some of that stuff gets a little boring to me. Like I like sometimes I like watching the Flash in class. You feel me? But like. As I'm watching that stuff, like literally, this Sturdy just sent the link, right? I'm watching this. I'm like, yo, this is actually nasty, bro. Bros just like they just calling fouls just to call fouls at that point because that you're getting introduced. I would say you're getting introduced in that era. They were introducing more and more not calls, but like rules in the game. Obviously, you're trying to update the game. But as I'm watching, I'm like, bro, there's a certain point where you don't just like go and like call a foul. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know. you gotta know when like stuff is like when it's all cool, when it's all said and done. But like it's just kind of crazy to me, bro.
I got you. I got you.
And also, I also want to say, Elder, that's
Elder
kind of
Rufus not
crazy
joining?
because like no, it's kind of crazy because like he said he don't debate people with the cameras off, but like I watched shows where he had his camera off. So why
I
why
think
no,
it's
no,
I think
no,
it's
no,
because-
no,
I think
no,
he
no,
wants
hey,
everybody to turn his
no,
camera
why-
on.
JJ,
I've been
let it
coming
rock.
at him for
JJ,
a
let it
while.
rock. Listen, the Elder and Ace 30 rivalry has potential to be a better
We've been-
rivalry than me and Fluent. I'm not gonna lie. I
We've been
love
there
this
for a
rivalry,
while.
and I can't.
Wait. You said
Hey,
so. This
JJ,
been going on. So
JJ,
this
I
been going on
can't
for a minute.
you can't make a man do anything they don't want to do. It is what it is.
That's a fact. I'm just saying.
So wait.
Hey, it's a nice logo. If the Boondocks scare you that much, hey, it is what it is, man. I can't.
Dang, that's crazy.
How long this thing been going on? Because I ain't gonna lie, Dub and Fluent thing is that I ain't gonna lie. That's
They got
kinda-
potential. They got potential, man. Trust me.
that's
I
kind of
see it. I
cringy,
can't wait.
bro. Like
I
ain't
can't
gonna
wait.
lie.
I can't wait. Don't worry about it, man. Super chat from James, man. If your greatness has to be witnessed to understand it, how great are you really? That's-
What?
I think you have to. It's when I'm talking
I
about
think you have to
sports,
see
you
it
have
to
you have to
understand
have
it because you
seen
can't
something.
just because you
You
can't
can't-
just go off.
'cause
of what
I
everybody
don't.
says.
If you can make an opinion on a player you've never watched one dribble of, like I don't know what to say. Like
That's gross. I'm not
with
gonna
all
lie.
the tools we have to watch people nowadays, there's no excuse for you to be talking about guys like Kareem and you haven't watched one game of him. Like there's just no excuse at that point. Just stay out of the conversation.
Yeah, damn.
I
Discord
mentioned.
bars.
I just mentioned it, and it's one of the reasons why I always come in here and give the disclaimer. Like Kareem, Bill Russell, to me, I just acknowledge just that they was historically in the game, bro. Like I don't really bother getting into conversations and dialogue with them, bro, because to me, it's not really my place, bro. Like I kind of watched them, but I didn't really watch them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, let me just leave it at that. I don't want to bother with the old heads. Let me bother with everything that I've seen for the past 20, 25 years.
You've been living a boring life, man.
Who kept
Christopher
you
D with the
first?
Christopher D with the super chat. Y'all's bring Cap and Crunch on today.
Oh my god, bro!
I was
Oh,
on with
shit.
Fluent,
Oh
Chill,
my
and
God.
Low, and
Oh.
Chill said Kyrie top 20 all
He
time.
said Cap
Bruh.
and
And
Crunch.
CP3 isn't top 15. point
That's
guard.
not.
Wait,
that's,
Chill said that.
Nah, he capping.
I think he meant Crunch. I think he meant Crunch. I
Yeah,
think he meant
because
Crunch.
Chill can
Crunch said that.
Chill-
Crunch,
Chill can-
Crunch be saying some outlandish stuff, bro. Y'all don't
Yeah,
gotta cut him
Crunch-
off some
Bro,
stuff,
Mars,
dog.
Mars,
Y'all
He
let
said
him slide with a
some
lot of
stuff
nasty
Sunday,
stuff.
bro. Like
Mars, how they gonna say you smell like Honey Nut Cheerios, bro? Like,
What?
What?
He was just coming out with stuff.
bro
He was
said
just
Mars
coming
looks
out
like
with
he
stuff,
smells.
Nah, okay.
Oh,
whatever.
y'all nasty, man.
But,
Hold on, hold on.
bro, on
Great.
episode 200, bro, y'all let that man say some outlandish stuff,
Cap and
bro. We
Crunch,
can't.
Cap and Crunch is elite. Where do we rank?
It's
Where do we rank MJ as a dribbler?
Not even top
I don't know.
40.
Not up there, I'm not
MJ's
gonna
too
lie.
low on a
I
ball
say
handling.
top. I say
I
top
don't rank.
30.
Hey, Mars is in the
Yeah.
chat when I said
Leave
my
you-
top 10 ball
leave
handlers
you
of all
capping.
time. You know what I'm saying? So, you know.
You said, I'm what? Wait,
MJ's
hold
down
up.
there.
Somebody said something.
MJ might be
MJ
top
got a top
100.
30 handle of all time. Leaf.
MJ might be top 100.
He's probably just saying it to say it.
Like 30 or 40, man. Like I'm just being nice.
30,
man. That's
40?
all.
No, we don't. I'm not gonna hold you.
I don't know a number. I can't tell you. I don't know.
I mean, no, bro, like you'd actually have to go
I
back.
can't
You'd
think
have
of
to
like
go back.
30 names off the top of my
I,
head.
I have a solid 10, but I'm not gonna lie. You'd have to go and actually sit there and start
No, but
watching.
then you're
Yeah.
gonna get names. Like, you're gonna get to names like
you
Rafer
gotta go
Alston.
deep.
who have better
You gotta
handles
go
than
deep,
MJ.
deep. You
Roger
gotta go way,
Strickland.
way deep.
Roger
Man,
Strickland
Jason
has better
Williams
I've
handles.
seen some
has a
Ray
better
for Austin
handle than
highlights.
MJ.
Oh my
Like,
god.
There's a lot of people that's had
Yeah.
A
better.
lot of people got.
Darren Williams.
It's a lot of people, but I mean, like,
Ooh,
I'm
Darren
saying,
Williams.
of course,
Darren Williams is a good one.
Hell
Darren
yeah.
Williams.
Darren Williams is
Bill
solid.
Kelly.
Cole, boy.
I thought
What?
Darren Williams had a move. I thought Brandon Jennings was a very good ball handler.
I'm not
Mhm.
gonna
Yeah.
hold you, bro. The professor on who does the
Oh.
one-on-one,
He
bro.
didn't
He might
play in
have
the
better
NBA,
handles than him.
bro.
Hey,
I
bro,
don't
you
care.
keep
I
going
mean,
out,
that's-
bro.
I'm just saying, bro. That's different type of handles.
Like guys
That
like
is
Stephon
different type of
Marbury's
handle.
handle,
But
is
he ain't playing
crazy,
in the NBA, man.
so-
Like I'm.
Bone Collector got.
I think the rules. I think the rules
Okay.
let you get away with more dirty play. The league.
No, it just lets you be more innovative. Like when people say Kyrie would be a wizard in the 60s, no, he would have to adjust to the rules because there's just the rules dictate how players play, and great players figure out to be innovative and dominant within those set of rules. So, like the main reason why the pace was even that high was even that crazy being called because the NBA at that time was trying to compete with the ABA and they're trying to figure out different ways to speed up the pace.
That's
So
a fact.
it was a problem. But today's league, these guys are so skilled, so versatile that now the defense has to catch up to the offense. Just for it to appear. Even then, the team defense is excellent. I don't know what y'all watching. There's no way y'all watching a full 48 minutes of basketball and think there's no defense. Did any of y'all now?
Yeah.
No, like why he like
the team defense?
Did you see? Let's take the last great game. Did you see that Warriors and Celtics game?
That game was nice.
I did watch. I watched that game with Pops.
Like two of the best, two of some of the. That was just the finals. Are you telling me those teams were playing defense? Like, come on, bro.
No, I agree with you actually, like on the team defense aspect. But I just want to say, like, I don't think that it's about defense catching up. More so, the league is making the league more offensive oriented and is making it harder for defenders. So you being such a great defender in general is going to be a plus in and of itself for me. So like,
honestly, you know what? I think the easy answer is just like it's just the threes. Like what happens is when we see teams going for 110 and 120, a lot of people see that as like, oh, they're automatically not playing defense because they're lined up this many points. When you just look at like how many threes they're putting up per game, it's like it's the highest it's ever been. So those averages are just shooting straight up. It's not that these guys aren't playing defense. It's just the way that they're the offenses are getting points. It's a lot more than what it was in the past, like in the 2000s, 2010s as well. They weren't taking threes at this high of a clip, which is going to put up the scoring averages from the last 25 to 30 years. That's something that not a lot of people are thinking about.
When was the last time two teams scored under 100 points?
It's happened. It's happened. Trust me. In the playoffs too.
I feel like I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it happened. I'm not sure.
I think probably a couple.
Just in general. Because I don't remember.
There's playoff games.
A couple of Knicks games.
There's playoffs games. I remember. There's a few playoffs games where they had under 100.
A few Knicks games and a few Spurs games, bro. I could say that. I could definitely say for sure. But to piggyback on what Dub was saying, bro. Yeah, it's just like. I'm not gonna lie, you can watch an NBA game today, and for like 2 or 3 straight minutes, you could see 3-point shot, rebound, come down, 3 seconds off the shot clock, 3-point shot, rebound, come down, come. You could see that for 3 straight minutes, almost 2 to 3 straight minutes in today's game. I think that's what's probably bothering more of the people that's like been watching basketball for over 25, 30 plus years or whatever. But to me, realistically, like it's allowing a lot of the, like when you see the 140 to 138, that's most of the people that's chiming in on that. Those people that's just looking at the box score. H30 has a point, bro. Like it's a lot of team defense being played. You moving around now.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
The box score tells you more than actually watching the games, guys.
I still get impressed when the team scores like high 130 points, 140 points. I don't think that's normal at all.
I just think
that's not normal.
I just think personally, like I said, like the league itself has created set standards and create rules for the offensive players to be better, like to be able to do more with the ball in their hands, so that way you can see more stuff when you're watching the game. You're gonna be more entertained. There ain't nothing wrong with that. They're trying to make money. It's a business, right? But like at certain points, like you watch, you're seeing like, bro, there's only so much a defender could do. Like I say, you can go back 2-3 minutes of them shooting straight threes, but at the end of the day, that's not changing how I'm viewing the game, because half of the players don't even be making them, especially with closeouts and like y'all said, team defense. But like watching the games, like I can see like the style play.
Another thing that people always forget is momentum shifts. Like in the NBA, especially today, like the way that like a 20-point lead is no longer safe.
No longer safe. The amount of 20-point leads I've seen been blown just by the Heat. By the Heat, it pisses me off.
I've seen 30-point leads. I've seen 30-point leads get squandered, bro.
But that's the thing. That's the thing that gets underrated, right? Teams could just catch fire like no other in NBA history.
Even the sorry teams.
Dude, last year,
the teams could be playing great defense. The teams could be playing great defense the whole time. But guess what? The team starts going on a run in the third quarter. They score 40 points in that quarter, and now the game's
the Hornets, the Charlotte Hornets, put up 51 points in a quarter on the Milwaukee Bucks a couple of weeks ago. Let it make bro. I'm not.
That's the second time the Mavericks did the same thing to the Lakers on Christmas. They dropped 51 points in the third.
all right.
They dropped more
the
points in one
context,
quarter than the entire first half. It's ridiculous.
right.
The
Gabe,
Hornets
I feel
putting
that,
up 50 in a quarter against the best defense in the NBA is kind of crazy.
Oh my
but
god! I think
putting
they
up
have the worst
51
defense.
in a
The worst
quarter
offense in the league right now.
against Milwaukee.
It's ridiculous.
It's
That's
not that
crazy.
they not play defense. It's
No,
the
it's
momentum,
I don't
bro.
think the Bucks took them that serious that game. They the Hornets, and then
Not
and
that
to your point,
serious.
Dub, like we just saw in the playoffs with the Grizzlies and Timberwolves, 2 25+ point leads get cut in the same game.
Yo,
That's bad
listen,
coaching
man, listen.
and explosive offense. Like,
Yo, that's crazy.
true.
That
That's
Sturdy,
true.
that's crazy, bro. Like and when I watched both of them games, bro. I was just like, hey, yo, what the hell is going on? Both teams was up like a dub, maybe more. 30-point leads ain't even safe, bro. Like I seen that get squandered, bro. And it's almost like, bro, when they get squandered in the fourth quarter,
Bro, you
it's
gotta beat
almost
them like
look like
50 points to
so-
secure a win.
so
now,
my-
man.
it's
my-
almost looking
ridiculous.
like point spread,
So-
bro. I'm
so
like,
back-
yo, what's going on?
So back to the overall point though. Is that I think Ace 30's right where the teams are playing really good defense, but along with the threes being hit, along with the momentum shifts that happens in the NBA today, along with the pace, it's like it's so difficult to just hold these teams to under 100, 110 points. Like it's extremely difficult to do. We just had the Hornets, you guys brought up, the Mavericks having
The
50
Thunder had
in a
150
quarter.
point game
I
against the
give you-
Celtics.
Bro,
I
guys,
give you a team, bro, that I think could put up 100+ points in any era with the team that they got right now. The Utah Jazz, bro. The way that they move the ball around, bro. They offensively, they are it. Defensively and on the rebounds, they very sorry. But offensively, bro, I don't think it's a way possible that you can hold because everybody's moving and they always got 5 players on the court that could score.
you talking about the 80s, 90s Jazz, right?
No, I'm talking about today's Jazz.
I'm talking about
Come on,
today's
man.
Jazz.
I'm talking about today's Jazz. I'm dead serious.
Why are you still on with the Jazz, bro?
I'm dead serious, bro. Yo, listen, Gabe, bro. Yo, it's something about that team, bro. I think on any given
Bro,
night.
it's okay to hop off the Jazz train, man.
No.
Pause on that, man.
Hold
Come
on.
That was the 1 week. That was the first week of the NBA thing.
Gabe, hold on. Let me get this off.
It's reasonable, bro. Marketing got hurt is kind of reasonable. Like Golden State Warriors just got healthy. It's reasonable to give up on them, bro. It's reasonable.
But nobody's gonna blame you. Nobody's gonna blame you.
Hear me out. Just hear me out.
They're
bro.
not tanking for Wembanyama though.
That's fine, but
listen, they're gonna get this.
Leaf, what did you say at the beginning of the year?
I said that the Utah Jazz are they are getting Vic in the draft.
That's not happening.
They are going to the conference finals.
That's not happening.
Yes,
it's okay to hop.
Wait, they're doing both those things in 1 year?
Stop, bro. It's not happening.
Yeah, Dub, did I not say that?
It's not happening.
Wait.
He did say that. That's what I'm saying. It's not happening.
When it happens,
it's not going
to.
It's
all
not.
of y'all gonna be in shock.
Look,
Both those things are happening in 1 year.
I will send you a video myself of me saying you were right. All right,
listen,
I will send you a video.
And Mars, you didn't say nothing?
You ain't even gotta send me the video because I'm gonna
I
show
agree
up.
with him. I agree.
I'm gonna show up.
That's just live, bro.
I'll tell you on live. I'm sorry. You were right. Just like that, word for word. I will apologize and say you were right.
Look. All of this is predictions, bro. That's all
I know,
it is.
it's fine.
Listen,
It's a really
that's
bad
a fact. That's a
That's a
fact. It's just
horrible-
crazy.
Listen,
Leave. I want you to bet on that, bro. I want you to put money down on
That's
that.
nasty.
No, you know what?
I already put money on it with somebody, bro. Like,
I'm not gonna lie. You know what the odds are for
I
that
already
to
put
happen?
money. Me and my brother put money on the line with that, bro.
That's
You're
like
really
a
about
plus.
to-
That's
you're
like
really
a
about to
plus.
take all your money.
That's a plus 1,000, bro. That might be plus 2,000 if I think about
Like,
it.
bro, nah, bro. That's like out of this world, bro. I'm
That's-
sorry,
nah,
bro.
that's
The-
just
the-
not-
If that happens,
The money that I'm about to get, bro, is about
The money you about to
if
lose,
that happens,
man. You about to
leave.
I ain't about to lose that much money, bro.
Oh
I ain't
my
about to
God.
lose that much money
Leave.
because
If
the
that
odds.
happens, the NBA needs to hire you, bro. Because there's just no way you could
The
just do that.
NBA should have hired me years ago.
Man.
Oh man. All right, bro.
Yo.
I gotta get some new guys up here. Sturdy, I'm gonna leave you on until you have to go because you said you had an hour, but I'll see y'all soon, bro.
Yo,
all
I'm
right?
coming back here, bro.
Yeah, I might have to come back, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I might have to spin.
Nah,
I'm
it's
gonna have
cool,
to
it's
spin the
cool.
block, bro, because
Good
I
luck.
need to get back on this Utah thing. Bro.
Good luck
For
in
real,
the
for
chat, man. Good luck at the chat, bro.
All right,
Nothing
bro.
Easy.
Yo, Leaf, you a character, bro. Yo.
Leaf is a character. He's a crazy character, bro. I love Leaf though. That's my guy. Oh, what's this? What? I can't. Whoa. Oh, you got him. Okay, cool. What's good, fellas? I'm gonna read off this super chat real
Yo.
quick. The 70s was soft, huh? Sounds like today's NBA. Today's game. He's talking to
Sure.
you, Mars.
Sure. I mean,
What's up with y'all, fellas, man?
I've said everything I had to say. So either you listened or you didn't. That's it.
Damn, that's all you got to say, bro. They
I've been
calling
trying
you
to
out.
tell people that they were calling ticky tack fouls back in the day, but old heads will argue up and down that it was way more physical and people was getting knocked out or some shit like that.
You know,
I mean,
there's a
yeah,
lot.
people.
They talking about
'cause
the 80s,
You
but
have
not the
that.
70s,
You have
though.
that.
They always speak on the 70s like that.
When Rudy Tomjanovic obviously got knocked out, people act like that was just a whole decade, and that's what was just happening every game. It wasn't. That's why the NBA took that extremely serious, and I think they made it so that you had to have 3 refs on the court now because of that incident. So they took that extremely seriously. That's just not what the NBA was doing consistently. That was a bad moment, and they addressed it because that wasn't ever meant to happen. They weren't allowing that to happen. So that's just a dumb example.
I hate to be this guy, but I came up here with an agenda. Hey,
Go
Mars, we be chopping it up on the chat, right? We be going back and forth. I need to understand that Kobe take that eighth spot stuff. I don't understand that. Could you elaborate, please, on that?
Who do you
before I
have
get
over
on
him
that?
though? Who's the 7 people above him?
Hey, Hood.
That's a
Let
great
me-
question.
Let me
Appreciate that.
check. Let me see
Hey,
who I
hey,
have
Hood.
above
Hey,
him.
Hood. Listen. That's what this is for. If you got an agenda,
Oh,
you got
I
something with me.
I had
and
to make
Mars,
sure I was in the
address
right
it. Go
on the
ahead.
right
All
show.
of
Yeah,
y'all,
me
all
and
y'all
Mars
always in
be
the right, man.
me
Go
and
ahead.
Mars be
Hey
going
Dub,
back
I
and
was
forth
just on
in
the
the chat a
TikTok
lot.
live with you. I
But
don't
you
know if
see,
you
you see
remember or
that,
not.
Oh, that
you
was
see
you.
that,
Yeah.
but you see what he did, Dub? Like you see that man below you did when he had a problem with somebody, he just sit in the chat and
Facts.
pretend like he wasn't afraid. Like he came up here and want to talk his shit.
Man,
Facts,
don't
man.
boost me.
Yeah,
I'm from the city,
no,
man. I'm from the
these
city.
are
That's just in my
these are the
blood.
people
That's just
we
how we do it.
respect. These are
City
the people
boy.
we respect.
But I
Like,
need to know. I need to know, Mars. Like 7 people, you can honestly say,
7
career
people above
wise,
him.
I actually have
better
8.
than Kobe.
You
Actually,
actually have
have
8?
Yeah, he's
All right.
9.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I
I
got
need you. I
Bron,
need you. I need you to
MJ.
walk me down that lane. I've been hearing a
I,
lot from the newer generation, older people, but even the older folks say that Kobe should be number 2 or at least 3, top 5. Like I've never heard him
so is that
out
where
of
you
the
have him?
top
Just so
10,
I
top
can
8.
understand. Is that where you have him? Top 3.
If you ask me, because I do eye test on a lot of players, he's number 1 for me. I feel as though he's the most skilled, he's the most
Ooh.
unafraid in terms of just a basketball player coming to dominate. He wasn't afraid of Michael Jordan, aka Black Jesus. Like that's tough to me.
he
You know what I'm
wasn't
saying?
afraid
He
of
shot
God. That's
everything.
crazy. How you not
11
afraid of
threes
God?
in one game. He was doing Steph Curry stuff before Steph was even Steph. Like nobody, you know what I'm saying? 81 points, that could be overrated to some. But if you ask me, that's more important than that 100 point from Wilt. You know what I'm saying? I can't see none of Wilt,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
the
see all of
that's
Kobe.
in
You
my opinion.
know what I'm saying? Even with LeBron here, Kobe was still there, 2010, going to the finals, winning, and LeBron was the best player in the NBA. And
Hey,
we're saying he's
but
the
Kobe
GOAT.
doesn't have a perfect career though, but people
He
act like
don't.
he do. He
He don't.
sold the
No, no, no.
3-1 lead. He lost in 2012
Forget
and
all that.
2011.
That first couple seasons, them air balls, he was below average for me. That was terrible. I don't want to see that again. But he never showed that again though. He
That's
really went
true.
and got
04?
better.
04?
All right, bro. You
Yeah,
you want
04
nitpick? You
was
want
hard.
nitpick?
Let's be real.
You want nitpick?
LeBron folded in 2011 too. So
Him.
let's do it.
The
Okay,
only
but let's
Hey,
thing.
talk
Dub,
about
that's a
04
fact.
for
That's a
Kobe.
fact. But
No, no.
Let's talk
04.
about
What did
04
Kobe
for
do in
Kobe.
2011
No,
too?
for sure. 04 Kobe. Let me get on that first.
Talk
I'll
about
speak the truth.
2012 Kobe too.
From what I've seen, there was a lot of narrative for him. So he was saying, I don't want to shoot. I want to let Kobe call him. A whole bunch of sissy girl stuff. I didn't like that. Not sissy girl stuff, but just bad stuff to me. As a man, you need to go out there, put the ball in the hoop, go win some. He could have set a record four straight. That's tough. But he didn't.
He got
So
swept in
I knock
2011
him
too.
down
People
for
don't talk
that.
about that either.
But I say I knock him down for that. I'm realistic, but I'm not gonna be as mad at him about that as opposed to like LeBron James being 6'8" his whole career, 250 pounds, running up and down the floor, running everything, but only got 3 to 4 rings, but been there 9 times. Like I don't see
All
how
right,
that's better. You see what I'm saying?
all right,
I
but
get Kobe
LeBron.
did terrible here and there.
Oh, you're a team thing. You're a team guy. Okay.
I was just say that's team. Those are team
No,
accomplishments.
I'm a specific player guy. I want that player to show me why he's the GOAT in terms of GOAT debate.
I need you to show me and statistically prove you are the greatest of all time.
You talking to the perfect person. Mars, break down the
You see what I'm
7
saying?
guys you got ahead of Kobe.
Yeah. I want to hear that.
And that's why I need to know who he got.
Okay, I have LeBron, MJ, Kareem, Bill Russell, Shaq, Hakeem, Tim Duncan, and Wilt Chamberlain.
Bill
above Kobe
Russell,
Bryant.
Mars, Bill Russell.
If you
That's
don't want to
nasty.
argue,
That's
if you don't
nasty.
want to argue the old people because you're gonna say they played plumbers,
No,
I
I'm
have
not.
Lisa
I'm
Runner,
not
No,
saying
no,
that.
I'll
I'm
argue
saying
him. He's a
defensive
winner.
impact,
Shaq,
but I
Hakeem,
can't go with
Tim
somebody
Duncan.
that's a big man that's shooting 40% at the rim.
That's
You know
fine.
that's average for that time, right?
I still, that's not
even
phasing
if
me.
you want to say yes, Bill Russell wasn't a good scorer. I don't think anyone.
No, he was a terrible scorer.
Yeah,
Not
that's
even
fine.
really good. He
You
was
said
terrible.
He was
that's
average. He was
at
average. He was
time.
average.
He was actually average,
But-
But yeah, so if you want to say he wasn't a good scorer, you want to say he was terrible.
So
That's
are we saying
fine.
their
No
average
one
from back then
one
was good?
No, the average back then was average because he was average.
But I'm saying if it's average
a
and it's
pedestal
not
with
that
great
good
players.
as opposed to what people do now. You see what
Like,
I'm saying?
well,
Like,
I mean,
I don't judge players back then based on what players do now. I judge players back then based on what other players back then were doing compared to the people who were playing.
But Mars, like, you're putting him on a
Yes.
pedestal with great players that gave you two sides of the basketball at an elite level for a very long time. But Russell was a one-sided player. He was a defensive monster. I could get with that. But the offensive side was just, it wasn't there really.
Yeah.
Okay,
If you want
a
both,
lot,
just
of,
get
a
a
lot
cube.
of people I have ranked very highly weren't dominant on both sides of the ball their whole career. A lot of them. LeBron James wasn't dominant defensively his whole career. He had maybe 4 or 5 years where he was dominant defensively. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar wasn't dominant defensively his whole career. Maybe for like 9 years, 10 years, he was very good defensively. Fell off in the tail end. Fair enough. But once again, that's another player who wasn't dominant defensively his whole career. Shaquille O'Neal wasn't dominant defensively his whole
But
career.
the thing
He was great defensively for maybe like, again, 4 or 5 years.
They were above average defenders though. They were still good defenders, elite defenders throughout their career.
Okay.
But Russell was never an elite offensive player.
And that's fine. And Bill Russell
even
was
above
the
average.
best. Bill Russell, because to me, the best offensive player ever, MJ or LeBron, you can argue whichever one you want, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Everyone else wasn't the best offensive player ever. To me, Bill Russell was the best defensive player ever. So him being average offensively, to me, he's the best at one side of basketball. The best ever to ever exist. He's the best to ever do that.
That's
You didn't think Kobe's the best scorer?
Kobe Bryant.
No, I don't think Kobe. I think MJ is the best
it was
scorer.
like MJ.
But
like,
my argument for MJ,
You think MJ's the better scorer?
LeBron, Shaq, Kobe, KD.
So he's top 5.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So
My
I'll
question.
give honorable to Kareem.
My argument is I think Bill Russell's defensive impact has shown me when I watch those Celtics games, they were dominant defensively. They won because of their defense. Despite this 8 Hall of Fame argument people like to talk about, their offense was religiously mid. It was mid a lot of the time, despite all these great offensive players, Tom Heinsohn, Bob Cousy, John Havlicek later on, all these great offensive players, their offense was always mid because they were carried by their defense. They won titles because of their defense. Bill Russell being the best defensive player ever. Anyone who can find 1964 Boston Celtics, please go watch Bill Russell dominate games entirely.
So you think Bill Russell was better
do
defensively than Hakeem?
Yes.
Okay.
Relative, because I judge relative to his time. Do I think Bill Russell, if you put him today, would know how to guard an elite pick and roll where he has to hedge, he has to play the ball?
Yeah, I can agree with that.
He can guard like. Do I think he could guard a pick and roll like Draymond Green if you just dashed him in 2022? No, he didn't have to. He was guarding in the 1960s. I judge you what you did at your time, and at your time, he was the most impactful defender ever by a wide margin, leading the best defenses ever by a wide margin. It's very hard to find.
Where was the Houston Rockets defense ranked though throughout the 90s when Hakeem was killing?
They were one.
They were very good defense. They were like the best defense in the league, like often.
And we were all,
if you want to look at like relative defensive ratings, how good like Bill Russell's defenses were compared to the rest of the league throughout his career, they're like the best defenses ever. Like Hakeem was leading the best defenses in the league. Bill Russell was leading the best defenses in the league, and those ratings have held all throughout history. They're still the best defenses ever. That's how good defensively he was. And if you watch him, he was an excellent rebound. He was an excellent post defender. For his time, he was extremely mobile. One of the best, probably the best shot blocker we've ever seen. His ability to block shots and keep the ball for his team and start fast breaks. Like he was just pivotal to that team. Like if you don't air attacks, which a lot of people do, and I understand it, that's why I try not to talk about these guys. But if you don't air attacks, you can understand Bill Russell's impact. And the fact he was so impactful he played 12 years. I would say for 11 of those years, he was a top 3 player in the world. I think his last year, I'd say he was like a top 5, 6 player in the world. So for me, being that good for that long at that time, knowing what you had to go through with your body, knowing like how
The league was
people
watered
treat-
down also though.
Wait,
They only
he was
had
Like
top
I said,
five.
I
Top
don't,
five
I
Yeah.
in
don't.
'69.
Yeah.
I think
Yes,
you should
Bill
have
Russell.
Mars. You
Bill
gotta
Russell to
consider
me
him,
was a
man.
top five. Bill Russell
You know
to
what's
me was a
even
top five
cold,
player of his
Dub?
whole career.
2 of those chips, he
Yes.
was a coach, no assistants.
I know he was a player coach. Yeah.
No assistant coaches. It was just him and the team.
No way. I didn't know he didn't have any assistants.
He didn't have the
had
assistant
no
coach?
assistants.
No assistants.
No
Man
Wow.
would call
way.
the play
That's
and get him on the
Hey,
crazy.
court.
hey, man.
Yo,
I might raise
Heisen,
him up
you
on my
trash.
list, bro.
Subbing Sam Jones. You trash. Like he would do that. Like
That's hilarious. But
And
I mean, to
like,
go.
unless you're era, if you want to say the competition was weak, that once again that's era taxing. I'm not gonna argue because I don't think these '60s guys were good compared to today. I just don't rank like that. I just judge you what you did against whoever.
Yeah,
Whoever's out on the court, that's who I'm judging you against. So if you want to say Bill Russell's not that high, Wilt Chamberlain's not that high because they played against trash people, that's fine. Then I'll say take them 2 off. I still have 7 people or 6 people above Kobe. So you can take them off if you want. If you don't want to argue them, I don't really care.
Even
So
though-
what do you
even
think
them
is the eye
ones-
test?
You
Like
said
how
the
important is
team.
the eye test to you?
I mean, everything I'm seeing is based on my eyes.
No,
I'm watching you
I
play.
get that, but I'm saying like the nitty and gritty of a basketball player actually being skillful and good, being able to
I
take
think-
on
I think-
any
I think-
matchup. What do you
Oh,
think?
so eye test to you is skill. Just so I want to understand.
Yeah,
Eye test to you
yeah.
is skill.
To be fair, yes, it's more so skill to
Okay.
me. How you
I think
attack your
Kobe,
matchup.
in my opinion, is one of the 3 or 5 most skilled players ever. If we're having a skill argument, I won't argue with you. Kobe's a top 5 player ever to me, top 3 probably.
Okay.
I'm not gonna argue.
And
I
so his
agree with
skill-
that.
his
That
skill
point, yes.
doesn't
He's
lead
more
to
skilled.
his
He's
career
more
being
skilled
better
than Michael.
or
Yeah,
top
he's,
3.
he's more skilled than Michael Jordan, in my opinion. He's more
Yeah.
skilled than him. I don't
He's
think he
more
was better
skilled
than
than
him.
Michael Jordan, but he's
Yeah,
not
I don't
top
think-
5 all
I-
time.
no.
No,
Because
I
it's
don't
more
think-
than skill that
yours-
gets tied
being
into.
skilled
Nah, I
doesn't
know, I
make
got you,
being
I
more
got
skilled
you, I
doesn't
got
make
you.
you better than
I hear it.
someone.
Yeah, because
I
Gilbert
think-
Runner,
I
Gilbert
think he
Arenas
was
is
more
one of the
skilled
most
than a lot
skilled
of people.
players in the 2000s, but we'll never talk about him now.
But that's
Mars,
what I'm saying. In
I'm so
terms of
Your
combining
skill,
the two
doesn't
as a
automatically
player,
make you more impactful than someone who's less skilled than you.
for sure.
In my
Mars,
opinion.
Patrick
I'm
Ewing was
so-
by far more
I
skilled
got
than Shaq, but he was nowhere near as good as Shaq.
Got you.
Mars, I'm so disappointed in you, bro. I can't believe
I'm
this.
answering.
That Bill
questions
Russell
that I
bag was
don't
elite. I'm not
understand.
gonna lie.
The Bill Russell bag was nice, but even then, I mean, we're talking about the greatest players of all time.
Exactly.
And I've heard numerous talking points about a lot of people saying, well, if you do one thing great, I think you even said it about KD about ranking him as like a top 5 player. The thing that holds him back is that he really just does one thing great, and then everything else is not on a great level. So Bill Russell was a great defender. Rebounder too, I guess you could include
Yeah, he's
that.
top 3 rebounder ever.
Yeah, he's a top 3 rebounder, cool. But my whole thing is like Kobe Bryant, on top of being an elite defender, an elite scorer, on top of having a great a playmaking skill set, passing
Exactly.
skill set,
The
you would consider
longevity in his career.
you consider Kobe Bryant, according to your playmaking definition, as like one of the top 5, top 10 playmakers
Okay,
of
not
all
that
time.
high, but yes, an elite playmaker, yes, but
An
not
elite
that high, but
playmaker.
yes.
So a guy who at the same time is that impactful to his team, a guy who was willing his team to the playoffs, a guy who was, as soon as he got help, went to 3 straight finals. On top of that, I don't see how a guy who, on top of was dominating and winning with his team and being very impactful, just having more tools to his arsenal than Bill Russell is not better than him.
Okay, I'll explain it as simply as I can. I do agree that being one-dimensional can hurt you. I use it in the case of KD because I've seen his scoring where most of his value comes from. That can be neutralized, and it has been neutralized. And outside of that, his impact gets diminished because of that. Guys like Bill Russell, where their impact is 95% defensive, that was never being neutralized. So I can't hold it against them because it was one-dimensional. If your one main impact doesn't get neutralized, you're still just as impactful as you were before. So it
how
doesn't
about-
matter that it's only coming in one way. Bill
How
Russell
about a
was
player
always
like
that
Dirk?
impactful in the regular season, postseason. He was that impactful, and it all
But
came from his
how,
defense.
how is
I'm
he?
taking that,
How,
Lawrence.
One,
That was a
how
good
is he?
answer.
being
Hold on,
one-dimensional, it's not a
how-
knock to him because it wasn't
how is
neutralized,
he
it wasn't
so?
held
How
against
is he so impactful, especially on defensive end? Because his first season when he got there,
him.
he missed 48 games, but they were still one of the best defenses in the league.
Okay.
So like how is that impact? If he's that impactful, they shouldn't be up there.
Yeah, that right there is a
If he missed
testament
that
to
many-
that they were still a solid defensive team
So
all around.
Yeah, the point is they were still on top of Bill Russell and his defense. That team, the Boston Celtics, had a good core defensive unit as well. And in the first year he got there, they became the #1 defense, not just because of Bill Russell, because the team as a whole just got better. Because they were #1, even though Bill Russell missed 48 games, damn near half of the season. So that goes to the testament of how good those supporting cast was. So to hold that impactful value
What
to
supporting
Bill
cast?
Russell so high, His supporting cast in
Like
48.
you can low key
No,
say
no,
the
and
same thing
no,
about the Bucks right
you'd
now.
have
Like,
to
the
you'd have
Bucks
to
are
tell
still a
me
good defensive team
in
without
order
Giannis.
for me to completely agree with you, you'd have to tell me the differences between the roster in 55, 56 to his rookie year. Then you'd have to say that you're using rookie year Bill Russell missing games as a point to his impact throughout his whole career,
Well,
which
no, because
once again I can't agree with because
I
I think
remember.
that's crazy.
No.
But
I remember you. What's it called? Because I think.
we've
Yeah, I
you've
remember
had
you.
discussion
We've
with me
had this
about
discussion
Wilt
before,
Chamberlain and Bill
and
Russell. Yes.
you said as soon as he came to the league, they became the best defense in the league at the time. And I'm saying that that's just more because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch the games like that, but I think that's just more of a testament to the
Exactly,
team
to
as a
the
whole
rest of the
just
team.
getting better than just him because he missed a lot of time and they were still able to still be the best defense in the league because of that. I think you're kind of overvaluing his impact on defense to try to put him over Kobe Bryant, and I just don't think that because one side of the ball is one side. I look at Bill Russell, I'm not gonna hold you. He's more like a Draymond Green, bro. He's a crazy defensive impact, 100%. But Kobe, with his defensive and offensive impact, trumps everything.
Imagine
And like
Draymond.
the
Imagine
and the thing,
Draymond. Imagine if you combine KG with Draymond with a guy with defensive impact like a Ben Wallace or Dwight Howard.
but the
That's who
thing
Bill
is,
Russell
one
was
guy
at
can
that time.
Nah,
only
bro. What
impact
the
the
hell are we
defense
doing
so
now?
like
Hey,
one guy
hey,
can only
Dub,
impact the
you see
defense
all
so
those
much.
games I put in the private chat? You can see it for yourself.
Okay, but
I watched a few.
The
I
thing
watched a
is,
few.
I think you guys, especially Dub, and no offense, someone who's admitted you haven't watched many 60s games, I don't think you're grasping how impactful defense was in that time. The reason being is when A, shooting wasn't as developed, B, there wasn't a 3-second violation. And so everything was packed into the paint. The value of rim protection then comparing him to a Draymond Green now, the value of defense back then isn't able to be related to the value of defense now. You're comparing him to modern day players. Defense was so different back then. The value of defense is much higher than it's like inflation of money. Money is worth more. Money is worth more in different time periods, but
Yes.
money is
Yep,
still the
yep.
same. Defense
Yep.
is still defense, but defense was worth more back then. So Bill Russell bringing all that defensive impact. Yes, Draymond Green brings all his impact defensively as well, but the value of what the Bill Russell defense is going to be much more just because it was played at a different time where defense meant more. Bill Russell being that impactful defensively was worth more than Draymond Green being that impactful defensively, despite the fact they both had limitations offensively.
Let's stay right there.
That's all it is.
Let's stay right there. When we're talking about these greatest of all times debates as well, I think portability is something that's very important as well. Not just what you did in your era, but your ability to be portable. And when I do be respectful, I will sit here and say Bill Russell will still be Bill Russell in today's day, but by your own admission, his impact wouldn't be felt the same even in today's era or the eras past because of how different the league was at that time. So that you just diminish his own impact because his impact isn't as portable as in the in the future generations that came after him.
And the fact that he's able
Yeah,
to
if I valued your ability to transport across eras, yes, that would be a fair point.
The time travel.
But the
Yeah,
fact
I
the fact-
don't
No,
care about your ability.
no. A30, pay attention to what I said. I said giving him the respect.
Yeah, Bill
of
Russell's
he would
defensive
still be
Bill Russell's
Russell
defensive
no
impact
matter
wouldn't
what.
be as high in the 90s. I
And that's-
agree.
yeah,
I just don't care about that because I don't care about what his impact would be 30 years later.
But
I just
Mars,
care
I have a
about how
question.
it
How
was
much
when
do
it
you think
happened.
one player can impact the defense? Like defense
a
as a
lot.
team.
It
Okay,
lot.
he
the
can
same way
impact
one
it.
player can impact an offense, one player can impact a defense. It's the same thing.
Okay, but still, like we've seen it before. Like one player can only impact the offense so much. Like LeBron in 2018, he was only able to impact that Cavs offense so much. Even the fact that he still couldn't even get a game off the Warriors, even though
But impact isn't just wins and losses. You can just look at how well a team's offense performs with LeBron James versus without LeBron James. That's impact. He doesn't like, for example, guys like James Harden have tremendous offensive impact to the point where the pieces around him aren't as relevant, where he's going to lead a top 5 offense. If you just put competent pieces around him, that's impact. He doesn't need a bunch of all-stars to have an elite offensive impact. Guys like Bill Russell didn't need elite defensive pieces around him to have elite defensive impact. His team throughout his prime, his teammates weren't just the same every year. And guys like Bob Cousy weren't good defenders. John Havlicek wasn't an elite defender until later on, until like the mid-late 60s. He wasn't an elite defender the whole time.
but
Tommy Hanson wasn't an elite defender. Bill Sharman wasn't a very good defender. These guys were just being on Bill Russell's team, being led to an elite defense, in my estimation, throughout his prime. where their offense wasn't that great. So people bringing up all these Hall of Famers, they weren't elite all-star level talents consistently. He played with maybe about 2-3 all-stars at a time, in line with a lot of the other teams.
Why couldn't I?
And he was leading those defenses to be the best by miles. It's not like they were the best marginally. Like the second best defense had a 2 defensive rating close. No,
why
it was
wouldn't
like
I
8,
just
9 points.
Why
But the
wouldn't I
thing
just
is
argue?
like-
Hold on, bro. Why wouldn't I just argue? Kobe Bryant, with his offensive and defensive game, is more impactful in his era, mainly because in the 2000s era, I think you're muted, Hood, but mainly because
I'm
oh, you good? Mainly because in the 2000s era, you relied on a volume shooter because there wasn't a lot of floor space, and you needed a guy of his talents to create opportunities for the team, score on high levels for his team because there wasn't a lot of scoring to be going around in the 2000s. So on top of his offensive value that he brought to his team to his own time and the defensive value, I think that impacts the game far more than what Bill Russell did in his
Cook
time.
up dub.
Yeah, if you wanted to argue that you believe Kobe's 2-way impact trumps Bill Russell's 1-way impact, I'd be willing to have that discussion. I disagree because I think for me, Kobe Bryant to a certain degree gets the Kawhi Leonard treatment, where you start combining versions of Kobe Bryant to build one super version of Kobe Bryant. The defensive impact in the early 2000s was all-time great.
Was good.
That defensive impact was elite. The playmaking impact in the later 2000s was also elite. And the scoring impact in the mid to late 2000s was elite. But I can't combine them all into one player. They didn't come across.
It's not combining, but Kobe Bryant's
defensive impact wasn't elite level high, in my opinion, in the mid to late 2000s.
But it was still great. It was still great.
He was still
good.
You just gave me two.
I don't believe all of that was more impactful than Bill Russell. If you do, that's your prerogative.
But you just said, I think, especially for his time, him being an elite level playmaker and an elite level scorer, on top of being a very good complementary defender, because there was times where, you know what, especially in the postseason when he had to go play defense, he stepped the hell up. He was like, nah, I gotta go lock somebody down and do my job. In my opinion, the elite level playmaking, the elite level scoring, on top of when in doubt, I could go ahead and go play some great defense. That trumps whatever type of impact that Bill Russell had in his time.
Bill Russell was only bringing it on one side of the ball, and like my thing is like, you see it with Rudy Gobert on Utah and Minnesota. One player can only impact the defense so much. Like, the defense still has holes in there. I think it was more of a team defense than it was just a single player just carrying a defense to get.
I'm not gonna lie, you gotta watch it, bro.
Yeah,
and also,
I can't prove to you it was mainly because of one person without you seeing it. I can't.
You're low.
I can't tell you what my eyes are showing me, and I do believe Kobe Bryant has tremendous impact. That's why he's one of the 10 best players ever. But Dub, your point of Kobe Bryant bringing this high level impact in a bunch of spaces is valid. But in my opinion, I don't know how to explain it. If I fill a bunch of
no, I know what you're saying. No, I know
a bunch
exactly
of
what you're
bottles,
saying,
and Kobe Bryant gets scoring filled up, playmaking filled up, and defense filled up, and Bill Russell just has a huge big bottle of defense and it's all the way filled up, he still has more water. That's my point. His impact,
and that's where we disagree.
That's what it is, though. That's impact. That's impact, though.
I do believe Kobe brings an elite impact in more areas.
But that's the thing. I think Kobe has more water with the playmaking.
That's the point. We disagree on that, and I think that's a valid argument to make. I believe that's if you believe Kobe made more impact in the multifaceted area of his game, and that trumps all of Bill Russell's impact because it only came defensively. We can have that discussion. We're just going to
my man in the middle,
Russell's defense. That's it.
His defense.
So my man in the middle and below Dub, right?
Yeah.
I'm assuming y'all don't have Magic in y'all top 10.
I have Magic
because he's only elite one side of the ball.
If you
I have Magic low in my top 10. I don't have.
He's still in your top 10.
Top 3 passers, but I don't rank people like that who only pass the ball for real and don't really look to be the guy as a GOAT. Like, you can't be the GOAT in my eyes if you're not trying to be the GOAT. That's why I've never looked at LeBron.
Wait, what?
You can't be the GOAT if you're not trying to be the GOAT. You have to have a certain mentality. Not anybody can just walk into a gym and shut the gym down.
All right, so what's the GOAT? Hold on. You gotta. What's the GOAT?
What is trying to be the GOAT?
Yeah, what is trying to be the GOAT?
Like not being a can I say hoe? Like, cause I ain't trying to
What?
curse or nothing. You can't be a hoe. You can't be no hoe. KD has acted like a hoe before. He's not the go to me. LeBron acted like a hoe before. He's not the go to me.
I love this guy.
I've never seen. Right.
Don't say you've never seen Kobe act like a hoe.
Wait. I've never seen Kobe act like a hoe consecutively.
Man, just be real.
Bro, I can
Consistently.
Consistently. Nah. I know which word he want to say. I know which word you really
KD is acting like a hoe.
I know which
3-1 lead. I go join the nigga that I go join Steph and he just beat me. That's crazy.
Hey,
LeBron,
how about 2011 and 2012 for Kobe?
It's the same reason.
Back-to-back times.
Back-to-back times he lost?
To the Mavs, he got swept.
Look here, man. Yeah, you're right. No, that's a fact. All I'm saying is Dirk Nowitzki go crazy. You can't beat that. Kobe old. They won the championship that year. You can't act like that Dirk wasn't hooping.
Okay, but how about KD? How about the next?
Who said Dirk Nowitzki wasn't?
Hold up, UZ. You got it right after this. Hood, you using the wrong word, bro. I know which word you want to use. You don't want to say on here.
Yeah, because I ain't.
You want to say they bitches. Like, that's what you really want to say.
When I say eye test, they was acting like you can't act like no bitch and think you the GOAT. MJ, what did MJ do when he walked on the court, y'all? You've heard millions of stories. He put terror into his defenders. They called him Black Jesus.
He ain't a bitch.
They called him Black Jesus. Have you ever looked at a man and called him Black Jesus on the court?
So LeBron's a bitch?
If you ask me,
2011 he was.
nine appearances, only came away with 4. That's some bitchy work to me.
Hey,
he went against great teams. I ain't gonna act like he ain't go against really good teams.
How many injuries did he have?
San Antonio, if LeBron the GOAT, they should have never got a ring with Kawhi as the Finals MVP. If LeBron the GOAT, they should have never got that. If you ask
Kobe's
me,
not winning that Finals either.
I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that. You put Kobe with Chris Bosh, a nigga who can shoot the 3-ball and the mid range.
So instead, we put Kobe with Shaq, and we saw him lose.
Calm down, fellas. Calm down. You gotta understand that there's a lot of narrative in that.
You role player production.
You got Gary Payton as your starting point guard. What? Come on now, calm down. You got Karl Malone as your starting power forward.
He wasn't even there.
Washed up.
He got injured. He wasn't even there.
You got the most dominant player of all time, and he still can't get the job done. And I'm getting shitted on, and I'm supposed to be the second coming of MJ.
Bro, they lost that finals because of Kobe, bro. He was chucking.
You're right. You're right. I'm not taking that from you. Yes, Kobe did some hoe ass shit, but he's never done it consistently.
How about
he's never done it consistently?
How about the 3-1?
He's never been a hoe consistently. A 3-1 lead. Look. I got a win off. Y'all was arguing like a couple days ago about players being able to get wins off right when it count, right? So if Kobe can get a win off, did he act like a hoe? No, he did his job and got a win off.
He couldn't get a win off when he was up 3-1.
Like you say, it's not a team game, right? It's not a player game, it's a team game, right? So how we going to just strictly say Kobe ain't get it done because they lost 3-1 when it's 4 other niggas out there to go get the job done? Hey, we moved on from the Pistons. You said 3-1, gang. The 3-1. Come on, man.
Kobe stopped shooting that game 7.
No whole shit, man.
Can you imagine
no
if
shit
LeBron
allowed.
blew a 3-1
No
lead?
whole shit allowed, man.
Yes, I could imagine if LeBron blew a 3-1 lead.
I can't see
I could imagine that.
I'm sorry.
You want to know? I can imagine that because he got 4 swept. That's crazy.
So did Kobe.
Hold on.
Hey, Kobe did not shoot like you said he was jacking.
So my man,
you know who wins?
So my man, so you not only Kobe gave up 3-1 lead, you also got swept more times than LeBron.
Yeah, that's cute. That's fine. How many
but
times?
It's not as consecutive. He's not.
How many times has LeBron been to the finals?
Bro, how many times has LeBron have injured
4 and
teammates in the
6,
finals?
Oh my! Why we talking about his injured teammates? Didn't nobody care when somebody was injured for Kobe? Kobe stepped up.
Bro, people were talking about that.
Kobe had a broken finger. He had a broken finger.
Kobe snapped his stuff back in. Kobe tears his Achilles, shoots free throws, they win that game.
Looking at it in hindsight, people were talking about how Bynum wasn't injured at 08, they would have won. People talk about that.
I didn't ever want Andrew Bynum. I thought Andrew Bynum was shit to begin with. However, I'm not the one there to make decisions for the Lakers. Sorry. If I was there, you would see a better Lakers franchise in a total because I'm not dealing with half the crap that they dealing with now.
So you think
makes
Bynum
no
was
sense.
Yo, my
trash?
man, you are entertaining.
Hold on,
bro.
fellas.
I'm not saying. I appreciate that. That's
Hold
all
on,
I like to do,
hold on,
gang.
hold on.
Boondocks. I don't know your name, but yeah.
Stay up here. But I think somebody gonna
Shit.
want to talk to you. Uzi and Emmanuel, bro. Appreciate you guys for being up here. But I gotta low trying to pull up, so I gotta make some room for people.
Oh,
Man. Y'all be easy.
low on all. Bro.
Yeah, I'm about to dip in 5 minutes.
That's
Yeah,
what
you-
I'm
Some more room.
Hey, shout out to
bro. You be
Boondocks,
safe, bro.
Shout out to Boondocks.
That was
Shout out to
interesting.
Ace 30. That was amazing. Hood,
Mars.
I love you. Where you from, bro? Where you
I'm from the city. I'm from the DMV. I'm from DC. I ain't from the DMV. I'm
DC.
from
Oh, you
DC.
from? I know a couple
Yeah.
of people out in DC. That's what's up, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, Mars. I followed you the other day off my my account. I text you was like put your social media into the descriptions and stuff. I put it on the comments, and then I finally seen it. So I followed you. I'm gonna be hitting your phone with like different ideas and stuff. Nah, I just like to talk in basketball. I don't really be talking with nobody.
Hey, yo. Finally.
Hey,
No.
Before you start, before you start.
No, nigga.
Yes, Kobe
Nah,
has
the
shit
DC
the
kid
bucket.
spitting all
Yes,
them facts,
he
man.
has
Get
shit
him.
the bucket.
I
However,
just gotta ask
eye
you
test-
how long were you on your knees, nigga? Because Jesus, you
never
were
been on
sucking
my
him
knees
off.
a day in my
You
life.
were
I
sucking him
test.
off something
I
ridiculous,
test.
bro.
I
That's
test.
ridiculous.
You were
I
sucking
test.
him off something
Give
ridiculous.
me one player
That
who
is
can match up 1v1 versus Kobe since I'm dick sucking. Let's start with you weirdo
Jordan.
nigga. Let's really
Jordan.
get to it. LeBron,
Jordan.
LeBron 57
Do
points
you
that you
hear
be
me? Do you
banging.
hear me? Do you hear me talking right now? I
He
said
would
Jordan.
smoke. He would
Do
smoke
you hear me
MJ. He
talking?
would
I said
smoke
Jordan.
MJ.
Do
If
you hear
Kobe's
me,
more
Jordan?
skilled, if he's more skilled, he would smoke MJ.
Oh well, I guess these are hypotheticals. I guess we'll never know.
All right,
Also,
Mars,
this
who's more
is a
skilled?
team.
Mars,
This
who's
is a
more
team.
skilled?
this is-
I think Kobe's more
Yeah,
skilled. I
but
think Kobe's
but
more
it's
skilled.
it's irrelevant. This is a team sport. It's not
I
one-on-one,
agree.
dog.
So
That
now
too.
we're back
I
to
was-
team
I-
sports. But
It's
now we're
always
back
been
to
a team sport, nigga. I don't know what to tell you. It's
When
always
we
been
were
a team sport.
when we were talking about team sports, right? He switched it to MJ would beat him, right? Well, I switched it to. Now you want to go back to the team. No, but that's what I'm saying. Which one do you want to argue? You want to argue the team?
It's
or you want to
always
argue the
been a
1v1?
team sport.
All right, so in a team sport, Kobe has never had a better team holistically than MJ, LeBron, or Kevin Durant. Am I wrong?
What does that have to do with what
I don't
you
think
said?
that's the point.
I
being
don't know
made.
about
The point of saying it's a team sport is we judge players based on how well they impact.
and that's
the
my
team,
their team.
That's my
not
point.
their
To
one-on-one
say
ability.
that Kobe never hold his team that is or he didn't do it consistently is just a flat out fucking lie.
All right,
The
when did he
nigga
consistently
was
year to year
he
hold
was
his team?
holding his team from basically 03 to 07.
I love this terminology.
03 to
I need the
07.
statistics. I need the statistics.
Oh,
How
yeah,
did he
you
hold
know,
him?
you're not-
How did he
you
hold
got-
him?
You got
Whoa,
to
whoa,
need-
whoa,
How did he
whoa,
hold him?
whoa,
We need
whoa,
home
whoa,
stats.
whoa,
What-
whoa,
what-
not-
Hey,
no,
You guys are teaching me bad words. You guys are teaching me bad words right now.
Explain that to me.
Dub, stop.
No.
Explain that to me.
Before
Stop.
anything continue though.
Hey,
No, let me make this clear.
Explain that.
Let me make this clear before anything continue. I like great basketball. I hold Kobe that high because I feel like 1v1 he obliterates everyone
It's
else.
not a 1v1 sport, though.
MJ and LeBron, yes, you could say they higher up on the GOAT. Fine, I understand why, because statistically they look great. On
It's
paper,
not
they look
because
great.
they're statistically, it's because
Look,
they impact the
during
game.
the eye test, like you said, LeBron has looked great multiple times in a game. He's LeBron. However, I know that if I took everything Kobe got and put it into a body like LeBron with the longevity, with the amount of height, power, speed, and running he can do, Kobe would have already had 6 rings. Kobe would not still be looking for 5 rings in year 20. That's insanity. It's crazy. It's crazy to think that.
Well, that's
How?
another hypothetical. Niggas,
Hold on,
this
low.
nigga doing a builder play right now. Nigga, I'm telling you what actually,
Hold on, low.
I'm talking about what actually happened.
Hold on,
I'm
hold
talking
on,
about
low.
an actual player.
Actual player, Kobe still has
How
one
can
more
you
ring
say
than LeBron.
You said Kobe was holding team from
From
03
03 to 07,
That nigga hold him. That nigga hold him in especially in the 04 finals.
For
straight
sure.
hold him.
04, they was
Okay,
great.
I get that.
Then he was missing part of the season because he had to deal with the trial situation.
Okay.
You low in your team. You
Okay,
sat there
but
and
he
then
was
decided
holding.
not to shoot at all in a game 7 because why? Because you just got in your feelings, nigga.
Okay,
That's what you did.
That's a fact. That's a fact. He wanted. He wanted them to lose. They didn't need him. He wanted them to lose, but they didn't need him.
Hold on, low.
Wait. He even Holyfield Jack. That's the reason why this nigga. Somebody Mike is crazy right now.
Yeah,
This nigga Holyfield Jackson. That's the reason why the nigga decided to leave anyway. He didn't want to be there no more because he didn't want to coach Kobe anymore, bro. Then the nigga was like then the nigga hold his team all 07 because he didn't want to be there no more. Nigga try to force his way out the entire season, bro.
Bro, come on.
You said
all wait.
Yes, he was trying to force his way out the entire season.
I don't know about
running
that.
mate?
No.
Who's his running mate?
But LeBron went out.
That's on
Oh,
campus.
he's
I don't have a problem.
Oh, that's what
got way
this
too many
nigga
cases.
said. That
I don't
nigga
have
over
a
there
problem
just sat
with
there and said,
that,
okay
man.
then.
LeBron got way too many cases though.
That's what. Like,
What?
how many times did he go to the
got way
finals,
too
Lo?
many cases.
How many times did he go to the finals, Lo?
Who, Kobe or
No, Bron. He went like 10, 9 straight.
10
It was like
times.
9 straight, 10
10.
times, right?
He's been 10
Like
times.
8
He's
straight.
only
I
been
think.
home with 4. That's
You know how
crazy.
stupid that sound?
No, I don't, because MJ went 6 times, came home with all of them. Bill Russell,
He's a better
Russell has
player.
11 of them.
Yeah,
If Bill Russell can get
he was
11,
on the best team in the NBA that time.
Right. Yeah.
By far.
Bill Russell. Can we get to this Bill Russell?
And also, wait, let me real quick. And Kobe had the privilege to play alongside Shaq. LeBron has never had the privilege to play alongside somebody who was the best player on the team. He was always the best. You sitting here just blindly just saying, "Oh, he got a championship. He got a championship." That is not how it works. It's dumb. That's stupid.
So let's compare LeBron to MJ then, since Kobe's just out the mix.
I already
apparently.
have MJ higher than LeBron.
Okay, so then if MJ is literally the first coming of Kobe and Kobe's the second coming of MJ, how are we still putting LeBron higher?
Because Kobe isn't as good as MJ. Kobe
he's not
isn't
as
as
good,
good
dog.
as
I don't know what to
MJ.
tell
He
you,
didn't
nigga.
win as much.
No, you can play like someone and be worse than them.
Oh
You
my
can play
God.
like
He
someone and
has
be
more
worse than
skill.
them.
How is he not as good as Amar?
Fuck, bro.
Because more skill doesn't mean you are better. Like I don't know.
So if
I
you
didn't know that had to be
if they
explained. You can be more
1v1
skilled and worse.
No. Let's put it into words. You're saying that if they 1v1, not the team, just 1v1, player versus player, the player who has more skill has copied everything the other player has done, and it's the same, physical, can match up physically. Wouldn't beat him because he's
No,
not
I
better?
think Kobe would beat LeBron 1-on-1. I
I'm
don't
not
think
talking about
the
LeBron.
NBA
You
I'm
said
talking about
Jordan.
MJ. I'm talking about MJ.
I think Kobe would beat Jordan 1-on-1. That's irrelevant to the
I
point
don't-
of basketball being a 5-on-5 sport.
Let me be clear. I don't think he will beat him. They're not the same physically, and it has nothing to do with a 5v5. Nothing.
Yeah, whether or not Kobe or Jordan would win is
fuck are we
irrelevant. Like
talking
it
about?
doesn't matter to the context of the
They're
discussion.
not,
It's
they're
best
not
for
the same
basketball.
physically. They're not the same wingspan. They don't have the same verve.
Yeah,
They're
and
not the same build.
MJ is
What are
just
we
way
talking
more
about?
athletic.
Way more athletic. What are you
than Kobe
talking
ever
about,
was.
nigga?
What does that like we
It's
haven't seen
basketball.
we
It's a
haven't
part
seen
of
athletic
basketball.
people. We haven't seen athletic people get shut down by more skillful people.
That
We
wasn't the
haven't
point.
seen Tim Duncan.
That wasn't the
go
point. The
beat
point of they're not the
athletic
same.
LeBron.
The point was they're
Like,
not the same. That was
I
the
get
point.
no.
They're
That
not the
point
same.
is fine. That point is fine. That's not what I'm just arguing the fact of eye test and what you're saying. You're literally telling me that this player is better, but he will still lose.
I've never said better. I don't think Mars is saying better.
No, I'm
Mars,
not. I'm saying I
that's
think he
Mars.
would win a 1-on-1. That's it. I think KD could maybe beat MJ 1-on-1. It doesn't mean he's better. It doesn't mean that at all.
I don't see that.
I think KD would beat LeBron 1-on-1. I don't think he's better than LeBron.
Hey Mars, I got a super chat for you, bro,
Man,
from Linden,
no
man.
way.
Mars, don't you rate importance of centers, 65% offense, 35% defense? Should we apply that to Bill Russell?
No, I said that for Jokic because we're in a different game. The game today, I think, is probably 65-35. The game for Bill Russell, like I said, defense was just way more important in my opinion. So
But
for
Mars-
me, for Bill Russell, the percentage would be different.
Mars, this is my thing with that argument, right? You said
Mhm.
protection at the time was very valuable,
Mhm.
because of the way basketball was played at the time. But wouldn't that mean that just means that his specific skill set was valuable at the time? So what I'm saying is you can put any great rim protector at the time in that era, and they could duplicate what Bill Russell did, because they had if there's more volume of attempts at the rim, then that does mean that rim protection is more important. So that player is quote unquote more important at the time, but that doesn't mean that he can Like that doesn't translate in every era. So I'm saying like a Rudy Gobert would be considered better in that time than what he's considered now. That doesn't mean Rudy Gobert is a better player. That just means his skill set is more valuable.
But would he have because of the problem?
You talking about his defense? You talking about his defense?
Yes, I do agree. Bill Russell's skill set wouldn't be as impactful today as it was back then. The issue is he doesn't play today. He played back then when it was valuable, and I judge you based on how well you were, how good you were in the time you played. So Bill Russell played in a time where his skill set was the most valuable way to win. He had the best skill set to do that, so I rate him accordingly. I think Rudy Gobert in that time would be better then than he is now. I think Ben Wallace in that time would be better then than he is now. The issue is none of them played at that time, so it doesn't matter. I judge you based on the time you played. That's it.
With that, because that's not how I rate players. I rate players by archetype. So what I mean, so my top 10 list would go Mike, Bron, Kobe, Hakeem, Shaq, Duncan.
You got Hakeem top 5?
I'm at 6.
That's what he said.
Yeah, 6 for Duncan. Yep.
Then I would go.
Nigga, let me help you out, Kareem. I was about to say Jesus.
And then
I'm like Kareem got to be at least 6.
Yeah, Kareem is at 6. Then my last would be
no, Kareem was 7. No, Kareem was 7.
Kareem's at 7.
Kareem's behind Duncan.
Duncan's at 6.
Duncan is in front of Kareem.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it.
Well, he had 3 more though.
7. I would have
Magic, Bird.
Then Magic. Then Bird.
Oh, Lo, you know about this?
I mean, like I said, everyone has their own criteria. You have your way of judging it.
I like that
you
list.
Disagree with mine,
but my list is like
is
that.
fine. I just
so what I'm saying, I go by archetype. So Kobe, Bron, and MJ are two-way shot creators. And I think
so it's 2K. Okay.
We playing 2K right now. I'm with it. Keep going.
We got some two-way slashing playmakers.
Keep going. I'm with it.
Of course, LeBron. Of course, Bron does more, passing than Mike and Kobe. You know what I'm saying? But I think that archetypal player, a two-way player that can also be an offensive engine, is the best basketball player of all time, that archetype. Then I think the next archetype is two-way bigs. So that's why I have Hakeem, Duncan, Shaq, Kareem in that archetype. And then my final archetype are all-time offensive engines. So that's why I have Steph,
God,
Magic.
How about KD?
Oh shit!
Please stop.
No, KD.
Yeah.
Talking about offensive engine.
He said offensive engine.
KD's less of an offensive engine in my opinion. He's like a hybrid scorer type of thing. I hate this idea of I hate it. But everyone has their own criteria, and it's consistent, so I can't.
What I hear about, like, a lot of people top 10 is all over the place.
Shit.
Yeah, I agree. Yours is consistent. I just disagree with it wholeheartedly. But I do understand why you're saying it, and I understand why you would then disagree with my Bill Russell thing. Because you just view things differently than I do.
So
I'm not going to argue.
Would you
the two-way?
Would you say KD
two-way
is the
playmaking shot
offensive
creators
specialist?
are the best players in NBA?
Yeah, they're the best.
Kevin Durant is the offensive specialist.
He's a scoring specialist.
He's a scoring specialist. Yeah.
Okay.
How about Jokic? Where you rank Jokic?
One of the greatest offensive players I've ever seen in my life.
That's the offensive engine. He has to be in the Magic Bird Steph tier.
Yeah, he's definitely in that.
So Jokic is an offensive specialist.
Okay, so based on this, I just want to understand.
Okay.
So Jason Tatum has a higher ceiling than guys like Jokic and Luka.
That's why I'm high on Jason Tatum, because for me to be consistent, I have to be high on Jason Tatum because he's a two-way shot creating wing. So
this is all right. Because this goes to everybody, because the conversation y'all had about like the water argument, which
great analogy.
You a nasty man, Noah.
I want to be. Bill Russell had a bigger water bottle, so I filled it up with defense. He had more water than Kobe.
So you filled that whole bottle up with defense,
Whole bottle was filled.
Okay.
Whole bottle was filled.
I hope Kobe
Yeah,
shit
whole
on
bottle.
You filled that. All right.
It was
You
a
filled that whole
fantastic
bottle up
analogy.
with
Fantastic
defense,
analogy.
and
Yes.
then Kobe's body you filled up with defense and
No,
scoring.
I had Kobe had multiple
ahead, repeat
bottles,
it
but the
again.
bottles were smaller. So I got these bottles, regular
Right.
bottles.
Okay.
Kobe had like 4 of those bottles,
He's
scoring.
saying this
playmaking,
is Bill Russell's defensive
That's
bottle.
Bill Russell's
Yeah,
bottle.
but Bill Russell's defensive bottle was like one huge bottle, and it
that was
had
a
more
5
water
gallon.
in totality.
So it's a 5 gallon.
Yes, and it had more water than Kobe's 4 bottles. Yes, more water.
You really,
The
reality,
my first more.
If we're being honest with ourselves, that's how most people do view it. Because again, Magic nor Curry are like great defensive players. Nobody would sit here and argue them as two-way players at all. And either unanimously, people have Magic in their top 10. Almost even more unanimously, he's top 5. And Curry is starting to creep up in the top 10.
I think Magic is the exception, though, bro. Like
why? But why?
And Bill Russell could also be an exception.
Why? Why is he the exception?
He's the exception, bro, because I put it. Listen, it's 5 players that's individually the greatest players ever, and it's 5 players that the best team players ever. Now the best team players are now you got. If you disagree with this, just let me know. Okay, 5 best team players all time. Duncan, you do agree?
Or just finish your list.
All right, Duncan, Kareem, Bill Russell, Bird, Magic. Would you agree with that?
I need to hear what the other list is before.
That's the 5 best team players.
That's fine.
But what
okay, all right. So Magic is in that list. So now the 5 best individual players: LeBron, Shaq, Jordan, Wilt,
Kobe,
and Olajuwon.
5 individual.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Would y'all agree with that?
So Kobe's in neither one.
What?
No. I'm gonna get to my point. I'm gonna get to my point. I'm gonna get to my point in a second. Hold on. What all of those 10 players have in common, they all hit the ground running. It's in terms of either making an impact on the game individually or making an impact on the game in terms of a team accomplishments. Am I right? You can tell me if I'm wrong or not.
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. This is a long way to get.
Wait,
to
are we talking about the individual players or the team?
Jesus.
See, to me, all I'm hearing is you have your own. It's like dude with the archetype. You just have your own way of ranking.
It's not archetypes,
I don't agree.
bro.
I'm saying you have your own criteria that I just disagree with. That's it. You have your own criteria that I just disagree
I just broke it up into 2 groups.
And they are top 10 players, right? And they are top 10
10
players.
players.
Exactly. You just have your own weird way of ranking a top 10. That's it.
That's a weird way.
It's weird to me to have the 5 best individuals and the 5 best team players equal the top 10. That's just weird to me.
But Kobe's not in there at all. Kobe's not in your top 10.
He didn't start his career off well enough.
He said that he didn't
Kobe
start
is
off
in my top 10. Kobe is in my top 10, but Kobe is the exception to the
So then
rule.
whose top 10 is this?
Nigga, you keep making these exceptions.
These
And you
are
have to even explain the first
Listen. The rule. The 10 players that I just named. You laughing, bro? Listen, follow me on this. The 10 players that I just named, they all hit the ground running. The second that they came into the NBA, they either contributed to the highest individual success or the highest team success.
Okay.
That Kobe didn't do that right away. Kobe is the exception to the rule. He's the exception to the rule. He's the one exception to the rule. So he didn't hit the ground running.
Let me go back and ask you the same question again, because this had nothing to do with what I just asked you. When you sat here and said that Magic doesn't play on the other side, neither does Curry, you then said that Magic is the exception.
Magic, and let me tell you why. Magic is the exception because Magic had already hit the ground running in his career, right away.
So wouldn't Bill Russell also fit that?
Bill Russell does fit that. Steph doesn't.
No, but Bill Russell does.
Bill Russell fits that.
So why wouldn't Bill Russell? So Bill Russell is the exception to be a top 10 player to you?
Is the exception? A lot of people put him out.
I'm asking you.
What was your question?
Is Bill Russell a top 10 player?
Is Bill Russell a top 10 player? Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Okay.
Bill Russell top
That's
three.
all we had to do. That's all we
So
had
wait,
to do.
I just Morris. All right, I don't know how.
I don't know why it was so
Hold on,
funny.
Lee.
I don't
Like,
get
yo,
what
I'm
was.
trying to-
I don't
No,
get
no,
what was.
I find
I
it-
just don't get why
Maybe I
my
wasn't
water bottle analogy was.
That's
It was a
exactly
fantastic
why.
analogy.
That
The
shit
amount
was
of water,
crazy,
the
bro.
amount
I'm
of
like,
water
yo.
means more than the amount of different bottles it comes in. That's it. That's simply it.
I
telling me that
The
you
amount
can
of
get a
water
5-gallon
means
barrel
more
of-
than the amount of water
Wait,
bottles you
but
have.
Mars. You filled the whole 5-gallon. You know what a 5-gallon bottle of water look like? It's the one you grab with two hands. You pour over an office. Like it's you gotta
jug,
lean
a
it
water
over.
jug.
It's a
It's a water
jug.
jug.
Mm-hmm.
So you filling that bottle up with all of it with Bill Russell's defense alone. And
Yeah.
the
Sprinkling
bottles
some
that you
passes,
holding
but yeah.
currently in your hand, you got 4 of them. That's Kobe's bottles, and they don't equal that.
Nope.
That's what you're telling us.
Yes, Bill Russell has more water than Kobe Bryant. Yes.
That's crazy. Crazy talk.
I actually don't even think that's crazy because we view it that
No, it
way.
is. It is
Anyway.
low.
No,
It
it's
is a little
not.
crazy.
Because
It is crazy.
why is Curry in these conversations then? Because he ain't feeling shit with defense.
Well, Kobe's better than all of those guys: Magic Johnson, Stephen
put the
Curry,
cap-
and Bill
let's
Russell.
I think listen. This is probably the most
We gotta
positive
put- we
thing I
gotta
ever
put
said
Bill
about.
Russell in
Why
context.
would
Hold up.
offense back then? I would not argue that offense is more valuable than defense. If Bill Russell is winning not just games and series, but championships solely
That's
off
true.
of defense.
That's true,
One-
but look,
one series
This
got hurt,
is
they
Bill
didn't win.
Russell.
Play with.
This is
That's
Bill
it right
Russell.
there.
This is Bill Russell.
Gabe, stop.
This is
Hold
Bill
on,
Russell. Right here.
wait,
You see
wait,
this
wait.
shit?
Stop.
This whole thing is filled up. The entire
Gabe, stop.
It
You don't believe that.
Ah.
They
You don't
gotta
believe
see all
that,
these,
Gabe.
though.
That
You
is
don't
that,
believe
but that's
that.
the
The whole
concept, though.
thing.
That is the concept.
I'm gonna get another one. I might have to get 2.
Whether or not you
Gabe,
agree
you
with the
don't believe
idea
that.
that Bill Russell has more water,
It's
the
whole
point of the matter
thing.
is,
You
if you
don't
have more
believe
water, I
that.
think you're better.
It's the
That's it.
whole thing.
You don't believe that, bro.
Facts. It's the
Kobe
whole
gets around
thing.
like right here.
You don't
Bill
believe
Russell,
that, Gabe.
It's overflowing.
That's facts.
I'm not
That's
gonna hold
facts.
you. I
Gabe,
just
you
put my
don't.
hand on it.
Gabe, you don't
Listen.
support. Gabe, you don't even like the old heads, bro. You don't believe that.
He don't even like John.
Yeah, this is nasty
Don't like
energy.
John.
You don't believe that. Stop. Why
This
you
is
come on
nasty.
here? Why
Bruh,
you
I
do
have-
this?
It's still facts. It's still
It's
facts.
Gabe,
not
you
facts,
better
though.
than this,
Hey,
bro.
I've said
You
it
better
plenty
than
of
this.
times. I gotta give respect sometimes, bro. Bill Russell is the.
Says, listen. He
I'm not gonna
said.
lie.
He
It's
said
overflowing.
that
Leave.
Kobe.
I gotta.
He
It's
said
I
overflowing.
get the analogy. So listen,
He
Low.
said
The
that
analogy
Kobe
is
got
perfect. The
more.
analogy is
Mars,
perfect.
I'm not
You
gonna
agree
lie to
with
you, Mars.
this?
I
He didn't give
I do
Kobe.
actually. I
He
do.
didn't
You
give
do?
Kobe a
I don't
gallon of
agree.
water.
Well, I don't think that. I
Y'all
don't think that
really,
Kobe.
y'all agree?
Hold up,
Y'all
hold
letting
up,
this
That's-
rock?
hold up,
I'm
Leaf,
not letting
Leaf,
this
Leaf,
ride.
right.
No.
relax, Leaf. What I'm
Kobe
about
needed
to
a
say to
gallon, man.
Mars, where I think he's overrating that gallon
This
of
was
water and
Big time.
underrating Kobe's water supply.
Big time.
He's
Nah,
I'm not saying. I'm not
Kobe
saying
was
that.
beast.
Kobe only
I
got
think
I'm not
Kobe
saying.
got
I only had this
Peter
little
Bob.
bottle next to me. It doesn't mean I think Kobe is
Nah,
this little
I
bottle.
know, I know, I know,
Wait.
Listen,
But you didn't even
listen,
say you didn't even give
listen.
Kobe 4 gallons.
I would
No,
rather
no,
have.
no, no,
Like,
I would.
no.
The point of the analogy was Bill Russell has more water than Kobe. That's it. That's the whole point of the analogy.
Nah, Mars. My whole point is though. You know what? You ever seen Gucci Polo? That little kid that back then.
Ugh.
Y'all know about that.
Please.
Dang,
stop,
I'm getting
bro.
old. You
Please
know what I'm
stop.
talking
Yes,
about, Mars?
Yes,
Stop.
please.
So listen,
oh
please,
man,
please.
yeah, I know.
Bill
what I'm talking
Russell
about.
could have that 5-gallon water bottle of Dasani. Kobe is Fiji water, bro. It's
That's
like
a- hey, I
10
like that
bottles
one.
of
That's a
Fiji,
fact.
water, bro.
That's a
Fiji.
fact.
But
That's a
okay,
fact.
but
I'm gonna
wait.
take it.
I don't like
Hey,
that.
hey,
So wait,
you gotta get rid of that water bottle.
No,
Throw it
wait,
out.
Doug. So
Baby,
then I
get
ask.
outta
So
here,
wait, let
man.
me ask a question. Even if you want to go with that analogy, if you need to give a bunch of water to people,
What?
are you gonna just give 3 gallons of Fiji, or are you gonna go get 5 gallons of Dasani?
No, because Dasani can
3
kill
gallons
people.
of Fiji. The sun
Yeah.
is
Oh,
terrible.
Dasani
The sun
can
is
kill
terrible.
people.
The
Hey,
sun is
I've
terrible.
never heard of this water brand, by the way. I've never heard of this water brand. This brand don't exist in the UK.
Hey, and
This
Bill
brand don't
Russell
exist in the
to
UK.
kill people with how
No, we don't
bad
want
his
that water.
offense
The
is,
sun
bro.
is terrible. You don't want that
Headshot,
water.
man.
But the
I've
point
never
I'm
heard
making,
of
Look,
that
if you
what
come
I'm
to the
making though
States and
is that
somebody offers you
Gabe,
Dasani,
Too acidic. The water's
Gabe,
too
deny
acidic.
it.
if that's the case,
It is
Gabe,
not
you gotta get rid of that water bottle now.
Yeah, you
It's
tried,
tearing up
bro.
the house.
I got you, Lo.
Hey,
I got
hey,
you, Lo. You
this
tried.
is Fiji. I'm not
You
gonna lie.
Yo,
This is Kobe.
Doug been for 2
that ain't
weeks trying to
Fiji.
get
You
rid of
lied. You lied.
What you talking about?
No,
That's Fiji. That's
But the
Fiji.
point
You out
is
here
that
lying.
if the quality of water could be better, that's fine, or it can be more fancy or whatever. but what's getting the job done?
Is
If
Bill
after
Russell better than Kobe to you?
I have Bill Russell over Kobe, yes.
You got Bill Russell over Kobe.
No one is saying Kobe is. No one's saying Bill Russell is more skilled than Kobe Bryant.
They're taking his impact.
No one's saying that. No one's saying
They're
that.
taking the player.
If the question was who's the more skilled player, Bill Russell wouldn't be top 5 million. Like that's fine, but that's not.
But we still got to put Bill Russell in context at the same time, though, bro.
This is why I don't rank these guys.
What's the context? What's the context?
He played plumbers.
The fact that he was on 8 teams in the league.
This is it. This is why I don't rank these guys, because I hear the same these arguments.
Okay, he's playing with 8 teams in the league. He's also on one of the 8 teams, though. So it's not like he's playing in a separate league or nothing like that. He's playing in the same league with them.
Low, stop that.
Right, but at the same time, bro,
Stop
we all
this,
know
Low.
that the Boston Celtics were the first team in league history that started integrating basketball.
Now
So,
that
like,
right
with
there,
Bill
that
Russell,
right there is
that's
a great.
facts.
That's a great
That's
context.
facts, yeah.
That's
You know what I'm
way
saying?
better.
So
Great
like when they
context.
started
Great
winning
Great
right out the gate,
context.
as soon as they got Bill Russell, and like
That's a
Sam
much
Jones
better
and all the other
context.
players.
I'll accept that context.
This is
And
why
he
I
was
try.
all
This is
in
why.
niggas
This is
for
why
it.
I
He
avoid
won all the
ranking people
championships.
before the merger and before the 3-point line, because I don't. There's no point. I can't argue.
Oh,
if
the
you
Bill
believe
Russell
era was
jersey is
trash.
actually on his way. I ordered it yesterday.
Like
You
if
got it?
if your argument against Bill Russell is that the era is trash,
bro.
we don't need to
Low,
have
you
the
not,
argument. That's why I
bro,
just
you will
argue.
Why would
not
I-
put Bill Russell's jersey behind you, bro.
Well, he just passed away. Why did I not do that?
It's
You
not
gonna-
because he's
so
good
who
at
you
basketball,
replacing?
it's 'cause he passed
He'll
away.
probably-
I'm taking those two off and I'm
Low.
putting Curry and Bill Russell. I've been saying this.
And you
I said
putting
that.
Curry and
He did
Bill.
say that.
Oh my.
Why are you so offended by the jerseys he has behind him?
God. Bro, why are you trying to hold the man's room? It's his room.
Yeah, it's his
Whatever
room,
jersey
man.
you want.
Why?
Yo,
When I
jerseys.
say it's my list, I get 9 different
Yes.
niggas attacking me.
Yes.
Because
I have
you were
my-
making
my-
exceptions on your list. It was your list.
Yeah, you was making exceptions to your own list. You was making exceptions to the exceptions on your own list.
Y'all,
But
wow,
to
bro.
be fair, I had Kobe 7 and Bill Russell 6. So if y'all want to flip him, I'm not going to argue. But for me, I have Bill Russell higher.
I
got Duncan higher.
Who the rest of
Hold
them?
on,
wait,
fellas.
So I
Hold on,
could
fellas.
get-
I
so
gotta
I
read
can,
off. I gotta read off some super chats real
For
quick.
sure.
From Jarvis Shorts. I want to know your opinion on this. How many rings does LeBron have if he never initially leaves Cleveland?
Two.
Probably like
Two.
2, right?
Two.
2 or 3.
Yeah,
Does everybody
probably.
agree?
Yeah.
Why? Wait, what?
I don't know.
Probably.
Does LeBron win 2 or 3 rings if he stays on Cleveland?
I say 2.
If he never leave Cleveland and go to Miami,
Yeah.
He might get 2.
he has
I get 2.
0. What the hell are
You
y'all
tell me.
talking about?
So he has
Listen, man,
0.
we gotta be nice,
When-
bro.
when-
Nah,
they
nah.
ever-
I think
who are they
I think he
getting?
get. I think he get 2. I think he get 2.
With who? Who are they
I mean,
getting?
this is future telling, bro.
I mean,
I'm not doing
listen,
this. I'm
we-
not
we
gonna
just
hold
talking
you. I'm
it-
not
we
doing
just
this.
talking
I just agreed with the majority, so we can move on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Oh,
hold
my
you.
bad.
Wait.
Like, come on, Lo.
My bad.
I ain't trying to do these.
I
hypotheticals.
can't.
one
I
of
can't
those
tell.
moments.
Let me
Yeah,
explain
I
it,
can't
Lo.
tell what.
Hold
I don't know what
No, we
would
don't
have done it like 5 or 6
It's
years
a
later, bro.
hypothetical that no one can ever prove. Let's
Yeah, I
two
can't.
That's
rings
true,
on
but
you.
I wanted to explain it the way I do, the way I could best
Nah,
explain it.
leave. Not
Leaf,
right now.
I
Bro.
think
Hold
I'm
on.
good, man.
Not right
I think
now.
I'm
Not right now. Hold on. Black Hero Strikes. If the Celtics won titles almost every season Bill played, why should have been expected to do anything other than that? Than what he was already doing to win?
If the Celtics won every season Bill played, basically, why should he have to change the way he was playing if it was working the way he was doing it? That's what he's saying.
He had other players that was carrying the offensive load.
That offense was mid.
They were terrible. They were some of the
good.
almost every year.
They
he
weren't
played-
winning because of offense. Though.
Yeah, they
just
weren't. Almost every year they played, they had a below average offense. That was not a good offensive team. They won because of defense.
And realistically, if you want to get technical, offensively, the ball still went through Bill Russell quite a lot. Technically, if you want to get technical, but that's neither here nor there.
And also, bro, we gonna keep it a bean, dog. Some of them years, their offense is like the worst in the NBA. They had years where they were the worst in the NBA. I'm talking about in the league in that era. There's
But
years
all right,
where-
but hold on, low. But I'm asking because Mars had brought up they had one of the best defensive ratings even still to this day. What was their offensive rating?
Relative.
Oh,
It was
relative.
Okay, well, all right. What was their offensive rating like
in the 80s? Sometimes it was in the 80s.
It was in the 80s.
Relative to they had bad offenses, just bad.
I mean, yeah, okay. but even if you compare, bro, they had some of the worst offenses, and the defense was so great that they would still have the best net rating in the NBA that year. You know how great your defense would have to be for you to have the worst offense
This
and you
goddamn
still have
good.
the #1 net rating?
Yo,
Like I said,
get rid of that
if
bottle.
This
you guys,
good.
Stop.
It has to be this
if
good.
you guys can find the
Stop.
64
Get rid of that bottle,
Celtics,
bro.
just
Leaf,
if
let
you
me
can
have some
find the
fun, bro.
64 Celtics, you'll see
That
what I'm talking about. They had the worst
it's
offense and by
contaminated,
far
bro.
the
Get
best
Let me
rid
have
of
some
it.
fun, man.
That's not fun. Get rid of it, bro.
That's Dasani, bro. Another super chat from David, bro. Bill was a great athlete too. Could have made the Olympics in high jump. He was ranked number 2 in track and field in high school.
He
I
should
agree
have
with Mars and
That
Sturdy.
was Will.
Yeah, both of them are free
average more than
athletes.
16. He's such a great athlete. Dunk the ball.
Oh,
Yeah,
this
he
is
wasn't.
nasty.
I mean, he
Yeah,
wasn't.
he was a
He was. He wasn't
That would
bully.
explain. That
He
would
wasn't
explain
bully
why he was
balling
so good
anybody.
defensively.
He wasn't
Yeah.
bully balling anybody at
Yeah,
that time.
neither was Will Chamberlain. Will
Oh,
Chamberlain
I
was
know.
bully balling.
Yeah. They can't survive in this era, man. Z-Dub with a super chat. Kobe not stopping that shooting against the Spurs in 2014.
He's not. That was a
No,
crazy.
bro, I don't know
Nah, he
anybody
wasn't.
that could.
Nah, they was killing us.
Yeah.
Nathaniel with the
The
super
Spurs.
chat.
The Spurs was out of line, man.
Mars. Who's worse,
Marks.
Kobe fans or Cristiano Ronaldo fans?
I think it's Kobe fans because at least Ronaldo has somewhat of a GOAT case in my opinion. Kobe doesn't, but
Kobe's
people
GOAT,
say
though.
he does.
Who says
Hey,
Kobe?
did Ronaldo
The
finally
guy
play his
next to you
game
literally
at,
just said he has Kobe as his GOAT. Right next to
Whoa,
you.
whoa, 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 whoa,
He said-
whoa.
he just said
I
Kobe.
literally said this from the beginning. Kobe is not my GOAT, but I
Where do you
put
rank him?
You said
I
eye
put
test. He's
him
the best player ever. Blah blah blah.
in
He
terms
said
of
eye- he
skill.
said
In
based
terms of
off of eye
skill,
test. He
based
didn't
off
give it
eye
all
test
time.
and skill. I didn't.
So
give
where
him
is he
all
ranked
time
in? Where's he
rating.
ranked in?
He's second to me,
Oh,
respectfully
God.
behind MJ. Respectfully behind MJ,
My
and then
point
so
still
why-
stands.
so why-
My point
so
still
why is
stands. The
MJ
same
better?
point.
So
I got
for me,
I got
for
Kobe
me,
number 4. I got Kobe.
Well,
number 4.
I said it earlier. He did that whole ass shit.
I
got
in
him
04
4.
when he was
got him
doing all
4
that.
too.
Like I don't respect
Oh.
that. He should have played better. He should have played like a man and tried to actually
got him
win.
over
They
Tim Duncan.
lost.
I got
bad
Kobe.
because
I
of
got
him.
Kobe
Nigga
number
Kobe,
4.
that nigga Kobe snitched on his own teammate, bro. The
So
city
what they got to do with it?
he
Yeah,
didn't do
yeah,
no
again.
host.
Nah,
No,
that's
he
speculation.
said
Nah, nah.
That's speculation, Low.
This
Low,
nigga
low,
said,
low.
Low,
this
don't
nigga
do
said
that,
he
bro.
never did no host shit. He wasn't doing it
Consistent.
Low,
consistently.
that's speculation, bro. Low.
That's
We
not
talking about his
speculation.
game.
He went what?
Who
In,
you
That's
snitched
in,
on?
speculation.
in terms
Who
of
snitched
on
on?
the court, in terms
Who
of on
snitched
the
on?
court,
Well,
I didn't see
Shaq.
whole shit for real.
No, Shaq.
Nah, I
Shaq
ain't
said
seen
that
no shit
wasn't
for Kobe.
true, bro.
What?
No whole in Kobe
Shaq
game.
said
When
that
did
dog.
Shaq
wasn't
say that
true.
wasn't true?
Yeah,
When did
when
he
did
say
Shaq
that?
said that wasn't true on his documentary on HBO, bro. The new
What?
one
But
that
the internet doesn't even
the
want
new
him to
one
say
that
it,
he got
'cause
on
it's not true.
HBO. They didn't bring it up. They didn't bring it up, but they did ask him one of the questions on the extras. You can look it up. It's on HBO Max, bro.
What was the question?
The question was, how did what was the whole theme of everything that went down with the Kobe situation in 03? And he was like, yo, no, he was like, never. He didn't hit it like Kobe's my guy, man. Like the whole time, he was like, he never said anything. He never said anything. And he's like, I was just talking out loud, man. I was just teasing him on stage and everything. But and they talked about that in the documentary that they had.
Nigga. It's like publicly records you can find of him what he said, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. He probably just doesn't want to say it anymore. He probably don't want to say it anymore because he passed away. But bro, it's publicly documented what Kobe was saying about Shaq and his relationship at that time.
All right, man. You got my joint, bro. You can send it something.
Yeah, I mean that's not that's irrelevant. Kobe top 3 at the end of the day.
To me, it would be irrelevant. To me, normally it is irrelevant. But when a nigga start talking about somebody being holded, I'm like, all right, so I guess we're going down.
I got
the
Kobe
list
number. I got Kobe number 4, bro.
on.
I like Jordan, Kareem, and LeBron top 3. So I got Kobe number 4, and I got Magic behind him.
Gotcha.
I have
Hey,
a pick though with this John Stockton though. Y'all getting real disrespectful.
Nah.
Oh, no, not again. No,
I got you. Hold on.
Not again. Not again.
Before you continue, real talk. Hold up, I gotta move some other guys up here, bro. So appreciate everybody on here.
Yeah,
Leaf. That there's an ESPN thing right there where he literally was on out publicly saying, Kobe was saying, yo, Shaq is paying women $1 million for hush money not to say anything. Bro, stop, nigga. Stop. I was there when that shit happened. That nigga was wild. He was wild. Kobe was a wild nigga.
Nothing to
And
do.
Kobe, my favorite player. He was a wild nigga at that time.
He was wild. He was
a wild nigga. Let's be clear.
OJ, what you got to say?
Hey, but I just wanted to get at Low because Low, man, you real big on Tim Duncan and everything, man. How you got Tim Duncan over the great Kobe Bryant, my boy?
Because He
had a better career.
Hey,
He had a better career.
No,
I'll make
OJ,
an
you
argument.
good, you good. I'm gonna just let
He had a better
everybody else
career.
out. I'm gonna move everybody else out. All right,
sure,
but
for sure.
OJ, you good, you good.
I can explain this as quick as possible. For the first 10 years of Duncan's career, because people think that I'm like doing this longevity argument. I'm not. The first 10 years of his career, Duncan already won four championships, 2 MVPs, was anchoring one of the best defenses in the NBA that year, those years. Some of the greatest defensive units in a modern NBA, and really some of the greatest defensive units outside of the Bill Russell defensive teams. And if we're being honest with ourselves, he was carrying a mediocre team. That team had an aging David Robinson. It was not the same D-Rob offensively, especially not. And
Right.
Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili either were not on the team or they're in their rookie and sophomore seasons. They weren't that good at all. If I could screen share right now, I wish I could, bro. Literally just last night I was watching like 03 Spurs. That nigga Tony Parker was not it. He just wasn't it, dog. He just wasn't.
Oh, I agree in 03 that Tony Parker was not it. And I also agree that Tim Duncan coming into the league was probably one of the best like NBA ready players coming into the league along with like Magic and all those players. But I just feel like Tim Duncan didn't carry the offensive and defensive load for his team as long as Kobe Bryant did. And they still won the same amount of chips. Now,
When did Kobe, how long did Kobe have to carry?
You think Kobe carried a defensive load on his team?
I think he did from the perimeter. Yeah, definitely.
No, not from the perimeter. In general,
carrying the defensive loads from the.
He was definitely still the best perimeter defensive player for his team.
But
yes.
But to say that he was carrying the team's
defensive load.
They're not carrying the defense though. Duncan is legitimately carrying the defense.
In 2010, when Rondo was really like taking off, Kobe Bryant was the one who guarded Rondo because Rondo really was the X factor in those Boston Celtics.
He just guarded Rondo. He guarded Rondo so he can sag off of him and play help. That's why he guarded Rondo.
And it definitely helped, and it helped them win the championship at the same time. Rondo was balling.
That's not carrying a defense.
That's not carrying the defense. That's not carrying the defense, dog. That's not carrying the defense.
On the offensive side, Kobe was still carrying the offensive load. Like Tim Duncan had players like Tony Parker. He had Manu. Like he definitely had.
Did he ever have a player like Shaq?
Operating. Nah, he never had a player like Shaq, but Shaq never played with a player like Kobe.
No, but I'm talking about Duncan. Did Duncan ever have somebody to carry an offense like Shaq?
No, but I see like people bring that argument up because y'all don't give Kobe credit for those 3 championships that he won.
I didn't say that. Let me ask that question again. Let me ask that question again. Did Duncan ever have a player to carry an offense or even help him offensively like Shaq?
Nah, he didn't.
Okay, so when you sit here and say that somebody carried in whatever, bro, Duncan was carrying the offense and defense for a decade straight. A decade.
All the way up to
since he was a rookie, really.
Yeah, since he was a rookie up until like 07,
2006, 07.
Yes, like around like a decade. Was there a decade where Kobe was carrying the offense and defense, like very clearly? Was there?
Okay, so Kobe was the best perimeter defensive player from 2000, 2001, all the way up to like the late 2010s.
Let me ask that.
On his team or in the NBA? On his team or in the NBA?
Lakers.
He's in for the Lakers. Let me ask that question again. Let me ask that question again. Was there a decade where decades straight where Kobe carried the offense and defense for his team?
Say no.
Yes. From 2000 all the way to 2010.
2000, he was not carrying the offense. He was not carrying the offense.
That was the first year he made first team all defense.
He was not carrying the offense in 2000, bro.
Oh well,
he literally had Shaq.
I get it. But by 2001, he was sharing the offense with Shaq.
He still wasn't carrying it though. So I'll ask the question again. Was there a decade?
I get what you're
saying,
then.
Man. So when you sit here and say that somebody carrying it, I'm not
discrediting it.
No one's discrediting
question. That's it.
I'm not discrediting it. You sat there and said he carried. I'm telling you, Duncan carried both sides of the floor for a decade straight. I'm asking you. Ain't no. What do you mean?
Bro, you think? Don't you?
Where you got Kobe ranked again, Lo? Where you got Kobe ranked?
Like NBA Finals.
He's
like,
going
he wasn't just carrying the whole offensive load. They were
That's
sharing
not
it by
disrespect. He
05.
act like he got Kobe
They were not-
15
they
or
were
something.
not-
Between Tony Parker,
they were
Manu
not-
Ginobili, and Tim
No,
Duncan, they were sharing the offensive load. So
No,
don't
they
just
were
put
not.
Shaq
No,
on Kobe like that.
They were not sharing
They
the
were.
offensive load in 05.
By 2005, they were not.
No,
Go
they
look
were
at the numbers.
not. No, they
Go
were
look at the numbers
not.
in the
They
playoffs.
weren't.
2005.
No, they were not. And what in the finals?
I thought in the finals. I thought in the finals, yeah, but not.
one
not
series?
Ginobili's still my finals MVP. I don't care.
Hey,
In
hey,
one
that's a hard take, Mars.
Bro,
I agree.
Manu was the one who was
He was
closing
the
them
beast in
games,
that
and
final.
Manu could have easily won Finals MVP in 05.
In one series,
Easily.
yes. In
Should've
one
won it.
series, sure. But for the entire
Yeah.
postseason run,
Right.
no.
Because by that logic, like Shaq won Finals MVP every single year, like when they played together. So you
And
can
we
you
gotta
can
give
automatically
Kobe
eliminate
credit for being
Kobe
the
from that
best
debate
player.
if that's your logic.
Who
And
carried
we
the
gotta
offense?
be
Who
we gotta
carried
give
the
Kobe
Spurs?
the best player.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hold on,
Who
we gotta
carried?
give Kobe credit for being the best
Wait,
player versus the
hold on,
Spurs
hold on,
as
my
well
bad.
too though.
My
You
bad.
No,
can
but you're
carry
talking about
series.
Finals MVP.
You
Who
can
We
carry
talking
carried
about the
the
series.
finals.
Spurs? Who
But
carried
why
the
y'all
Spurs
just now?
offense
We
in
can't just narrow it
2014
down to
though?
the finals though.
Who
We
carried
can't
the
I'm
just
talking
narrow
about
it
that's
down.
what you said. That's what you
just
said.
did. You just said in the 05 finals. That's literally what you just did.
I said the playoffs. I said the 05
In
playoffs.
the playoffs, that's not true either. Duncan was averaging like 24. That's not true.
Okay,
Yeah,
what was
it's
Tony
not.
Parker?
And they still played inside out.
Manu,
Yeah, and
Manu
they
was
still
averaging
played
20.
inside out.
Manu
Everything
was averaging
went
20
through.
though.
They were
Duncan.
still going
Everything-
through. They were still going through him. It was not. It was he was carrying that offense.
I mean, Manu was averaging 20. And Tony
I'm not
Parker
saying he
averaging
wasn't.
17.
But and Kobe was averaging great numbers along Shaq. I think we will all
Facts.
still say the focal point of the offense was Shaq. We'll
Facts.
still say that.
I
But
think
I
there's
just
a
feel like
difference
y'all put
though.
Shaq
I
on
think there's
Kobe
a
like he
difference
did.
between. I think there's a difference between being like a focal point and like carrying, right? You saying carrying,
Right.
like it's just a weird assessment, mainly because the Spurs had a system going along. So yes, Tim Duncan was the focal point of that system, but it's not really
All right,
carrying
Dub,
if it's
let
a
me-
whole organic machine.
I'll rearrange it for you then. Who was Duncan not a focal point of the offense and defense for a decade?
For a decade, yes, but Kobe did it longer.
When? I keep asking that question and you can't tell me when.
I said from 2000 to the late 2010.
Kobe was not a focal point.
Late
offensively.
2010.
He was not a focal point.
he
All the way to
early
offense.
2013 till he tore his
I
Achilles.
think
He
he
was the
means
best
early
offensive player.
Huh?
He
It was
carrying
it was
the
from it was from when Shaq left.
When
So when
Shaq left, he
when
was a
Shaq
focal
left.
point.
So
of
from
the
the
offense.
05 season to 2013.
Yes,
That's
not a decade.
That's 8 years though.
Not a decade.
8
only
years.
It's not a
Okay,
decade though.
It don't
So
matter.
he
It's only
wasn't
2
even a
years.
Yes,
focal
it
bro.
point
does
of the
because we're
offense.
comparing
2
him to
years?
Dunk.
Two years out of a decade is 20% of the time.
Bro, you really need
I
to
don't
start at
care, boy.
1999 when they
20%,
won the championship.
20%.
Now,
And
I
that
took
still
wait
Start
at
at
20%
1999 when
Mars.
they won
Like
the
what we doing?
championship.
Wait, what?
We
Wait,
don't
say,
have
what
to
about
do that.
1999?
Start at 1999 when they at least won the championship. Don't just give him like from 1997 when he got
So
drafted.
why are you giving Kobe 11, 12, and 13?
They didn't win.
You say what?
Why are you
Why
giving
you-
Kobe
Yeah.
2011, 2012, and 2013, but
'Cause he was putting
Duncan
up
again
superstar
97 and
numbers.
98?
Duncan
What
was
about-
putting
What
up.
was Tim Duncan doing as a
What
rookie?
about
Putting up
05?
superstar
What about
That was
numbers.
no
05 when
superstar
he
numbers.
missed
He
the
was playing
You're a
playoffs?
fucking
We were
liar,
21
dog.
at the
Shut up,
21
nigga.
and
Shut up, shut up, nigga.
Tim Duncan came into the league a top 10 player. What are we doing? Tim Duncan came into the league a top 10 player.
He was an all
He came
defensive
into the
player.
league.
Tim Duncan came into the league a top 10
top
player.
5 in
Coming into the
MVP
league.
race. He was first team All
He did
NBA
come in
and
as
All
top 10.
Defense.
Like,
He was a
He came into the
superstar
league a
the
top 10
day
player.
he stepped in.
Instantly.
So
Shut
wait,
up.
he came into the league, leading this team to
Shut
hold
up,
on.
nigga.
Because we really got to specify this. If
Shut
a
up, bro.
superstar is somebody who can lead his team to a championship, you telling me he came into the league
Yes,
leading the Spurs to the championship?
he led
In
them
97?
to he led them to a second round exit, only to the team that went on to win the championship. And in the
Okay.
following year, they won a chip. So yes, nigga.
Finals
In the lockout
MVP.
year.
He won the
I ain't trying to
chip.
say nothing. I ain't trying to take nothing away from Tim Duncan, dog.
Hey,
I
yo,
ain't taking nothing
yo.
away from
This
Tim
nigga
Duncan,
just
but compared to
chatting.
Kobe,
I don't
give
get
more
though.
credit
This
to
nigga's chatting.
both
I'm not
sides
gonna
of the
lie.
ball.
I don't
This
get
nigga's
how
chatting.
Down to
I
carrying
don't
it.
get how by
This
this
nigga's
logic though, Magic Johnson. I don't get how Tim Duncan isn't better than Magic Johnson as well.
I be flirting around with that concept.
I
to be
got
honest with
Duncan
you.
over Magic.
I be thinking
So-
about that too.
So
I'm gonna keep it
that's
a beat with you.
that's the thing, Lo. Like I'm fine with you having that. I think you're kind of like devaluing Kobe because he played alongside Shaq. Because
That's what I'm
just
hearing,
because
bro.
he did play along
Bro,
Shaq
I'm
doesn't
about
mean
to get out
he
of
did-
here. 'cause
That's
this
Hold up,
what
nigga
I'm
hold up,
hearing.
That's
hold up,
not
bro.
what's happening.
Hold up,
That's not
hold up,
that's
bro.
not
I
what's
think
happening.
OJ said he was carrying the offense, so
That's what
Lowe
he
brought up
said.
the years of Shaq. Otherwise, that never would have got brought
It
up.
would never got brought
OJ
up.
brought that up.
That's what.
Yes,
carrying the
he said he was
offense.
carrying the offense.
So
That's
what?
it.
That's
Bro.
disrespectful to
Just
Shaq.
to
I'm gonna see
specify, I
myself
just want
out
to
this
clarify.
conversation. Y'all got it.
Yes, please, dog.
I just want to clarify
Because it will be a body bag
bag
today.
No. I'm a body on Kobe, but not on
No,
that
you-
point. Not on that point
Hey,
right
look,
there.
like,
Now that's a
I
bad
was just
one.
trying to specify the fact that, bro, y'all always put Shaq with Kobe, But Kobe, like when it came to the Spurs, when it came to those series versus the Trailblazers, when it came versus the Kings, they do not get past those teams without Kobe playing at a
Neither one
superstar
of them.
level.
They needed
So
each other.
Shaq,
They needed both of
Yeah,
them.
facts.
Hey,
They needed
and
each other.
and nobody's not disagreeing with that. That's how the
That's-
team works, right?
Yeah.
We get
right?
that.
Yeah,
But
Right.
who was the
Every-
most pivotal, important, impactful focal point of the team? It was Shaq, bro. It's Shaq.
Yeah. The offense definitely ran through Shaq. I ain't arguing
Okay,
with that.
so for it's like saying like in 2016 the Cavs would not have won without Kyrie. That's true. No one's denying that. But the best player on that team was LeBron. That's not
Right.
debatable, dog. So as great as Kobe was in those series, moments, runs, he still was not the best player. Duncan in his first 10 years never had the privilege to be along somebody else who was a better
Okay.
player than him. He didn't have that.
I don't
So
think
what about
nobody
what about
in the top
head-to-head
10 has
matchup in
had
the
that.
playoffs though?
Say it
What
again.
about the head-to-head matchups in the playoffs?
That's
When
the
it
team.
matters.
And
When it
if I'm
matters.
not mistaken, the first 10 years of Duncan's career, they were tied.
Huh?
08 is when they beat
Huh?
Oh, 08 is the year. 08 is the year when it teetered over to Kobe.
What tied?
In the first 10 years of Duncan's career,
Hold
they were
on.
tied.
The Spurs won in 99. Lakers
Okay.
won in 01. Lakers won in 02. All right. Spurs
Spurs
won in 03.
103.
Lakers won in 04.
Okay, there you go. 3-2.
All right, and the Lakers whooped that ass in 08.
I said in the first 10 years
No
of his
Shaq,
career.
no Robert Horry, nigga.
Yeah, and Duncan was older. and Duncan was older. And at that time, I would
Duncan was older.
rather
They the same age. They down there the same age.
Even if they are, hey, congrats to Kobe. I'm pretty sure Duncan would be able to still play at a higher level if he came into the career playing with Shaq. He wouldn't have to expend that much energy that early on. Great. Also,
Excuses.
it's not.
That is crazy.
excuses.
I got Kobe over Duncan, but
I'm not gonna lie, Kobe was going crazy with Shaq though. I mean, that's kind of like Kobe was dropping like 28 on good defense.
I'm not saying he's not, but I'm going to give Kobe the same amount of credit for beating the Spurs when he was a second option as Duncan beating Kobe and Shaq as a first. Okay, so that shit is irrelevant.
It matters when Kobe was leading each one of those series in scoring though.
That's great.
Like,
He was losing them too. He lost 2 of them, so that's great for him. He won
4 of them. That's great.
In 08, yeah, that's great. That's great.
Gotcha. Hold on, OJ.
Hey,
So
good shit, Lo.
A nigga playing with Shaq is absurd. A nigga's playing with Shaq.
I have these two like 2 spots apart, so I don't even care too much.
GG's in the chat. Hey, OJ, appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna go ahead and get somebody else up here who has actually a hot take, but you be safe, brother. All right.
A nigga playing with Shaq is crazy. You want me to hold that to the same value?
We got.
I don't think nobody else in the top 10 has played with each other except for Kobe and Shaq. Like.
Magic and
Kareem
Kareem.
and Magic.
Yeah, those guys are top 5. Those guys are top 5, but nobody discredits them.
That's right, them
nasty
too.
Work.
Magic
Nasty work,
in my top 5, but
some super chat earlier from some casual takes. He says Kawhi over Pip. Let me cook, and this is down the bottom right over here. Another dude with super chat. Add me to this live. You got to be ready to go on the stream link, man, in the chat, bro. I try my best up here, bro. But we got casual takes at the bottom, bro. Scotty over Pip. State your name, state your purpose, and let's see where we go from here.
Yeah, some casual takes on TikTok. What's good, y'all? Been a fan for a minute. I sent a super chat probably like a week ago saying Kawhi over Pip, but no one debated it. Everyone just kind of agreed it was Pippen. But it was
Pippen?
Yeah, everyone just kind of just agreed Pippen. So
maybe longevity, sure.
Yeah, longevity. But my thing is longevity is a cool argument. That's why I have him close. But I just got to give Kawhi the edge because of 2 reasons. And number one is defensively, yes, Pippen is better than Kawhi Leonard, but it's not like it's a huge gap. Most people
I don't even agree.
It's interchangeable.
I was about to say I don't even agree with that
because I presented this to Chilltown like last week.
Well, who cares? Chill is old. He's old.
Yeah, he's an old head. That's why
he has Kobe Pippen over Elgin Baylor and John Havlicek.
He has Kobe out the top 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. He has Kobe at 11, which is actually like a sin. But anyways, we get to. Defensively, it's not far off. But my issue with Scottie Pippen is one of them is because I think the offensive difference from Kawhi to Scottie is bigger than the defensive difference from Scottie to Kawhi. I think Kawhi's offensive ceiling is way higher, which makes up for his like tiny, I guess, gap of defense. Because even defensively, Kawhi's still a 2-time depoy. Chill even tried to discredit the depoy, saying that he beat out Hassan Whiteside, so it wasn't that big of a defensive player of the year, which I don't even agree. But So that's my first point. My second point is really, I think Kawhi could be Scottie Pippen, but Scottie Pippen couldn't be Kawhi. When you look at Kawhi Leonard doesn't just have a finals MVP from 2019. He has a finals MVP in 2014. And to me, that 2014 NBA final, I know a lot of people don't like that finals MVP, but to me, the finals MVP of 2014 means I see a guy who doesn't have to be the best player on the team, but can still give you 16 to 20 points a game and play elite defense and guard your best player and be a key piece to the championship team. Sounds a lot like a Scottie Pippen role if you ask me. But Scottie Pippen could not go over to Toronto, average 30 points a game, 50% shooting, hit game-winning shot, and win a championship. So that's why I just got to give Kawhi the edge, because I think the gap offensively is a lot better in Kawhi's favor. And my second point was I just think Scottie could never be Kawhi, but Kawhi could be Scottie.
I don't think there's that much of an argument. I don't.
I got a lot of pushback.
My argument for Pippen over Kawhi is literally just longevity. I think Kawhi peaked higher, and I think most people would agree with that fact. I think Kawhi is a better player than Scottie ever was, but I have Scottie ranked higher all time because he did it for a longer period of time. You can't have 4 years and be very high all time, in my opinion. It's the same reason I don't have Jokic.
It's basically four.
It's impossible to have 4 years and be
ranked
very high all time.
4 years is what? Like 4 years as the man, or just like
at
four,
his
just like good.
4 years at 4 years
the
at Kawhi
offensive
Leonard
gap
level.
that you're arguing is basically 4 years.
4 years at Kawhi Leonard level. Like that's not enough in my opinion. That's why I have him below quite a few small forwards on all-time list. If it was peaks, he'd probably be top 5 in my opinion. But
okay, let me ask another question. Do you think if Kawhi Leonard, I don't know what version of Kawhi Leonard, let's just say any Kawhi Leonard from 2017 to 2019, even if you want to argue maybe 2020 playoff Kawhi Leonard before he got hurt, do you think that Kawhi Leonard goes to 94 Bulls and they go to the championship?
Yeah.
Because I think so.
yeah,
See, okay, we can agree. Because I presented this to Chilltown and he was like,
it's the old head.
It's
It's
the old
the
head, man.
nostalgia,
It's the old
bro.
head.
They
It's
don't
the
know,
old head, bro.
man.
Every
They
time
get
I
mad
bring
at
this
the
up to
low
anybody above the age
management.
of 30,
This
they
is
just
what
call me a little
happens.
kid and tell me I
This
don't
is
watch
what.
basketball.
Hey, listen, this is what happens. They see what he's doing now with the low management and everything. So now they're in their feelings about this, right?
Yeah.
Old heads be in their feelings a lot and affects their opinion. So in their feelings about Kawhi Leonard, he load manages. He's not really that guy. So you know what? He's not better than Scottie Pippen. I can't put him on that Bulls team. He's going to get hurt, which I get it. But listen, the dude at his peak is just a better player than Scottie Pippen. It's just a fact. In my opinion.
Oh no, go ahead, Mars.
Yeah, I was just gonna say because Scottie Pippen, the issue I have him, he's just not a very good scorer, and in the half court, he's just not that great. Like it's a lot of transition attacks, attacking a closeout here and there. He was okay, like some areas of the post had like a decent little hook type thing that looked kind of weird, but like overall, it just wasn't. He wasn't that polished as a scorer compared to Kawhi, which is why I think if you look at them purely at their peak, Scottie Pippen is the perfect complementary piece to someone because he's a good passer. He's great in transition. He can attack closeouts and defensively top 2, in my opinion, top 2 perimeter defender of all time. But Kawhi Leonard is top 2 perimeter defender of all time, elite scorer, became a very good passer as well. It's like, it's hard to argue peak Kawhi is a worse player than Scottie Pippen, even though I think Scottie Pippen, depending on who you talk to, can be underrated or overrated, just depending on where you are.
Yeah,
It's overrated, Scottie Pippen.
I agree with y'all saying. I was gonna say, like, do you think that they say those things about Kawhi because they almost look at him like a kind of like a Bill Walton, like to a lesser degree, of course, because Kawhi, this the inconsistent availability. You think that's why they just?
Yep, that's 100%. But even then, they overrate Bill Walton, even though he only had like 2 or 3 good seasons. Then they
No, they
overrate the hell out of him.
not chilling OG.
They be hating on Bill Walton. I think
they
they
do?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay.
They
I
pretty
didn't
well
hear
do.
those
That's what I'm
talks.
saying.
they've been saying
even
to come
Ticket.
off the top 75.
Yeah,
Ticket
even
too?
Ticket. Yeah, all of them openly said take him on the top 75.
Yeah, you
Hey,
know what?
hey, Dub, I gotta ask you something.
They'll be ready to just.
Because Dub, I know you a Heat fan. What is that why you always like? Because every time a guy come up here, and I watched the other day with Crunch, and that dude is something wrong with him. But is that why you always you like you so interested in all these narratives around LeBron? It's like anytime somebody say something like
This
LeBron
is what happened.
wouldn't be
I'll
this,
tell you.
be that, or
I'll tell you what pissed me off with LeBron James. I used to be a LeBron fan after 2018, right?
No, you weren't.
No, I was a LeBron fan. LeBron was a GOAT. The 27th Cavs was gonna beat the Golden State Warriors because they beat them on Christmas. I was one of those nasty individuals. The way what shifted for me was the way I seen him handle the 2019 Lakers team completely turned me off him because I seen a lack of consistency from LeBron James. Where in the beginning of the season, we're brothers, we're all in this together. Go ahead, pick him up. Then when things started going south, his energy, his leadership all shifted to a negative environment. Rondo even talked about this. Rondo even said, "Yo, Bron, the way you're acting, your body language is hurting the guys around him, is making them feel like crap, and it's gonna make them play worse." That type of leadership to me completely turned me off with LeBron James. I never looked back ever since. It was terrible.
But that's every player though.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah.
Nah, I would say that's every that's
Nah,
every
because
great player, especially-
LeBron is the type to say that shit on the cameras. Oh man, LeBron is the type to say that shit on the cameras, but then behind scenes, bro, he's most of the time he don't even give a damn like that, bro. I'll be real with you. That's how I feel.
How do you know?
Businessman.
I don't know. That's how I feel. That's why I said that's how I feel.
Oh, so you went off,
Well,
emotions. All right, cool.
I was gonna say
I mean,
that
I could.
like,
Hey, and I wish, Lo, I'm not gonna hold you. I wish I could wrong. I wish that I am wrong. That's not true. But based off what I've seen and what he showed me, that's just my own opinion of him.
but Dub, I mean, like especially like that the way you say he felt about his teammates and this, that, and the third. Like I think that's every player, and especially when you look at LeBron that specific season, he was going to the finals every single year. Like he was going every year from 11 to when he went to the Lakers, and then when he went down, things like changed.
Listen, bro. Listen.
And-
Kyle Kuzma was on the ground waiting for LeBron James to pick him up. LeBron turned the other cheek on him, bro. Can't forgive him. And he had Richard Jefferson guarding KD, bro. I'll never forgive him for that.
Y'all,
Ridiculous.
I think y'all, if you go back and just rewatch games, there's a lot of players that fit that same identity.
It's crazy.
Y'all do that for LeBron, and then Kobe does some shit like that, and it never gets talked about. Kobe doesn't shoot the ball the whole entire half, but we don't talk about that. But LeBron James,
but Kobe not a bitch though. That's the difference.
See,
and there it is, and there it is. To the dude
I gotta go though. Y'all be safe though.
Be safe though.
What? Who's hosting this?
W Mars, what are we talking about?
Yeah, that's crazy, Lo. That's your
Disrespect.
your protege. Wow.
Look at Mars. Mars immediately was like, okay.
Mars, you got that.
Hey, to the dude who's driving, you was talking and we can't hear you, so you're muted. You're still muted. Dude, you're muted,
yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, you're still muted. Yeah.
I don't understand people
I was trying to. Yeah, we can't hear you, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just use this time to read some super chats so I can appreciate the people who send money. Alex Campbell, why when people talk about Bam Adebayo, do they seem to downplay that he is a defensive player of the year level defensive player while giving you 21 and 10?
You guys agree with that? He's been having like the best year of his career.
Like, need a sleeper team, bro. Don't want to get in the playoffs.
Bunch of Bam.
That's why.
A bunch of what? What'd you say? What'd you say, Pink Do Right? What'd you say, my brother? What'd you say?
Well, I said I love watching Bam this year. He been I think he been the best player on the Heat. Like this year, I love watching him play. Wait, what you thought I said?
I thought you said something else, bro. I thought you said no. I'm not even gonna say it.
So where does Bam rank among centers in the NBA?
I think he's for sure top 5. Just from thinking off the top of my head. I know you got Jokic, you got Embiid. I mean, it depends. It depends who you classify as a center. Then do we look at AD as a center?
I'm about to say because AD was playing basically 5 all year long.
Are we taking Karl-Anthony Towns over Bam Adebayo?
I'm taking Bam.
I'm about to say I'm not taking Towns. I've seen enough of his
I take Bam. What about Sabonis? We look at Sabonis.
Yeah, so I was going to ask Sabonis. That was the person I was going to.
Is Sabonis a center technically?
He's playing. He's playing.
At least this year.
He plays center. He plays center. What about a Rudy Gobert? I take Bam over Rudy Gobert.
I'll take Bam over Rudy Gobert.
I think I have to at this point.
Yeah, I like Bam. I think this Bam team until Miami get in the playoffs, then Jimmy gonna turn up. But
Jimmy Butler, the biggest overachiever.
True.
Jimmy is living a life, bro. This dude gets paid $50 million a year. He gets to live in Miami, show up to work when he wants to. Like this dude is living.
He'll have like one good regular season performance. All of a sudden, becomes Game 6 LeBron throughout the entire playoff run.
He'll have one good. Yeah, he'll be good in the regular season for like a week, and then he'll chill.
The fact that Heat team was a shot away from the NBA Finals is still crazy to me. I don't understand why they're the #1 seed. I just don't think they're that crazy.
I mean, it was a combination of things last year, but I think Boston could have been the #1 seed, but
they would have been.
Alex Pickering said LeBron going 4-6 in the finals is like going to a woman's house 10 times and only finishing the job 4 times.
You got to use context.
I mean, if like 6 of those women are supermodels.
Yeah,
bro. Like
exactly.
LeBron in 20. Like if you want LeBron to win in 2018, that's like pulling up to a hot girl's house and she got a fat best friend. You ain't completing the mission, dog. Sorry.
So you basically saying that Kobe and Shaq they were smashing 2s?
Yeah, they were smashing 2s.
It would be.
I mean,
they were. They were. I must say in the finals they were hitting 2s. Kobe and Shaq were hitting 2s and 3s.
It's not that they were hitting 2s necessarily. It
yes,
was
they were.
The women were allowing. It was easy. The women.
Nah, bro, you cannot name the center for the New Jersey Nets, bro.
The Nets. That was a 2. That's a 2, dog.
Exactly. The women were allowing.
I thought the Pacers were all right, but they
were 5. They were
5.
Right.
They were like, you gotta have a couple drinks to hit those. But
and Kobe having Shaq is like an ultimate wingman. Like they can feed off each other.
He was just throwing them lobs. Easy.
It was the Pacers. It was the
Pacers, Sixers, and
Sixers. Oh, they need the honey pack for the Sixers. Yeah, they weren't even. They fell asleep in game 1.
Exactly, bro. That's how easy it was for them. They actually fell asleep in game 1, still came back and got it, dog. That's how easy that was, dog. No, that don't count.
Drink more water. Name another player where they led the team in points, rebounds, steals, blocks, was the better defender, and wasn't considered the best player in the team. AD was clearly better than LeBron.
Wasn't it by like a point? Am I crazy? Isn't like the margin just like 1?
Yo, drink more water, bro. Pull up. I think it was like game 5. LeBron had like 40 to close it out. Pull that up.
I think if you just watch those Lakers teams, I mean, I
gotta
think
watch basketball.
LeBron was.
If you watch it, it's pretty clear to see, in my opinion, that LeBron was the best player on that team.
Yeah, I think like a huge thing for me, especially like ranking players. Like if you a great playmaker and a great scorer, you're gonna rank like
higher.
It's like throughout the season at least. Like in LeBron, he's 25 a game, led the league in assists. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, watch Game 5 of the NBA Finals.
But if
Danny Green hit that shot, we'd be talking about a great NBA Finals closeout from LeBron. Right?
He's only talking about the regular season though, because in the playoffs that wasn't the case.
That's
why they got the
playoffs. Like pick stat, like it's just stupid.
LeBron had all
they both like brought up their game in the playoffs, but I think LeBron was at a higher level than AD in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, the difference in points is barely 0.1.
Yes, that's what I was saying. Like the
rebound actually favors LeBron. The assists favor LeBron. The steals are exactly the same. The blocks favor AD. And then across the board, I think the shooting splits are virtually the same as well. Outside of free throws, AD was 10% better in free throws.
AD definitely had an argument. You could say that. You could say he had an argument, but it just like
I'm telling you, like AD and LeBron, that's like they some injuries away from being like Kobe and Shaq, bro. Like real life.
They would have spun the block in 21. I'm so serious.
Like injuries, injuries play a big part in NBA history. It's crazy. I'm not a big on hypotheticals, but like especially looking at those numbers from that regular season run, the playoff run. Like who else we see that from? Maybe from like KD and Steph, but like two-way play, no. But
yeah, there's not many duos who can match LeBron and AD.
They crazy.
He was saying something. Someone was saying something.
No, I was going to say, I don't like the notion that Kobe and Shaq would have continued to win championships after 2004, especially seeing how Shaq, he didn't follow.
Shaq won with D-Wade. So.
No, but Shaq and Kobe just had irreparable problems, in my opinion. And Phil Jackson made it clear he didn't want to coach Kobe. He wanted them to keep Shaq and get rid of Kobe, but they didn't do that. So, that team just had problems.
Yeah, coaching matters too.
Analysis of Nick. Who's the worst free throw shooter? DeAndre Jordan or Andre Roberson?
Andre Roberson, bro.
What is 6.8? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's. They're both terrible now. But
I thought DeAndre Jordan changed his free throw routine.
Hey, bro, Bill Russell averaged 56% from the free throw line. Let's put in Bill Russell. Apparently, he's better than Kobe, so throw Bill Russell in that argument.
Yeah, he is.
He is, though. Yeah.
How is Kobe more skilled than Jordan? Jordan does everything better than Kobe.
Does Jordan shoot threes better than Kobe?
No,
I think Jordan. I think Kobe's also just a more skilled shooter in general.
Yeah, I think
more skilled and better player. I think that's two different.
Is and people should be able to tell the difference at this point. It's 2023. If you can't tell the difference between these simple terms, we're.
I'm really mad Dub left because I had a gripe with him. He just gonna leave, so now I got nobody to argue with.
Oh wow!
Simple answer: just because you have more moves in a bag does not mean it equals the same production.
Exactly. Jesus Christ! Let me Skirvin Bureau, whatever, man. You will need to read 11 Rings by Phil Jackson. If anyone's an avid reader, there you go.
Nah, I haven't read a book in 10 years.
Julius Erving, MJ, Kobe, Bron, Steph, Magic, top 5.
Steph top 5 is crazy.
I don't know how you can have.
Yo, they call Mars young. No, that kid better be in middle school if you have Steph top 5, bro.
Yeah,
I for sure got Steph top 10 now.
Facts.
I got Steph
maybe
like
11.
The other dude that left, he was talking and it's crazy. I got Kobe over Duncan, but the argument he was making was just dumb. Like I didn't understand it. But
I mean,
Kobe's
that stuff happens a lot where people disagree with you, and then when it's time to like address it, you realize it's not very intelligent. When it comes up,
that does happen a lot, Mars. It happens quite often, actually.
RA Kobe fans on life alert. I guess that's back to the Duncan and Kobe debate. Can't compare Duncan to Kobe. 7 out of 10 finals in 2000s. The 3 he didn't make it. His team was in rebuild. Did it in the hardest conference ever. Won a championship with a broken finger on his shooting hand.
Kobe was also in that conference. Hold on, wait. Let's go through this. Kobe was in that conference. 4 out of those 7 to 10. 4 out of those 10 appearances. Yeah, 4 out of those 10 appearances, he's playing alongside Shaq. 3 of those 7. Wait, 7 out of 10.
Wait,
I see what you're saying.
2000, 01.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, 7 out of those 7. I mean, 4 out of those 7 appearances, he's playing with Shaq. 3 out of the 5 championships, again, he's playing with Shaq. When you had somebody, if Duncan was playing with somebody as great as Shaq, they would be running the league from 99 to 2007, dog. They would just be running the league.
And like to the point about like winning a championship with a broken finger, you know how many basketball players like play that don't say anything like that? That's not uncommon. Like
no one's 100% healthy in the playoffs, especially in finals. No one.
Like, bro, we
Leave
do
it to an old
that
head.
in college, like let alone the NBA. They do that shit all the time. Just people don't talk about it.
I wanna bring up this comment as well because it's from the same guy. Duncan didn't carry an offense averaging 21 points.
I'm sorry, bro.
Who asked if Duncan carried?
Those are the people that I find entertaining because this just shows the level of IQ.
I wouldn't necessarily say he can't carry. The only people you can say like carry the offense is like Luka this season or like LeBron and a couple of his Cleveland years. I wouldn't necessarily like carry the offense unless they're doing something, you know.
Well, if we're gonna go by that logic, then once more, that means that Kobe didn't carry it. The whole reason why we got to the carrying thing, I'm not saying you saying this, but the reason why we got to the carrying thing is because the other dude was making this argument about carrying. So if we want to sit here and nitpick the difference between carrying and focal point, fine. But Duncan undeniably was the focal point of his offense from 98 to 2007. Like very, very clearly was a focal point of the offense.
Agreed.
Crazy.
And when you say
Kobe's never had a
defense, like that's wrong too.
Kobe didn't have a 10-year stretch where he was a focal point of the offense and defense. He just did not. He just didn't.
Yes, yeah.
Jesus,
there's quite a few. What is Scotty Barnes' true ceiling compared to where you guys think he will be?
Sean Marion? Let me chill.
When he came in, I thought he'd be Draymond Green. When he came in, I thought that's what he was gonna be. But I think his ceiling
actually it might be Sean Marion.
Yeah, Sean Marion isn't bad. Somewhere in that ballpark, I guess. I don't see the offensive game coming to be some elite level offensive.
It's
I
not.
just don't see that.
That shot is cooked, dog. That shot is
Yeah,
finished.
y'all think his shot cooked in year 2?
It's finished, dog. He's so far removed.
Some people just don't have shooting talent. Like no matter how hard you work.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, I know people because I'm a big Lonzo guy. I know when Lonzo came in and they said the same shit about him, and then his game. I mean, I think if he has the right work ethic, because he has crazy potential.
Can he be a spot up shooter? Yes, I think several players in the NBA can be spot up shooters, but can he be someone who can create his own shot? No. He's so far removed from that. I can't really believe, and I'm not saying it's impossible, but like he's so far removed from
28% from 3.
Yeah, right now he's just
Like it. Yeah, right now, yeah, for sure. But I think like I've been watching like his last like 5 games. He's been great. He's been good, like great efficiently. He's been playing great defense.
He's gotten better these last few games.
Yeah, he's been playing even yesterday. Like against Minnesota, he was a beast. Like I continue to see flashes, and that's kind of all what I look for from players in year 1 and year 2. But eventually they're gonna start to show like consistency.
Nah, keeping him for KD was crazy. I don't care.
I don't think
it's not even a hindsight argument. I just don't care.
I don't think Toronto is gonna be doing something anyway though, even with KD. Like
I'll be better than 6 games below 500.
Nah, for sure.
Be that,
yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, Toronto do stink this year. That's tough.
They collapsed last night. That was bad. I appreciate the free money though. It was a W live bet.
There's 2 people down here who haven't been on yet, so I'm gonna bring these people in. There we go, and I'm gonna just go through these super chats. Alex Campbell, if AI gets so much credit for getting 1 game of Shaq and Kobe, how much does Jimmy Butler get for his 2020 performance?
I mean, he almost won.
He got 2.
He got 2 games
with 2 injured, 2 players who were injured.
He should get 1 game.
He had a bum ankle himself too.
Sounds like I'm hearing Jimmy Butler.
Man,
that's what I'm hearing too. That's what I'm hearing.
Jimmy Butler's better.
Old head sweat, man. Let's make this old head.
And Jimmy Butler went to the conference finals after that as well. Something.
Jimmy Butler
took Tatum and them to 7 games.
1 show away from the finals again. I mean, I ain't seen AI do that.
They're gonna look at points per game and say no. All the old guys are gonna look at it and be like, no, AI scores more.
But you can't say 2-way because Jimmy Butler is without a
clear
doubt.
Yeah, but AI got steals. AI got steals.
Yeah, he has a steal.
AI got steals.
Yeah, AI's in the running for D-boy because he let him get steals like twice.
Exactly.
Y'all don't remember the Bucks series with Jimmy Butler when he was like putting up all those like extra posts on Instagram, getting real hard, and then he couldn't shoot. Like, come on, man.
Hey,
he was bad, yo. He got outplayed by
2021 series.
Who was that?
Elijah Conley, KD is top 2 MVP candidate. Nets trash since injury.
I find it.
I mean, I do agree with that. I think KD, if he doesn't get hurt, I wouldn't be surprised if he won it. Because for me, it would be between him and Jokic at this point. But I wouldn't be surprised if KD.
If he was healthy, he'd be definitely top 2. I can't put him number 2 right now because of the injury, but.
And y'all need to get on Crunch Head about Kyrie because he was talking about how Kyrie was going to be an MVP candidate when he got hurt.
Well, it's so much shit I want to say about Crunch, but I just
it's all over Crunch. Crunch my guy, bro. He just loves that specific type of player. He likes the.
Are you guys saying Crunch don't know ball? Is that what I'm hearing?
It's the bag.
Nah, Crunch knows ball, bro.
Nah, Crunch was spitting, bro.
Crunch know what he be doing. Crunch just likes to. He likes
say shit with a straight face to irritate.
Yeah, he's funny, bro.
It's because Crunch knows ball. He just knows what he's talking about. You guys, anyone who
he got some points.
Don't know what he's
talking. You guys are just LeBron James stands if you disagree with him. That's it.
Nah, bro. You don't got to do with LeBron. He crazy
at all.
Z-Dub, Hakeem versus Curry. Better peak. I have Hakeem.
Hakeem.
Clean sweep.
An MVP and Depoy peak.
I got Hakeem.
That's up there.
Steph, I'll be different.
That's like a top 10 season.
Nah, I mean, I don't know.
You just saying that just to be different?
Yes, it's Hakeem, but I can't let that.
Unanimous MVP blew a 3-1 lead in the finals.
Yeah, because he was injured.
I said
injured.
No excuse. If you're out there, you could.
Kobe was also injured.
I mean, the Ty Lue and the Cavs have a report that said that or not?
He was in. Oh, he might have like a dude. Everyone plays injured in basketball.
I mean, he played bad. I'm not saying he didn't play bad. I didn't say he played bad, but He had
Everyone plays
LeBron
injured when
calling
they play
Adam
basketball,
Silver.
bro.
Come on, son. Like,
You've played 90 games already,
yeah.
bro. You probably have a bruised toe by now.
Okay, so that I don't want to hear that excuse for LeBron in 2015. Then
What excuse?
He gives LeBron
oh, his players were injured. What do you mean?
What?
No.
Oh,
Being
everybody.
injured,
They always
not
give-
playing.
Bro, having
being
a stub
injured
toe.
and not playing
Yeah,
are two different things.
having a broken
Yeah.
kneecap and a shoulder
Yeah.
out of place isn't the same as having a sore knee.
Bro, having a stub toe.
Yeah, no,
and, like, game
literally,
5
Kevin
is not
Love
a
was
difference
guarding him.
between, like, bro, there's no way you're
That's his
comparing
Kevin
fault.
Love.
That's his fault.
You got
It was his fault.
If you're that guy, you can create a better shot
Yo.
than what he just did.
I don't give a damn how hurt you are.
Curry
You
is
got Kevin
6'3".
Love.
Was Steph injured
Kevin
yesterday
Love.
when he couldn't create a shot on Al Horford? Was Steph injured
Relax.
yesterday?
He was actually.
No. I was mad at Curry
Yeah.
yesterday. He
Yeah, I
choked.
mean-
I'm not gonna lie. I was mad at Curry.
in the chat.
Nah, but
I refuse
guy.
to believe
Hey.
that's what Steph looks like right now. I just refuse to. That
Nah,
man
Steph's
was
just
done.
not that
yesterday.
guy.
Steph
He's
was
just not
crazy
that guy.
last night.
Oh man,
That was a
Yeah.
good game too, man.
Hold on, I'm up here. I'm gonna push my agenda.
It was a good game, but Curry choked it away.
Yeah, could you know that guy?
No one ever talks about how Kevin
Tatum
Love
over
also got
Curry.
injured in that series
Oh,
too,
Jesus
but
Christ.
they just like never bring that up. But you know,
Kevin Love missed the game too. Yeah,
exactly. No one brings that up. Everyone's like Draymond, Bogut, but they never bring up Kevin Love missed game 3 and they blew
Kyrie
out
got
Westbrook.
hurt.
There was 4 starters affected versus 1.
Bro, you were the 73-9 team. Get it done. Should be better.
Strength in numbers. Strength in numbers is what
Trade
I
the
heard.
numbers.
That's what I heard.
You still had Steph Curry, you still had Clay,
The offense
and
just
you had
don't-
Draymond not for
No.
the game.
No playoff team does more than 8 people in the rotation. What are you playing? What are you saying?
Bro,
I'm
you're
just hearing
comparing
a lot of
that situation
excuses
to
for going through the
LeBron
league,
winning
bro.
2 games with Dellavedova as the second best player?
No, that was a great series in general by LeBron, but really, he won 2 games because the Warriors didn't even know what they was doing. They was babies at that point.
Babies. All right.
So they went from babies
So they
to
weren't
grown men
babies
in
the
1 year.
next year.
In comparison to what they did in the next 4 or 5 years, yeah, they were not the same
No,
team
the
at
next
all.
I mean,
one year.
they
Next
got
one
KD.
year.
Even the next year, they were not the same team.
They were still like the
year.
number
Yeah,
one
they were a better team than
No,
the
it's-
one league.
Are you
No,
arguing
yeah,
that
they
that
did
it
blow a
wasn't that
3-1
it-
lead. Okay.
Are you arguing that they wasn't impressive because they were babies? Is that what you're arguing?
Steph was in year like 6 at that point.
No,
bro.
I
He
mean
was
they didn't
already
know.
all
No,
NBA.
Wasn't a
when I
baby on
say
that team.
no, when I say baby, I don't mean like they have no
Like,
idea.
first finals
They had no.
experience? Like
That was the
finals?
first time they even got to the Western Conference Finals. The first time.
Cool.
Isn't that like a good portion of teams though? Like
Yeah,
That's like most teams when they make like
Yeah,
their
like
first round.
last year, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, they didn't know what they was doing.
Okay,
That's
but-
why they lost.
you know what it's
But
called.
that's
when they do
different. Look
that
who they ran into
consistently?
versus
It's
who
called
LeBron ran
dynasties.
into.
Outside of LeBron,
What do you
who on
mean?
the tap-
Look who
outside of
Jason,
LeBron,
Jason
who on the
Tatum they
Cavs
ran
are-
into the Warriors that
That's
you
a-
talking about. The
he
Warriors
asking a very good question. Outside of LeBron,
The Warriors they
who
had
did
down
Cavs
2-1.
Who outside of LeBron, who on that Cavs team had finals appearance or even deep postseason?
I mean,
run
they were
appearance?
older. And then when
Um,
you talk about 2016, Kevin Love and Kyrie,
But
that was their
LeBron's
first time
on
the
there.
floor.
Okay.
You can't
So
take LeBron. You can't take LeBron out of there. LeBron's part of the
Yeah.
championship
LeBron got 2
experience.
games.
One guy, though.
The LeBron effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, I don't understand why you could take away the main player. That's like saying we're having a talent conversation, then you're gonna take away the top players for each side and then compare the
Well,
talent. You gotta compare LeBron's talent too.
They went down
Oh.
2-1 because they had butterflies in their stomach. I'm guessing. All right.
Facts.
So did
Facts. They were
the White
nervous.
did the White have any deep postseason experience in 2009?
No, he didn't. That's why that 09 championship was nothing compared to the 10. Come on.
Oh,
The Celtics championship was
bro.
way more important.
Bro.
But
The
in
Celtics
08,
championship wasn't more important than the 09.
but in 08 though, none of those players had finals
What
appearances.
about Tim Duncan? Didn't Tim Duncan win a
Nah,
championship
they
like 3
nah they
years in the
did.
league?
Nah, they didn't. That's why people what's it
Magic
called?
Johnson was
Criticize
a
Kobe
championship his
for
rookie
08.
year?
So you have a list of
What?
championships
People
that
criticize
count, and
Kobe
ones
for
that don't
08
count.
because the super team had no experience.
Who are these
They're
people?
better
No,
team.
I'm saying that team was not an established team yet. They hadn't won anything. They just came together.
Wait.
It was their first year
So you're
together.
trying to-
You know how
wait,
many
you're
super
trying to
teams fail?
argue- Wait, my fault, bro. You're trying to argue that if
No, you good.
it's only like it really counts if you played a team that's been in like 3 Western Conference Finals already?
No,
Like,
I never said that.
So what are we
The
doing?
reason why I said that they were babies, or we were even talking about this, the whole reason we were even talking about this is
Yeah.
because I said they were babies when they were facing LeBron in 2015,
They
but
didn't
not
look like
not really.
babies.
I mean, look, Curry was like 26. What do you mean? Like you
That's
acting
not
like he
that's
was like a
that's a
vet?
baby?
Like
He was
what-
the MVP.
he was a vet?
He was the
Was he a
MVP.
veteran?
No, he's in his
No, he's not a
prime.
veteran.
He's a veteran.
He's not.
Veteran.
He's
Isn't it
No,
a
no, what's even
I
better?
ain't heard of a 26-year-old baby.
A 26-year-old is not
I mean,
a vet?
A 20, yeah. I mean, what do you mean? He had like 3 or 4 years he actually played between the ankle injuries and everything else.
He won an MVP. He just won the fucking MVP.
Steph only had like 1 season.
I know y'all dragging the whole injury thing.
Yeah, like he was just hurt. His rookie year, he was fine.
He got injured in 2015 too. He fell on his neck against the Rockets. That same.
You're also forgetting the point. You're also forgetting the point that they're ahead of the ship. Their two leaders in the
What do you mean? He fell on his neck. Have you ever fallen on your neck?
Bro, I fell on my neck. Yes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm not
making
excuses now, bro. This is crazy.
But what about Duncan though? He didn't have no. He won a championship.
Yeah, I said Duncan won in like his second year.
Do you have a list of championships that count and ones that don't count?
Oh, like an asterisk?
I never said it didn't count.
He didn't say no count.
Said. You're making stuff up.
I'm asking. I was asking you though. I'm asking.
I was just giving reasoning.
The drugs are
there is no.
What's the problem?
But what about Duncan though?
That's not. It wasn't about the championship count. It was about why did they perform the way they performed. You said why were they down 2-1 to LeBron, and I said that was their first time over there.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, we're listing off a bunch of teams where it was their first time and they were still successful. Like Duncan in '99, that was his first.
And the
time.
Warriors won. The Warriors were successful.
The Warriors still were successful. They won.
But you're
That's what I'm saying.
you're knocking out like how he can be is slightly unimpressive because the lack of experience. What I'm saying is a good portion of players who just went on to win a championship, they don't have that much experience, if any, in the finals. That's
true, but. No, but the entire point was that 09 was not the same as 10 for Kobe because beating the Magic was not the same as beating the Celtics because some championships count more than others.
But in 08, they had no championship experience. The Celtics.
That's what I'm saying. That's why some people critique Kobe for losing in 08 because he had championship experience.
But do you though?
Yes, I give him. I do give him a little flack because that would have been a 3-peat.
My man.
No.
My man.
No, look what he did. Hold on. 1 second. No, 1 second. Look what he did to what's it called, the Spurs. Why didn't he do that to the Celtics?
Because the Celtics are a better team.
My man.
So you're saying all.
My man, you're forgetting. First of all, you're just totally discounting that the two voices in the Warriors locker room was Andre Iguodala, a vet, and Steve Kerr, who's got like 9 championships, like 6 championships.
Bogut was a vet too.
Yeah, Bogut's a vet. And bro,
that bench was full of vets.
The Warriors were not down 2-1 because they were babies. All those games were extremely close. They were down 2-1 because LeBron went nuclear. Not because
Steph was bad in game 2 too.
Steph Curry,
so when
no nuclear
overtime. He was hitting regulation tying shots, and I think it was like game 2 hit that like floater. He didn't look like a baby when he was taking that floater.
He was inexperienced. He hadn't won a championship. That's why when they came back the next
when he was taking that,
he did. He did.
He had a bad game.
He did because Dellavedova was on his ass supposedly. That was
because Dellavedova played the game of his life.
I think they.
That's what I'm saying. Curry was getting flack for that. Curry was getting flack for that. He had to come back in game 4 and 5 and go.
So you think in game 4 like they weren't babies no more, or they just made adjustments?
What's the point being made here, just so we can summarize this?
I'm so lost.
2015 doesn't really count because they were babies.
Nobody said that. Nobody said
that.
Said
a championship. I don't know what we're arguing about.
I don't know.
So me and Lo were talking about 09 and 010. We're talking about how beating the Magic was not as impressive as beating the Celtics in 10.
But the Magic. Hold on, Lo, my fault, Lo. But the Magic beat LeBron, who had a finals experience. So were they babies?
People give flack to LeBron for losing to the Magic.
No, bro. But that's not why they give LeBron flack.
Why should they? Yeah, they do because he should have beat him because he won 66 games.
He should have beat him, but they don't give him flack because the Magic were babies. They give him flack because he was inefficient.
Semantics, man.
The point I just want the point I want to say, I understand what you're saying about the inexperience thing. Okay, and that's fine. What I'm saying is that if you go back throughout history, most teams that went on to win championships had little to no deep postseason or championship experience. Yeah, that's how most dynasties started.
Yes.
So
agreed.
So the argument that you're making is semi-irrelevant when that's a majority of teams. Majority of teams and majority of players, they hit these massive strides of ascension and then they get into the finals. Like that's how it normally.
What you're trying to say is that the Warriors winning in 2015 didn't help them become the 73 win team in 2016.
No, it did, but what we're saying is 2015
it matters.
is still a great team, regardless of the inexperience, because
sure.
they performed fine. It's not as if like they were terrible. The lack of experience didn't really prevent them from doing the thing they need to do, though.
No, but Curry didn't perform to his level in the first 3 games. That's why they were down 2-1.
It's not the first 3 games. That's a lie.
It was like game 2.
It was just one game.
Because Jordan went to the finals his first time.
There's an entire narrative around Steph Curry not playing.
The narrative is
incorrect. You're right. It's a narrative.
The narrative is incorrect.
It's a narrative. It's a narrative.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's
incorrect. That doesn't make it true. That doesn't make it true. There was a narrative that Scottie Pippen got
no
Johnson.
basketball.
It wasn't true.
Pushing
it's not.
There's a narrative.
A narrative doesn't just because something's a narrative doesn't mean
so
that
Curry
it's
so Curry between games 1 and 6 played the exact same.
No, Curry played well the whole series outside. I think game 2 or game 3.
I don't think he played well the whole. I don't think he played well the whole series. I think he got better as the series went on.
That doesn't mean
You can get better, but still play well at the start.
He opened out the game with a 26-point performance. Game 3,
and
he had a
lost.
20. He won that game.
They won game 1. One game.
You just chatting right now, my boy. You chatting, my boy. You chatting. And in the game 3, he had a 27-point performance. He shot 50% from the field and 54% from behind the arc. He played great in that game.
What is this? 15?
Okay.
He had one bad game. That's the only. He only had one bad game.
In game 4 and 5, he had way better fourth quarters, way better performances in the previous
series
3.
progressed.
That's what I said.
Why can't he just get better?
He got better. That's what I said. He got better as the series progressed.
That's why can't he just? But the Warriors also.
I think this narrative got really pushed because Iguodala won Finals MVP, and then they trying to make it seem like Curry wasn't the best player in the finals, which he was.
Yeah, he should not.
He was.
Never won.
I want to be
Kawhi
clear.
Award.
I want to be clear. That's still not true, bro. In game 3, Curry had a 17-point fourth quarter. It's only the first time since Shaq and Kobe somebody was putting up 17 points in the fourth quarter of a finals appearance, bro. That was one of his better games. Game 3.
The Cavs let him back in the game.
No, I'm not.
Exactly. I was gonna say.
I agree, but if you're gonna say that there is a narrative, that means he is catching flack for it. There's a lot of narratives that LeBron catches flack for that aren't true, but there's a lot of them that are true.
Oh, well, okay. Then
like
we'll
the one you just brought up.
I've never heard this baby. I've never heard this baby.
So you're telling me that a team that made it. So a team that made it to their first finals appearance is not inexperienced?
No, but we're saying that doesn't discredit.
No. Okay, I got you. The reason why the Warriors was down 6, made it to 6 games against the Cavs. The reason why the Cavs pushed it to 6 is because Curry and the Warriors were not experienced enough to take them down in less games.
It was one bad game from Curry. That's why.
Yes, game 2, Curry was bad, and LeBron.
It went to 6 games. So what happened to the other game they lost?
They still beat them.
LeBron was really good.
I've never seen a 10-person screen.
I did not think we could have this many people up here. I'm not even gonna hold
This is
you.
possible?
By accident. Yeah, this is possible. Yo, why y'all chatting up here, bro? What we chatting about, bro?
Yo, it's literally it happened.
2015.
They would have went up 2-1 if Curry had a better game too, bro. They only lost by
So
2 points.
is the 09 Magic ring as impressive as the 10 Celtics ring for Kobe?
Oh
no, the 2010 ring is more impressive. Yes.
But the reason
and why is that?
Because the Boston Celtics
were a better team.
The team, yeah.
And that, of course, because the Magic had never done anything, while the Celtics already won.
That's not why. That's not why.
If they still win in 08, they don't get any credibility.
No. 09. Hold on, bro. In 09, KG got hurt in that postseason. So we could lost because I'm pretty sure the Boston Celtics in that year could have beaten the Orlando Magic.
The Celtics got hurt Orlando to 7
and the Lakers.
They did take Orlando to 7. Yeah, I forgot about that. So therefore, the Boston Celtics, even in 09, they were a better team. They were just hurt.
Yep. Yeah,
it's just a better team.
That's what I'm saying.
And they were going to lose.
And they could have lost if they win in 08. They're still a better team than the Magic.
It's not the experience.
Part of it is experience.
It's not part of. It's not. It's like zero. It's like zero part of it.
There's no experience.
So the better team always wins. That's a
If
lie.
it was up
The better
to
team doesn't
Kobe,
always win.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
No.
does. Oh, majority of the time, yes.
Not all the time, but majority of the time.
Yeah, in a 7-game series, damn near 90% of the time,
The better team wins.
Yes.
Damn near
If it was
90% of
up
the
to
time.
Kobe, they would have lost.
The better team also has.
What do you go? 5 for 26.
Yo, your mic is a little bit like echo. Real quick.
Also,
Hold on, give me a
also,
second.
in-
Hold on, Lo, give me 1 second.
I think he's talking about Game 7.
Man,
There's
dog,
been
man,
some
you
guys.
messing up
Oh,
my,
yeah,
you
that-
messing up
that
my
ga-
flow.
that
No,
game-
no, no, you
game
got it,
7
Lo,
was
you
6
got
You
it.
for
messing up my
24.
flow, dog.
I gotta move.
Wow.
I gotta move some
Wow.
guys in and out of here because I've been going for like 30 minutes and there's still the same people here. So
Man, you see
Yo,
how Mar- you
yeah, I
see how
just
Mars-
got
Don't,
in.
don't hate on my W
You
host.
see
I've
how
been
Mars?
reading
You
these
see how
super
Mars?
chats.
You see how
bro.
Mars just
Oh,
let
y'all
it go?
be easy.
Mars
Yeah,
just let
we've
go
been
to
vibing.
shit,
We've been
man.
vibing, and the super chats been coming in.
Mars just let it go to
You right.
shit, man.
Hey man, my bad.
It was great. Everyone was enjoying the content.
Why
Don't
you
hate on
It
me.
was great content. But
Mars
go
let
ahead,
it go
go
to
ahead,
shit,
go ahead,
man.
bro. Go ahead, bro. You got it. You got it, Lo. You
I
got
know,
it.
at the end of the day, I understand what you're saying about the experience, but bro, if you got a better team, you just got a better team. Again, the 08 Celtics had no experience. They still beat the Cavaliers, who had more experience, right? Because the Cavs just went to the finals,
Yeah, they're the better
right?
team.
Right? By your logic, right? Right?
They got to the
Say yes
finals.
or no.
Luckily,
No,
though.
no,
Come
no,
on,
no,
that
no,
was a weak
no, no,
Eastern
no, no,
Conference.
no,
Come on,
no,
son.
no,
Come on,
no,
son.
no,
They
no,
did
no,
have more
no.
experience. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. They
Okay.
had more experience.
Okay, all right, we'll
But-
flip it the other way. We'll flip it the other way. In 07, the Cavs didn't have no experience. They beat the Detroit Pistons, who had experience, right?
Yeah, that was crazy. The Detroit Pistons should have never lost.
Okay. Okay, so
Michael
the point
Jordan
I'm
beat the
making is
Lakers.
that Michael and them beat the Lakers. The Lakers had more playoff experience.
Five.
Finals
Yeah,
experience.
but there's an injury in there too.
What injury?
Where?
Is it in the finals?
Who,
With,
James
what's it
Worthy?
called with Jordan?
With James
Yeah,
Worthy?
that's what they.
You mean they were beating the brakes off him when James Worthy was there? They were already.
I didn't say they weren't. I'm not saying they weren't. I'm not saying they weren't. I'm just saying there's another narrative too. They got an injury narrative for that one
Okay,
too.
so why?
He was
why
hurt.
didn't- So why? So if how about
All these
94?
narratives.
In 94, the Bulls had more finals experience in the
Then the Knicks.
than the Knicks.
Yeah, but come on, you're gonna compare Pippen to Jordan?
They
No,
had
I'm,
the
I'm comparing
No,
experience.
no.
That's why
He's
I'm
comparing the
comparing
Bulls to the
experience. That's what I'm comparing. I'm comparing
Yeah,
experience.
but
experience.
it's not the same team. The Bulls with Pippen is not the same as with Michael Jordan.
No. They had Jordan.
But the
and
championship
Pippen
experience
lost
is
to
still
the
there.
Magic.
Championship experience is
Oh, you
championship
talking about
experience.
95? 95?
95 against Orlando.
Or 95. Yeah.
They all had experience. They all had
He
experience.
said 94, but we're talking about 95 right now.
We
Michael
can
Jordan
talk
played
about
basketball
this.
for
Going
300.
year to year. I'm going year to
Come
year.
on.
So 95.
The reason why they lost in 95 because they didn't have nobody to guard Shaq. Then they got
But
Rodman.
championship experience should guard Shaq. Championship
So they were
experience
a
should guard
worse
Shaq.
team.
You're
don't
proving
need
my
what you're
point
saying.
that talent has way more to
The
do
team,
with it than experience.
yes,
Experience matters, but talent matters
Yes.
way more.
more.
Way more.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I agree. But experience
Right.
matters
What are
too.
we
It's
doing?
not like 10%. It's not like 10%.
No,
It
is.
matters. Experience.
So,
matters.
so if Embiid went to the
So what
Celtics,
happened last year? So what
right
happened last year
now,
with the Warriors
who
Celtics?
you think gonna win
The
the
talent,
It was the
talent
experience.
between them
You
was
gonna
so
say
close
it.
that
You
where
know
you can
what you
say
gonna say.
experience. But if the talent gap is wide, then experience doesn't matter.
Yeah, but
That's
we're not
true.
talking about teams that the talent gap is wide.
In
We're talking about teams
08,
where it's
in
close.
08, the talent between the Boston Celtics and the Lakers was
Was wide.
wide.
Very
It was wide.
It was wild.
I
Ray
don't
Allen,
think so.
Paul
Kobe
Pierce,
was way
Kid-
better.
Yes.
Kobe was way better than any player on the Celtics.
And it's it's five players on the court.
I
Five
don't
players.
even-
But you gotta
I don't
add them
even
up. But
agree
you
with
gotta
that.
add it up. But you gotta add it up.
Let's go.
Yeah, I thought the water of the Lakers versus the water of the
Who- who-
Celtics.
We're not doing
Who's
that.
the next? Who's the
Hold
next
on,
best
you see,
player
this is
on
what
the
I
team?
got. Hold on, wait.
Who's the
Exactly.
Pau
Who has
Gasol?
more water?
No,
Who has more
who's the
water?
next? Who's
Pau-
out of the 10 players? Who's Kobe's
This is
the
the
first
Lakers.
best player? Okay, who's next? Who's next?
Pau Gasol.
Gasol.
No,
He's
I'm
not better
talking
than
on both
KG.
teams. On
What
both
happened to
teams.
Kevin Garnett? What happened to Kevin Garnett?
The five for the Lakers.
Yeah,
five
let's
for the
go,
Celtics.
yeah.
The Lakers
Okay.
have the best player. Who's next?
It's Pierce, Kobe. Then it's Garnett,
It's
Powell.
Garnett.
Powell.
No,
I got Powell.
Ray.
no.
What are we
Pau
doing?
Gasol is better than Paul Pierce.
He's saying Kobe,
Yeah.
Garnett,
No.
What?
Pierce,
What did
or
you say?
Pierce,
What did you
Garnett,
say?
whatever.
Pau Gasol is
I'm
better
sorry.
than Paul Pierce.
I'm in Garnett. My bad. I'm in Garnett.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
for sure,
gonna help
Garnett.
you out,
Paul
bro. I'm
Gasol's
gonna help
better
you
than-
out, dog.
than-
Wait,
Kevin
time out.
Garnett?
Wait, what's What's going on? What's going on?
Oh yeah,
Are you
You
saying
gotta watch
Pau
it, they
Gasol is
good.
better than who?
Garnett for sure. Yeah,
Nah,
he
nah,
ate him
nah,
up.
better than
nah.
who?
No way, no, 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 no.
Get that nigga out of here.
Nah, get him out.
Get
That's
that
unacceptable.
nigga
That's
out of here.
unacceptable.
Get that nigga out of
That's
here.
crazy. That's crazy.
Get that nigga out of here, boy.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That is the
Bring that
craziest
nigga
thing
back.
I've heard. I ain't gonna lie.
That's a disgrace.
That's
a
crazy.
I've never heard that before.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
I
Hey,
bet
what's
Pau Gasol was
Ant-Man
better
still
than
at?
none of nobody.
I didn't even know that was an
Agenda
opinion
songs.
that could be had. That's
Topic change.
Y'all some nasty. Y'all some
Because
bullies.
in
Y'all the
reality,
real
it
bullies.
should have been Kobe and it should have been Kobe and Garnett because the next best player was actually Garnett, not
Yes. Yeah.
like I don't know what he talking
Kobe,
about.
Garnett, Pierce.
I'm gonna get into some of these super chats.
Gasol.
Kobe,
Alan Gasol.
Kobe
Rondo.
not touching Bron all time from Allen. Another super
he's
chat from
not.
Kenny. I was back in 45 minutes. I don't know what happened either, brother.
Bro,
don't blame me. I didn't even know. I had 9 people up here. I was doing my job. Everyone was talking.
Alvo Lad. Dang, I said it like a Brit. Lad. Why is Tatum
You
not
did
in?
not say it like that.
Not you don't? How you say it?
It's not the leading.
Lad. Why is Tatum not the leading candidate for MVP? Maybe because
'Cause Jokic
Jokic
is
is about to
better.
average a triple double as a top 3.
It's the first seed.
Crazy.
He's the number one seed. He's the number one
He's
seed.
the number one
And he's just
seed.
playing. He's just playing better.
But
He's just
Tatum
playing
right
y'all
there,
want
he's
from
in
him.
it. They talk about him being.
Yeah, JT's at number 2.
He's in it.
right there.
He's like 2 or 3, depending on how
Embiid climbing up. Embiid's climbing up.
Yeah, but it's still Jokic.
Okay, guys.
Hold on, Jordan. Hold on, Jordan. Shane Howard, what's up, fellas? Who had the best MVP of all time in your opinion? Low key, let's do regular season and finals.
Jordan
Ball.
Jordan Ball.
The best regular
Both?
season MVP I've seen is.
I have to be MJ.
Steph Curry.
Why is it not Steph?
What?
Regular season, just regular season.
I ain't see.
Oh, it's regular season and finals.
I thought I was picking my best finals MVP and best regular season. MVP. That's what I was. Yeah, I'm picking 2016 Steph and maybe like 92 Jordan.
Do they have to have the finals MVP and the finals?
No, separate them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm picking 2016 regular season Steph. That's the best regular season MVP I've seen.
Regular season?
I prefer Jordan against the Blazers over the Suns.
Give me 2017 Russell Westbrook, and then give me
2001
Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh my God!
Nah, you gotta cut that.
Why would you take 01 Shaq over 02 Shaq?
Whichever Shaq, honestly, I forget the years. Whichever one.
Why would you not pick 2000 Shaq?
It don't matter which one. I don't care.
Whichever
Shaq won Finals MVP, I don't care.
Dikembe, whoa.
Yeah, he went up against a DPOY candidate. That's why.
Fuck out of food.
He actually won.
So
yeah,
MJ's 88 MVP wasn't more impressive than.
I'm about to say it's Jordan, both of them.
Yeah, like
I
it's
disagree.
MJ.
We
gotta quit this.
Realistically, it's Jokic 2022. I don't know what to.
I ain't gonna lie. Jokic this version of Jokic might be the best offensive player I've ever seen in my life. No cap.
Yeah, but he ain't got the defense. So
Man,
I don't care about defense, man. No defense.
I don't give a damn. 16.
You gonna
Steph.
carry them playoffs.
16 Steph. I mean, I'm only 10. 16 Steph.
I'm dumb.
And
you old enough to comprehend. So.
Okay, I'll go LeBron 2013. If that's better for my age group.
Actually, I would actually rather take that too.
That's a good year.
LeBron 2013 and finals 21 Giannis.
Angel, we gonna hate you. Why we gonna hate you?
Oh,
Mine's
okay.
28. Mine's 2018 Harden.
You're disgusting.
Let me wrap this up.
You're disgusting. But you're a Houston native.
I'm a Rockets.
He's a Houston native. He's a Houston native.
That's not wrong.
So you got 94 Hakeem in 2018 Harden.
You might just pick Hakeem on both.
Pick
of them,
Hakeem in
man.
'94 then.
Yeah,
Nah.
I'm
Because
12.
in
I
those
didn't
words,
watch the regular season.
Angel, no. In those words, James Harden carried that team to be the best offensive rating in the NBA season, bro. In NBA history.
helped.
So James,
It's not NBA history. It's not NBA history.
It wasn't NBA history.
It's not NBA history. No,
up
it's
there
not.
though, right?
It's great, but it ain't that great. No.
It was
best that year.
It was
the
amazing.
best
that year.
But it was not. It's not all time. No.
It's not all time.
No,
Look
no,
at this.
not
Go
not
look
to
at
the
this
level
Steve
of
Nash
some of these
song.
other names. Not to name the other names.
Oh, really?
You love James. Do you? Who look?
See,
Y'all
I don't
love
be
James
looking.
Harden
I don't be
games?
looking at these stats like these guys, man.
I don't like nor dislike James Harden. I just think he's cool.
I'm a Rockets fan, so
But
like
you
that.
think
I was celebrating that shit when I
You think
saw
he
it.
more skilled than Allen Iverson?
For sure.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I mean, yeah, he's more
Without a
skilled
doubt.
than him. But
Yeah.
I've never said
Not
that
even
live
close.
before.
Oh my
Better.
goodness.
Not
He's
close.
more skilled.
No.
He's definitely more skilled.
No,
Very,
he ain't,
very
man.
much so.
Dub.
He's just better.
Nigga did 20 free throws a game. I watched this whole.
Hey, I did the same thing.
James Harden is
Hey, I
definitely
got
more
moves.
skilled. Nah, James
AI
Harden.
got way
Yeah,
more
AI
than
got
him.
moves and got free throws.
Man,
If
all
I'm
I
not,
seen
you know
Jay
what's so
Harden
crazy?
do
I
was
think
dribble,
Harden,
step back,
Harden
run
shoots
in.
less free throws than AI.
No,
I'm
yeah,
about to say, if
that
I'm not mistaken,
Not now
y'all-
MVP, not that season when he. Come on, man, they changed the rule because of him and
they changed the rule because of
They changed the rule because of
Iverson as well.
because of
AI.
him. Yeah, for carrying, not for
Which is a
free throw
move.
shooting.
What
What the hell? What are we doing?
Wait.
Free throw
Iverson got
shooting.
to the free throw. How often do you think Iverson got to the free throw line in his MVP season?
What you
Just
mean?
guess.
I'm saying not purple. He was going to score the bucket though. I seen
How
James
many
Harden how
times?
Hold
How many
on,
times do you think? How many times do you? I asked you a question. You're not answering.
Wow, that's actually closer than I thought it was.
Literally do this.
Yeah.
Just to get
People
the
don't
free
realize all these elite superstars were getting free throws.
They're getting
Like,
to the
it's
line.
nothing new.
How many times did he get into the free throw line?
I seen James Harden go straight in.
Hold up.
And swipe
Can I
up
say
for
something
the
real
free
quick?
throw.
I just want him to answer the question, so I'll ask it again. How many times do you think Iverson got to the free throw line in his rookie?
It's
in
not
his
about
MVP
the
season?
times that you got. That's not what I'm arguing.
Okay, I got
And
something.
I'm asking you that question. I'm just asking you that question.
You
I'm just
going
asking.
around? I said
I got
And I'm asking you a question. You're not answering it. I'm just asking.
I'm not, because that's not what I'm not. That's not the point I'm making.
I got something.
But that was
I got
but that was the thing. You critiqued
you can't
Harden
make
for
me
that,
answer
though.
something because you want
But you
me to.
critiqued Harden for that, so that's why he's asking.
Look,
because I said when you watch the game, if you
I did.
listen to what I just said, if you watch the game, I seen Harden going there many times, not trying to score, just doing the thing just to get to the free throw line.
Okay, and I've heard Baron Davis say that when guarding Allen Iverson will pick up the ball and run out of bounds to make the ref make a foul call. Is that why did he do that then?
Who I never heard that.
Well, Baron
You gotta
Davis
put
played
that up.
against him.
Put that
He
in
played
the
against
chat.
him.
Baron Davis played
Baron
against
Davis
him.
played against him.
Man, put that in the chat. Oh, if we seen all that, then why don't you bring up when Kobe said if he was 6'6", he might be the GOAT?
What does that have to do with free throws?
What does that have to do with free
You
throws?
disagree with that, though.
What does that have to do with free throws?
You disagree.
What does that have to do
throw
with free
that out the
throws?
window.
What does that have to
But
do
when
with free
somebody tell
throws?
you,
One is an opinion and one is a recollection
recollection
of events. They're two different things. One's a prediction and one's a recollection of events.
No. Kobe said who was the best player he had to go against. That
And he said
pushed
T-Mac.
him.
He said
That
T-Mac.
pushed him. Who was
He said T-Mac. Tracy McGrady.
No. He said
Yes.
Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson gave him the edge.
He said, and his reasoning was AI was relentless and never gave up.
Exactly.
And when
What
he was
does that
asked who the
have to do
hardest
with
player,
free throws?
And what do Harden do? Do he give up? Is he
I don't
relentless?
know. I don't know him.
He's not a bitch, man. Let me
I
get
don't
to
know,
these
man.
other
He
super
was
chats.
I don't
Hold
know
on.
James Harden.
took a while, 7
I'm
games, but I
just
guess that's
saying.
giving up.
It's not-
It's easy. It's easier not to give up when you're going against that trash competition. So I guess.
Thank you.
Oh,
Fuck.
Hey, what is from Hugh Taylor? What is SGA's ceiling?
Top 10 player.
Top 10, 15 player.
Yeah, I agree.
Top 10, 15. Bet. Y'all
Right.
right.
Everybody trash.
Y'all right. Jimmy Butler better than Harden too.
All right.
Alrighty.
We had a nasty convo, Dub, when you were going.
Y'all did. What was the combo?
Jimmy Butler over AI.
Jimmy Butler's better than AI. What we doing?
Oh,
It was
y'all
nasty.
nasty.
He got to the final. He got to the
Y'all
final.
niggas, y'all all out of line.
Jesus.
Oh my
Y'all
goodness.
out of line.
Just happened.
And I got called an L host for doing the same.
Oh no,
thing.
we're doing.
Y'all
No,
out of
I
line.
I got
didn't
called an
know-
L
I didn't
host
know
for
we
doing
was
the
doing
Y'all
same.
out of
thing.
line.
Of course,
know
Jimmy
what
Butler's
Hold
better
up.
than
Jimmy,
us.
Hold on,
Jimmy
hold up.
Butler over AI, man. Y'all niggas
Before
sick.
before we allow
Y'all
the madness,
sick.
before
That's-
we
that's-
allow-
that's-
Son, bro, why not?
before
facts,
we
yeah.
allow the
You're an
madness
archetype,
to
man.
happen.
He's a
Hold
total.
Hold up,
Hold on,
fellas, hold
Let
up.
Dub speak.
Let
Before
Dub
we
speak.
allow the madness to happen, let me get off these super chats, then we can allow the madness to happen. All right. Lowell Mars, not Kobe.
Bye.
saying-
I meant bye.
Oh, by saying how dominant Shaq was, but then don't knock LeBron for playing with Wade and Bosh, who both averaged 26 per game on their own teams.
Not Shaquille O'Neal.
I've never knocked Kobe for playing with Shaq.
But
I've
also,
never
it's
even knocked
still
Kobe for
not
playing with
Shaq.
Still not Shaq, bro.
It's still not
Hey,
Shaq.
I don't care what they add.
Hey, but low. He
Next
never
super
had
chat.
those mid-range numbers until he played with those guys, man. Even after.
Chris Bosh averaged 26?
Those are the
Still
facts.
not Shaq.
What?
Still not
Hey,
Shaq.
hey.
Next super
Well, hold
chat.
on. Let me get these off. before
We
y'all
read- we
keep
read-
going.
we read-
Just Garrett. I have a question. How come AI gets glorified so much by guys like Ticket and Flight and others when he only had one great accomplishment.
Because he wore baggy clothes
the
when the league
moment.
told him not to.
No,
It's purely cultural.
It's nostalgia and culture.
I'm telling you, it's just a culture. It's just a culture thing, bro. Anybody that has AI,
Got you. It's culture. It's culture. No. Hold on.
I'm gonna let him
Leave.
go ahead.
It's culture. Everyone said culture. No, Leaf. No.
Take that off the screen.
Not
You
yet.
don't want me to explain it, bro? Like,
Not
why I
yet.
can't speak?
Not yet.
Break it down.
Why I can't speak on Iverson
Because we got 8 more super chats to go. James Harden is not a top 5 shooting guard.
Take it off the screen.
He is.
After Kobe and
I
Shaq,
give him 6.
the next 5 to 8 best players were on the opposing teams, especially the Spurs. So to act like Kobe wasn't a focal point after 2001 is idiotic.
He wasn't.
Teams brought in defensive specialists just to deal with Kobe.
People don't listen.
We don't even want
A
to-
focal point
listening
and
at
B
all.
focal point are two different
You
types.
literally donated just to not listen. You're dumb, dog. You're dumb.
No one said he wasn't.
Exactly.
No one said he wasn't a focal point.
You
Like,
paid
people
money
don't
to
listen.
ignore people.
You're dumb.
People hear what they want to hear and then get angry at what they think they heard. It's ridiculous.
You're dumb.
Wait, that guy also said
Isn't that like a disorder or something?
26.
I don't know what it is.
That's
but-
crazy.
To be a little bit more accurate.
The next super chat from Z-Dub. Steph had enough to win in Game 7 in-house. He had more turnovers than assists in that final series. Only superstar PG to ever do that. Warriors had bench, was outscoring the Cavs bench in every single series.
I might just gave Leaf another reason to hate Curry. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, they should have won. I think
I'm
everyone.
not aiming my gun at Curry, bro. I might aim at
Usually
you
are.
because
But
you
who-
like
Usually are.
me, bro. Like, but
Usually
you don't
are.
leave me alone, bro.
Usually are.
Hold up,
I'm not aiming at Curry tonight. I'm not.
You don't
aiming
have
at
to
Curry
leave.
tonight.
You don't have to leave.
This
We'll get
guy's
to the
donated
next
like
one.
$80, bro.
Kobe beat. Hey, I love the
Yeah,
guy.
we appreciate
Hey,
it.
man.
Well,
We
and then
appreciate it.
Aramis, y'all. the
Aramis
goats, bro.
Jones, that's the guy, man.
Aramis Jones.
That's the GOAT.
Terrible
Kobe
takes.
beat-
Terrible takes.
Kobe beat Duncan without Shaq when Spurs were defending champs. But now Duncan was old in 08. Kobe 3 straight finals without another top
That
75
is a
player.
fact, though.
1-2, but Clown's still talking about him playing with Shaq. Talk to him, Sly.
Yeah,
Talk
another
to him,
another
Sly.
wasted
Another
$20.
argument.
Another wasted
Another
$20. Another wasted $20.
Crazy.
Another wasted $20.
I like this
wasted
Sly. I like this
Another
Sly.
wasted
Go ahead.
$20.
It's never a waste, Sly Newton. If you want to defend yourself again, you know what to do.
I gotta answer for that. The refs.
Y'all gonna
The
waste your
referees.
cash it.
The
Another
referees.
super chat from Ghostman. If you could change one thing about the NBA, what would you change?
The
Add
referees.
more teams.
Let them
Add more teams.
let them play more defense.
More defense.
More teams.
Because the NBA is like super skilled.
What teams? Hell no, stop.
Nah,
Bring
nah,
back-
nah, nah,
Bring
not
back-
more
Nah,
teams. Not
no,
just
they
yet.
should. Doesn't.
Not
No, they
yet, not
should.
yet.
Because all them
yet.
boys on the panel right now had a great point about like now in the NBA, like the NBA has so many players that score so much like on the same team that if you split it up, it'll be more fair for the league in general. So
Facts.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but all the
I
starting
mean,
players
but
on
that's
these
in
teams are
time
gonna
though.
go to those
I think they got more years for that, man. Like,
Nah,
I'm
just
looking
make the
at it.
NBA an 8-team league against you. 18 superstars.
No, that's
Make the NBA an 8-team league, bro. Really?
Exactly. And then every team has 12 superstars. Like that's crazy.
When did
All
Kenny get?
right, Mars, bro. Like, yeah.
I'd enjoy it.
Next
Go
super
ahead,
chat,
Dub.
man. Go
Why
ahead,
do
Mars.
y'all glorify the 2007 Spurs? Average margin of victory in 2007 finals was 6 points per game. LeBron teammates did their job. Him, not so much. These are facts.
Exactly.
These are facts. I'm not gonna lie.
Why do we glorify this 07
It's a
Spurs?
better team. It's a better
I
team.
never glorified. Nobody even remember they starting lineup. Come on.
The
man.
people who
I
glorify the
do.
Spurs are the ones who say,
Hey,
"Oh,
man,
they
quit
had this many
doing
Hall
that,
of Famers."
man.
That's
Like,
crazy.
Hey, y'all,
like
but
he
also
was
it's
about
not
to
The
just
Spurs
one.
were the Spurs were a good
start
team.
five?
But like,
Who's starting that center? Who's starting that center, Kenny?
But it
Who's
also
starting that
it's
center,
not
Kenny?
just one series though. That's why they beat the Phoenix Suns that year. A team that I don't think they should have beat actually.
yeah, exactly. They should have known.
They should not have beat the Phoenix Suns. I don't know how they got that off.
Who you talking about? The Spurs?
Yeah, the Spurs should not have beaten the Suns.
Yo, Low, was that the
Didn't they
series
injure,
where they
where
put
They cheated. That was
Steve
the series
Nash
they
into
cheated.
the
Yes.
stanchion?
Yes.
Yeah, but that's
That was
also in the game
No,
in which Stoudemire didn't play in, they were still winning that. They were still winning that game up until like
Kenny, you got
literally the
background noise,
last shot.
Oh, okay.
They should not have won that series at all.
I don't really, I that series I don't really remember. I kind of watched that once and then went on my way. What's the next one?
Johnny Tsunami. Harden averaged about 1.3 more free throw attempts in his 30-point per game seasons than his 30 a game seasons. Can we cut the free throw talk out?
Please.
Facts.
Please.
Please.
Kobe's toughest competition from HBCU HBCU. Kobe's toughest competition from his own mouth was T-Mac outright.
That's why T-Mac is him. T-Mac's just him.
He did say
T-Mac
he did
was
say
not
AI.
good
He did
in the
he
playoffs.
did name drop AI a couple of times. Though.
Let T-Mac play in this era.
He respected AI's relentlessness and heart.
Let T-Mac play in this era. He going for 40, bro. I swear.
If you had the
And
power,
then knocked out in the first round.
Yeah, it takes a lot of
great.
relentlessness,
This is a great super chat. A great super chat. I love this super chat.
I'm ready to
If
answer.
you had the power to change NBA history, what would you change? Me, Ray Allen shot misses Tim Duncan, 6-0. Ray Allen shot misses Tim Duncan 6-0. Wonder if he still get disrespected.
I would change that. It's only one. It's
changed a
only
lot.
one thing in the league I would change. That's Malice in the Palace.
No, I changed 2011.
Anyone who disrespects Tim Duncan, though, I'm sorry, bro. They just
that's facts,
bro.
I ain't gonna lie. That shot being missed ain't really affecting Tim Duncan's career. It's affecting LeBron.
Damn sure, right?
That's a fact, but no one.
Nah. Tim Duncan will be solidified as a top 5 player.
He already is though.
Oh, he's not. No, when I say solidified, what I really mean by like the general consensus would be like
there'll be no debate.
He's better than Kobe.
I think it would still. I think it would still be subjective. I think it would still be
I ain't gonna lie, Duncan. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, Dub. Nah, Duncan would have. I mean, LeBron would have been done, dog. I don't think LeBron would have.
I'm not gonna lie.
Those
debates would have been nasty.
2013,
LeBron.
2013 and 2016 saved his career.
I'm not gonna lie. Those GOAT debates would have been gross.
Wait. 2016. What you mean?
Yeah, 3-1 comeback.
If
Yeah,
LeBron won 2011 instead of 2016, how's his
Duncan
legacy?
would have been.
No, he's not top 5 then.
It's still it's not top 5. It's not the
If
same.
he loses 2016, no, he's not top 5.
But no, if he loses 2016, that means he loses 17, 18, and 15. That means he loses 4 straight. 5
Yeah,
straight.
that's my point.
That's my
Hold up. That's my point. So if he free-peats in Miami,
that means he lost like 5 straight finals.
So he free-peats in Miami, 11, 12, and 13.
On a super team.
Loses
the
14,
next 5.
goes back to Cleveland, gets no rings in Cleveland, and then
he
does
loses the
whatever.
next 5.
in the
Wait,
league.
what?
No. That's worse. That's what's worse legacy.
That's worse.
Because
That-
if he wins
that's what I'm
one
saying.
franchise does not win it for Cleveland
He's still
or the
losing the same
Lakers.
amount.
Hold up.
No, it's not about that.
Y'all,
It's the quality of the
hold
game.
up,
It's the quality of the game.
wait.
That
Y'all
Cavaliers
forgetting
win,
about-
that they're a lot.
Y'all forgetting about 2014 too.
Yeah, I'm saying he loses in 2014,
Yeah, they still
goes
were
back to
11, 12,
Cleveland,
and 13.
doesn't
There's
win a
not
ring
a
in
world.
Cleveland,
14
but
they
he
lose,
still has the
15,
same. He
16,
still
and
gets the
17.
same
14,
4 rings.
15, 16, 17, 18.
That's 5 straight.
5 straight.
That's 5 straight NBA losses. That's tough.
Y'all think that there's a world where LeBron goes ringless in Cleveland?
Yep.
No.
In this
I think it's
hypothetical
one.
world, yes. In this
Hey,
hypothetical world.
KD doesn't go to
he don't win no
Golden
rings in
State.
the state.
I think y'all might have.
KD doesn't go to Golden State.
LeBron. Them first that 2013 finals was bad for LeBron.
Very, very bad.
I've said
he won.
this before. I don't think LeBron has ever had a great series against the Spurs. Me personally, I don't think LeBron's ever had a great series against the Spurs.
He started in three straight games. LeBron was struggling to score 20 points against the Spurs.
I thought it was 18.
20.
Oh well,
he never got to 20 in the first 3 games.
Y'all talk about when he scored that
So y'all
straight.
That's just more credit to Duncan though. Like he was just.
Y'all saying Braun was playing up, right?
That's more credit to the Spurs as a defense.
Straight that they forget about before Ray Allen hit the shot.
Hey, all I'm hearing is that MJ's still the GOAT. That's all I'm hearing right now.
That's more credit to the Spurs as a defense, man. Like
I thought MJ was already.
No. But what we're saying, if he had missed that shot and LeBron doesn't win 2013 and he leaves Miami with 1 championship.
Oh, that's horrible.
With two really bad performances, it's done for.
Wait, low. You
no
said,
wait,
low. What did he have in the first 3 games of that?
He had 18, 17, and 15 points. That's his first 3 games.
Yeah. Low, you got hella computers in your damn crib, bro. Like, god damn.
Talk about that Ray Allen.
I'm looking at y'all. I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at y'all.
That's that playback money.
4 more games after that.
Playback.
That's that playback.
You got an extra.
No, but what we're saying if Ray Allen missed the shot, then there's no game 7. So that means that after the first 3 games, it's just as of the first 3 games, it's just the next 3 games. And even in that game 6, bro, if he had that fourth quarter, it was done, dog.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie.
Hold on.
Game 5 was bad too for him, bro. Game 5 wasn't that
good. Game 5 was
They got blown out in game 5, right?
The whole trip in San Antonio.
That's when Danny Green was going crazy.
If Ray Allen missed that shot, who win? If Ray Allen missed that shot, who win Finals MVP? If Ray Allen missed that shot,
I would say
Tim
Duncan.
Duncan.
Danny Green, you're disgusting, Mars. You're
Danny Green.
It was
Tim
Tim
on the
Duncan.
bench.
It was that
Philby Mars.
No.
Danny Green,
Greg
Green or
Popovich is
Gary
the reason they
Mills.
lost.
bro.
Danny
Just
Green's the finals.
Gary Neal.
The reason they
I
lost.
think Gary Neal was
Back.
2014.
I heard
Nah,
Kawhi.
I'm capping, man. Nah, I don't mean that.
Danny
Damn,
Green's the
Duncan would be
finals.
2-0 versus LeBron. Which
Danny
was
Green was lights out, bro. In the previous
I
two
ain't
games.
gonna lie, bro. LeBron,
No,
he would have finished, dog. He would have finished.
Danny Green, yeah.
This is why Players' Choice gets called LeBron haters, by the way.
Because
This
we're
is
LeBron.
What do people consider?
You can't call us LeBron ratings. They're making up scenarios where we lost.
Nobody said we get called haters because Dub purposely excludes the super chat that we're talking about right now. Because that's the only reason why we even talking about
you gotta understand this, bro.
what, though?
Listen,
I'm
you gotta
here.
understand this, Lo. I only have a minute to work with, bro. So whatever minute I get is whatever minute we
Yo,
get.
Dub, go to that last one. Dub, go to that last one.
What do people consider a super team? It's so
Any
subjective
team
as
with
people
LeBron
use,
on it?
No way.
No, stop.
Yo, you're so gross. Hey, so this Lakers team that LeBron's on right now is a super team?
It
Russell Westbrook, Anthony Davis, LeBron James.
They said it when they first got together. But
Hey, so that 2018 Cavs team, that 2018 Cavs team, a super team?
Is the Bulls a super
They were a
team?
super trash team.
Yeah.
LeBron James, Kevin Love,
They
Kyle
was-
Korver, that's three Usos. That's
Which
When they started
ones?
the
Which
season,
ones?
they was JJ.
The 97, the 72 and 10 Bulls super.
Yeah, I
with
think that's
Dennis
a super
Rodman.
team.
Yeah,
super team.
Yeah.
That was
Why
a
is it a
team.
super
Yeah.
team? Why is it-
My opinion with a super team is if you have three all-star caliber players, 2 all NBA caliber players, and 1 MVP.
The hell with that,
caliber.
man. The super team,
One
you
MVP
become a
caliber
super team
player.
when you win a lot.
And a 6-man.
That's literally what it
Kukoc
is.
was
Like,
nice too off the bench. Kukoc
You
was
become
nice
a
too.
super
That's
team
not-
when you
that's
win
not
a lot,
disrespect.
bro. Like that's what it is.
nah, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. Hey, no, because with that logic, is the 2016 Hawks a super team?
Yes.
It's the 2010.
But hold on, wait,
2016
Warriors? Hold on, wait.
Who just said
Wait,
that? Who
the
said that?
72 and 10 team.
60 wins, 60
Wait,
wins
wait,
and 4 All-Stars. That's a super team.
Hold on, wait. The 72 and 10 team only had 1 All-Star.
No.
72 and 10? No, they no.
Dennis
No,
Rodman never
they
won
had
a.
three. Draymond
They
Green
had
wasn't
three.
an all-star, and he was all.
He's talking about the Bulls.
No, the Bulls.
Bulls.
I still think
Dennis
I think
Rodman
Dennis
was an
Rodman was.
all-star.
I think was an all-star caliber player though. That year.
The 73 win
All-Star
team,
caliber,
bro. The Warriors in 2016.
No.
Damn. Kenny, I gotta put.
No. Go back to what Lee said. He said a team that wins a lot. So the 2016 Hawks is a super team to you, right?
The 2016 Hawks?
Yeah.
No,
The team that won games.
No. You said a team that wins a lot. So if a team wins a
I
lot,
meant championships, bro. I didn't mean games, bro.
So the 2010 Lakers was a super team.
The 2010 Lakers?
Yeah.
2010.
2010.
That's
because
that's
Dwight
Howard.
Howard.
Dwight Howard, Andrew
you talking?
that was 2013.
The team that
No, what I
Bynum,
mean, listen, I didn't explain it a lot, but
Okay.
the 96 Bulls was definitely a super team. The Lakers of the 80s, they was definitely a super team.
The
And
86ers are a super team.
the Warriors 2017, they was a super team too.
Okay, but you didn't answer my question. You said win a lot. 2010,
Like I
back-to-back
meant win a
champions.
lot of championships, bro. Like they trajectory of going to the
Okay,
to going to the finals.
the 2017
Warriors.
Warriors, Warriors only went to the finals 3 times. Kobe went to the finals 3 times in a row and won 2.
The hell with your questions, Lo, man. You know what I'm saying. Fuck your questions, Lo.
I just want to understand.
Hey, my criteria for a super team is
Lo always know what I'm talking about.
It's like my criteria for a super team is like 3 number 1 options. So like if you got like 3 number 1 options on the team, is like
damn.
What? No.
So wait, you don't think the worst? Oh, yeah, all right. So now I gotta ask you. You don't think that worst team was a super team?
Until they got KD.
But they're still not three number one options.
Yeah, that's not.
I think Clay could be a number one option on the team.
On what team? The Houston Rockets.
I said, Mark, we went through this.
Clay
We went through
could've
this
been a
already.
number one option.
You know how Reggie Miller was going ahead running an offense? I think he would run. They
Clay
would run
could
the
have been a
offense that
number one
same way.
option, man.
I think he could have been the
We
number one
talked
option.
about this, bro.
Clay could be a number one option.
Clay could have been a number one option.
Clay Thompson could be a number one option 25 years before he ever played.
So you think James Worthy could be a number one option?
Yeah, I think James Worthy.
You think Robert Parrish could be a number one option?
No.
Nah, I think it was when Dennis Johnson came. That's when they were really a super team. It was Dennis Johnson, Larry Bird, and then Kevin McHale.
But Dennis Rodman can't be a number one option, so the 96 Bulls are not.
I don't think they were a super team. No, I don't think they were.
No?
I think they were just a really great team. I think they were just a crazy good team.
Hey.
Okay. What about the Lakers with Shaq and Kobe? No,
they can't
Nah,
do
not
that.
super team. Nah, they weren't.
Nah.
Well, the first year they had Glenn Rice. He
I
could
think
be
in
the first
04
option.
though. I think in 04 though they were a super team. They just failed because GP and
Karl
Malone were 20.
Karl Malone at
Why?
that point.
Nah, they were both the years before were like 20 points per game scores.
I mean, but like 20, like what we're
Karl
talking about,
Malone
like
was 40.
Bailey at
Gary
20.
Payton
or
and
like,
Karl Malone were both 20 points per game score.
were we talking about Bailey at 20?
I don't know.
Like,
I'm still
crazy.
confused at that fact. Do you think James Worthy?
Because when you say 20, bro, like I'm thinking like 21. I don't remember the exact averages that year before, bro. Like I'm thinking
Nah,
like
they
20,
were averaging 20. They were averaging 20. I know that.
20. Okay.
No, a
20.
failed super team that we honestly do not talk about is the OKC team with Westbrook, PG, and
oh my gosh, bro, that just makes me so mad.
We never talk about a super team.
That was a failed.
That was a failed super team.
Wait, Dub, you think that is a super team?
Next super
That was
chat,
a
bro.
failed super team. Yes, that was.
What team? What team?
Because
Melo, Paul George,
Melo's
Russell
the first
Westbrook.
option. You think Melo can be a first option? So
Melo,
that's what
Paul
he's
George.
saying.
and then
Melo at that time?
Melo
Like the-
last year before he came,
the
was an all-star.
2013, yeah, the 2013 Lakers were a failed super team. Like a super team could fail. Like we do realize this.
What
Yeah,
about
no,
the
I mean
what about
I
the
understand what
Rockets?
you mean by that, but I just feel like I feel like you're saying like
What about the Rockets in '96? The Rockets in '96.
A failed super team.
That was a failed super team.
I just feel like no, Dub. I feel like
They
by
were
the
old, though.
criteria
They
that
were
you
older.
said, Dub. I feel like by the criteria that you listed, you said that a super team consists of for you at least three number one options. And you mean tell me at that stage of his career you think Carmelo?
I thought Clyde Drexler was done.
I think it could have been number one option. Yeah.
Wait, hold up. So I got a question. So with the
Melo, to be
2021
fair, Melo the
Jazz,
year
would you
before.
consider them a super team with Mike Conley, who was an all-star, Donovan Mitchell, and Rudy Gobert?
No, because Gobert's not a first option.
Rudy Gobert is not a first option.
Hey, don't talk about Rudy Gobert with Dub.
Yeah,
Hey, don't
please.
talk about Rudy with Dub, bro. You're not.
This is his best thing. This is what he does the best. He just slaps balls.
So with a mid 2000s,
So you can only be a super team with offensive talent.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking in my head too.
Yeah, that's basically
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
So Bill Russell was never on a super team.
Nah, bruh. He had Bob Cousy. Wait, he had Bob.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Who's on? Nah.
Yeah.
That's a headshot. That's a headshot.
Hold up. Like I said before, Mars, Bill Russell's just a glorified Draymond Green, bro. I'll be 100% with you.
Yo,
That's
the
not
Lakers?
true.
That's not true.
Oh my gosh.
That's not true.
The Lakers team.
options?
Draymond
The
Green
Lakers.
was not
Hold up.
filling the bottle.
The Lakers team after Elgin Baylor left.
You gotta
bro.
look
Was
it
they a
up.
super team?
Time to go on basketball reference.
The Lakers
might as
team
well.
after Elgin Baylor left, bro. Like that's why.
Yeah, I mean you can argue Gail Goodrich, Will, and
Gail Goodrich.
West. Yeah.
All right.
Wait. So Doug, you think the mid 2000 Suns were a super team then?
Well, who's Steve Nash, Amari
Steve Nash,
Stoudemire?
Amari, and
Sean
Sean
Marion.
Marion. Sean Marion was
I
not a
don't
first
know.
option. Stop that.
I don't know.
Marion
I don't-
before they got there, Marion was an all-star before they got there. He was a 29 guy before they got there.
Yeah,
He was
but
the number.
that-
I don't. Was he ever
that-
the
that
number
was
one
kind-
option
that
on
was
that team
mostly
though?
off a
He was the
hustle,
number one
bro.
option
Like,
on
I
that
don't
team
know.
though.
What does that man have to do? If he getting you 20 points at that time, what does it matter?
But I don't know.
Nah,
But
because I don't think he was the number one
When we
option.
say first option, and we turn.
No, you said could he be?
Sean
Could.
Marion was one of the best
Could.
players in the game.
I don't think.
So
he's-
somebody who
Marion
got
be
you
a first
20.
option?
Sean Marion.
Yeah, Sean Marion was one of the better two-way players in the league. Doug. What you mean?
Oh yeah, I know. I
Hey, that could be a first option.
I don't
Was
think
the
it's
Lakers
still,
last
It's still
year
a
a
Super
number
Team?
one
bro.
option.
Like, nah, I don't know
Number one
about that.
scoring option. No.
Sean Marion in 2003 was an all-star. He averaged 21 and 9.5,
That's
21
cute.
points and 9.5 rebounds.
That's
How was
that's
it?
cute.
Wait, no, I'm kind of
That's cute.
confused.
That's nice in the 2000s.
I'm gonna say what you talking about. You by Dub's argument, if you're willing to extend Klay Thompson to a first option, why would you not be able to extend that to a first option?
Because I think Klay Thompson's better offensively.
You think Klay Thompson? This is before
At
what's
that
his name
time.
got there.
This is like 2016 Klay Thompson, 2017. Yeah, I think Klay Thompson at that time was a better offensive player than.
But somebody who
Sean
actually
Marion.
got you
He's
21
a bad
points
shooter. I don't know about
before.
that offensive player.
Man, Klay Thompson was
giving you
Klay
Klay
was
was
giving
giving
you
you
20.
20 a game during the 5 years that they went to the finals. Well,
Yeah,
was he
Yeah,
not?
Klay was dropping 20 easily. And
So
then
what
he
about,
was
so
he
what
was
about
dropping
when Joe
20 being a
Johnson was
third
on the
option.
Suns? What about when Joe Johnson was on the
Yeah,
Suns?
good
Joe.
shooting
What about
splits
Joe
as well.
Johnson?
What
when he
about
was
when
on
Joe
the Suns?
Johnson was on the Suns?
Because Joe Johnson later proved that he was the first option.
Yes, he did. But
He
did
did.
Joe Johnson?
Clearly.
Joe Johnson before that,
Before that he wasn't there yet though. So
he
it's like
wasn't.
that's
He wasn't there
tough.
yet. But when
Was
they,
he not? Was he not there yet, or was it that he had to play behind Stoudemire and
He
Nash?
just never had the opportunity. Exactly.
And Sean Marion.
And Sean Marion.
That's
Well,
what
even
I
then,
mean.
that was like Joe Johnson. This was like Joe Johnson's
You
second
could
or third
make
year
that
on Phoenix.
argument.
So
Joe
it's
Johnson
like
always been a bucket man, but like
it's
when
like
he got
Joe.
to
That was
Atlanta,
Joe Johnson's like second or third
when
year.
he got
so
to
it's
Atlanta,
like,
that's when
He'd been there since what?
01,
One?
like
It was
01, 02.
Yeah,
he got drafted in
Yeah,
01,
0102. Leaf
02.
is right. Leaf is right. 0102.
Oh,
Yeah,
102.
yeah, like
Because he got drafted by Boston and then he got traded.
Yeah.
so. Yeah, it's kind of hard for me to say a second and third year.
I do
guys,
remember
like,
Joe Johnson career. Joe Johnson, one of my favorite players.
That's his fourth year. 04-05 is his fourth season.
Mm-hmm.
nah, that's
05,
not-
04, 05 was the fourth season.
Yeah.
That's not a super team, bro. It's
I
not.
mean, but
Hey, to
nah.
me, I'm be honest with you. To me, it is. But so do you think the Dallas Mavericks were a super team with Finley, Dirk, and Nash?
I think they were.
That was close.
That was a
Yeah,
good
They
team.
should
that
have
was
won.
really
They
good.
should have won the ring
I
in
think
03.
they
Their
were.
problem. Their problem
Michael
was
Finley
defense.
was Michael
They're
Finley
correct.
was
Michael, yeah, he was that
the
nigga.
guy.
He was that
Yeah,
nigga.
yeah,
Michael Finley
yeah,
was the
Michael
guy.
Finley was.
Yeah.
Their issue was defense. That's why they got
That's
rid of
what it
Nash.
was.
But
they
you
was
said nothing about defense.
Steve
Dub.
Nash
You
couldn't
said
guard
all.
nobody.
Oh no, I said yes. I agree with you. I
Oh,
said
so
I
that
agree
is a
with you.
super team.
I said the reason
Yeah,
they lost was
offensively,
because
yeah,
of defense.
I think they
Wait,
were
Dub,
right.
I need you to really put this on TikTok. You think that
I
Steve
don't.
Nash
I don't
was
edit
on a?
these shows. I don't.
You
edit these
think,
shows,
but
so
you
good luck.
think? Okay, fine. But do
Good
you
luck.
think Steve Nash was on a super team in Dallas?
What you
I
want me to
do.
say? I said yes already.
I do.
Hey,
So
I just
Steve
want to.
Nash
Oh
is
my
on
God.
2 super teams. Wow, that's interesting.
I just need to ask
That's
you this.
he was
I
actually
want
on
to know
three.
this.
He was on
Because
three.
He's actually on
You
three
third
for the
one.
Lakers as
That's
well.
why
The
he's
Lakers-
overrated. That's why he's
Lakers league?
overrated.
Oh,
That's why
third
he's
one,
Steve
third
Nash
one,
on
He was on
the third
three.
one is the Lakers.
I think he was on one when he came in the league too, bro, because they had
Oh.
Kevin Johnson, Jason Kidd,
No,
and
let's stop.
Dub,
somebody
I want
else.
to ask you this.
Out
I
of
want to
all
ask
the
you this.
teams,
Let's pump the brakes
you
on
know
that.
what's so annoying? You know what's so annoying? Out of all the teams we just went through, you found one team that's like a. Every other team was valid, but because there's one, it's like
No,
Like
I
now
want to ask
everybody's
you. I
off
want
the
to ask
train.
you. You think that OKC team with Harden and all and Russ and all them
No,
was a super
no,
team?
no, no,
Harden,
it wasn't.
Harden,
Not yet. James Harden was a 6-man player that year. We did not know he could be a number one.
But Tim Duncan was on the super team. either.
Wait, we didn't know?
Tim Duncan?
Yeah, Tim Duncan wasn't on super teams.
No,
He
I
wasn't
don't
on
think he
super
was on-
team until like
I
05
don't
or
think he was
07.
on. I don't think he was on.
No,
Super
but
Team.
Dub thinks
seven?
Dub
Yeah,
thinks
I
Manu
give it
Ginobili is just
around
mid,
that.
to be honest.
Oh, so
Nah.
Duncan won all those championships and never was on a super team.
Yeah, Kobe wasn't on super team either,
99.
and Kobe wasn't on super team either.
I'm not saying. I'm not
No
saying
one said
anything
he
about
was.
Kobe.
Oh, okay.
Nobody said anything
God
about
damn.
You got the damn.
Damn.
My bad. Hey, people don't understand how important Wade was to those Heat rings. Another super chat from Alex Campbell. People don't understand how important Wade was to those Heat rings. And these are
How
facts.
important was he?
Life on the line. Who makes the playoffs first? Rockets, Detroit, or
Rockets.
Spurs?
Detroit.
Depends who's
Spurs.
taking for Victor.
Spurs actually.
Rockets gonna take him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I believe in the Spurs more than I believe in the other two. So
Yeah,
That's
Spurs.
blind faith in Greg Popovich. That's it. That's all that is.
You're right.
Hey,
You're right.
it-
You're right.
You're right.
You're right.
That
I'll
ain't
take
nothing
it.
to do with the talent on that
No,
team.
You right.
We're gonna
It's
You
gonna
right.
be
matter.
12.
They find a way to win every time. So
I got actually super chat from Rod. Is 2012 OKC a super team dub? No, I said no. I already did that one. So
No, already.
Yo, appreciate you guys for joining up, bro. We got 600 people up here. Like the video. We're on 3 hours and almost 30 minutes. So
3 hours,
appreciate
15
everybody.
minutes to be
3 hours,
exact.
15.
Man.
Yep. Yo, anybody have any final words before we head out?
I
might have a whole.
The Garden Phils.
Wait, so
It
everybody
fills up.
quick. I might be doing the show tomorrow. I think around like like 2 or 3 or maybe 5. I don't know. So keep a lookout.
You're getting your own show?
Yeah, man. I'm really gonna turn Player's Choice up, man.
Yes, sir.
Everyone gets
Like, you doing the show on this channel?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I gotta say this.
And I will be exposed. Go ahead, go.
What time?
I don't know. I'm working with Ron right now.
All right, so sometime in the afternoon tomorrow, bro, y'all be ready for a surprise guest appearance from Low on his own show.
All right,
I gotta say this.
Yes.
I gotta say this.
Sound pretty good.
I gotta
Low
say
out
this.
here winning,
You
bro.
gotta
He
stop
got
with that Rudy Gobert
240
stuff.
He got 290 something.
They don't call him the legend of winning for no reason, man. Come on now.
Yo, Rudy Gobert offensive game is just as good as the shit that I poop out, bro.
No way.
That man can't catch.
You gotta cut that. I'm